Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
We usually start with a little jingle, don't we? In this lovely little podcast of ours. But a lovely human being called Alex the Luchador from Indiana sent in an enormous list of all the variations of the little intro that we do here in the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. So, Alex the Luchador, this is for you. If you like Alex the Luchador.
Join our cult.
Don't know him.
We didn't really nail it for him.
Oh, no.
Well, we're gonna. I know it's like.
Yeah, thanks for nothing, Alex.
It's such a long, exhaustive, brilliant list. Like we've laughed a lot reading it, but it's too long to like.
There was like 7 pages.
I know it
sounds
sounds
like Jack Nicholson's notes in The Shining.
I know it sounds silly saying it on our 10-hour podcast or whatever, but it is too long. But should we read out a few highlights? Have we got any like particular ones we want to read out of the various?
Just to set the scene, Joel, what number podcast is this one? You're the editor.
284, I think.
284. So there's 284 different entries into this email.
Oh no, he skipped usual ones.
Has he skipped usual ones?
I think it's just ones.
Oh.
I think it's just ones where anything different happens.
I read page 1 and then maybe didn't read anymore.
Yeah. Episode 1, Jack debuts the club jingle.
I started it.
Episode 12, first time song is sung. You did a different club jingle.
I did a spoken word. I did like Leonard
Cohen.
Cohen's Hallelujah. You Jeff Buckley'd it up. Made it a song.
Bit of the Buckley. The second time the song is sung correctly, which is episode 17, which speaks volumes of my reading capabilities. Maffew accidentally says club, features a lot of times in this. Maffew clearly had a lot of sleep that night. Pale Ale sponsored version. Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Hello, Mum from Maffew. Tells his mum not to watch anymore. Ross says, hello, Mother Diddler.
Good.
She took that advice, didn't she? She didn't watch the order.
Yeah, thank Christ.
One thing I noticed when browsing the list is that a sense of sort of hopelessness creeps in towards the end. Like there's a lot of like everyone's sighs like, towards the end. Just creeping dread as
Sighs as in S-I-G-H-S.
Yeah.
We're all fat.
No, everyone sighs, exhales.
If you like a lot of Christmas on your YouTube, ho, ho, ho. I don't know that one. Jack interrupts Maffew at the YouTube part and says podcast.
I interrupted and got it wrong.
Oh, I remember that. So it's good this is doing memory lane,
There's
isn't
one.
it? Yeah.
There's one where apparently I was dressed as a bear, which I have no memory of.
I don't remember you being dressed as a bear. It says when you dressed as Stein, I remember that.
I remember the bear costume, but I don't remember wearing it for a podcast.
I forgot you did Brother Love until I read this.
I wore the bear costume at North once for the pre-show questionnaire quiz thing.
I thought you were a wolf.
I was a bear.
I thought you are a wolf.
My first persona, as all of
Oh,
ours.
not again. And it says, Maffew slamps the table harder during the intro than in the test.
I remember that.
And Ross calmly asked Maffew to stop banging the table. That's all one page.
There's a lot of Matthew banging too.
Alex Luchador will do it properly just for you.
No banging.
No banging.
You can bang all you want. We've got more robust wires now, haven't we, Joel?
No, I'm
Do you say
scared.
that for
I'm
years?
scared.
If you like a lot of wrestling on your YouTube, what do we do? Join our cult. Yes, thank you. The copy went everywhere. Hello and welcome to throbbingly, lovingly, throbbingly episode. Got it out, yes. Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
Oh, it's hot. It's hot. It's so warm in
hot,
here.
warm, bothered tones of Maffew, Jack the Bear,
Aye.
and Ross the Professional.
Why aren't we in a pub? I thought I signed up for a podcast in the pub or the park last week.
We were gonna,
Oh, yeah, the thing that we said and then just never
No,
bothered
I've
looking
seen
into.
other channels do it. What's
God,
this?
shut
What's
up.
he doing? What's he?
We're getting an advert for some sort of tyre blowing up device here.
I hate this. The Slack app that we use, if I want to read the documents, I have to download this free app, which has adverts, which have unskippable videos. That's bollocks. The skip video did nothing. It was part of the video. I got tricked. That should be illegal.
That's not on my app.
I was going to say, yeah, get an iPhone. You have to do that, bollocks.
Anyway, how are you doing?
Not bad, not bad. Just warm, very warm.
Oh, yes.
All meat, no potato. How are you?
The same.
Lovely.
I'm a baked potato.
Jack's the same.
I'm the same.
We're all baked potatoes. Not like Andrew on the Pitches video yesterday. He's a different kind of baked potato.
Did you do the song?
No,
Lucas
just
song?
if you like.
No, the Thank You Baked Potato. Don't be. Ross and Adam love that song.
Thank you, baked potato. Georgie Dawes.
Baked potato, save my
There we go. It's
life.
come back to us now.
The end of the video where he was clearly off his box on something. And
Yesterday?
He lost.
Oh, he was baked potato, yeah. You know what happened?
The baked
On the
potato.
pitches video yesterday, right? Just watch Andrew's reaction to my final pitch, and he's 420 blazed somehow. I don't understand.
That's how good the pitch was.
Yeah.
That's a glowing recommendation if I ever heard one.
Yeah.
Oh. The news.
He's stolen because you haven't got loaded up yet.
How dare you think these? I'm just tapping my phone like a person. Kevin Nash in dispute with WWE over merch money. Oh. Kevin Nash talk about money. This isn't news. Ha ha ha. Merchandise money is a serious revenue stream for pro wrestlers, says Jack Atkins, who does a wonderful job of wording these lovely news stories. Big Sexy said that I don't get $1 on the NWO shirts. It should be 150% of what I normally get in the next period. And if it's not, I guess I'll be putting a piece of paper in Ari Emanuel's hand, who I guess is his lawyer person. Nash continued, noting how WWE have tried to placate him with appearances in WWE games, as well as a Diesel Funko Pop toy. But these additional revenue streams didn't exactly fill Nash with joy. Quote, it's like, I don't give a F. I don't care if I'm getting 7% of the Heinz ketchup packages that you sell the ballparks. I want the effing royalties to what they're selling to effing Walgreens and Walmart and everyone else in the big 16-ounce Heinz bottles. I want the bucks, Nash demanded. Give me all the Funkos you want. I don't get 70% of the Funkos.
It is such a weird strategy to try and placate Kevin Nash with toys and computer games rather than money.
Right.
He's the last person who... You're in a computer game, Kev. What's one of them?
Yeah. You're one of those guys who don't really care about things like money. Are you Kevin Nash? You're about the business and the price. Oh, wait, no, you're Kevin Nash.
We've made Kevin Nash the anime. Are you happy about that? You might as well have said that.
I saw one of the most egregious things I've ever seen on the internet this week. And it was an NWO shirt, but the W was the W logo. Is that official clobber?
No.
Okay.
It's James Van Der Beek, I think. No, what'd he do? I think just his Photoshop stuff and annoys people. I almost call him a professional annoyer. So that's not a real occupation, but I think he does well with it. But yeah, he's done these mock-up shirts. But people have been taking photos and gone, have you seen the new WWE merch? He was like, yes.
Yeah, that's why I saw it. Someone was moaning. Like, can you believe they've done this?
No, don't believe it. They're not real. They're sold by a bloke.
But I can see it.
And Kevin Nash gets 0 of that as well.
There is a world where that would be... It's not too far from the truth, though. They would do that.
Because people were commenting going, great, NWO, with a tiny little WE thing underneath there. Like, great, nothing says anti-establishment, like the establishment's name. So he said, how about we blow up the W like this? And yeah, clearly everyone got the joke.
He's a clever boy.
He is. James Van Der Beek, how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing, that Paul?
WWE announces Giovanni Vinci injury. And it was weirdly noted on our lovely news stream. It was noted on Monday's Raw that Giovanni Vinci is out of action with a lower body injury, and there was no timetable given for his return. Reports noted last week that Vinci was not legitimately injured, and his absence was just related to the storyline.
No.
So it's still storyline then?
But he was gone this week as well.
Yeah, he was gone this week.
That's the first Raw since the injury happened, so it could just be a storyline. Riddle did lock him in a shoot leg lock backstage, did he not?
Oh, yes.
I can't believe he did that to someone who was injured.
I know. Well, that's maybe where he got injured, in storyline.
It could also be one of those angles they do to write someone off with an injury. When they don't want to have them actually have a match to risk anything, so they just have them get beaten up backstage.
That's what I
thought. It's hard. Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
Let's just say he's too sexy to enter the British Isles. Therefore, they've written him off TV like AEW's written off Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
Because he can't go to Canada, can he?
Yeah. And he's like Right Said Fred. He's bald as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You might get confused.
Stop him at Heathrow. You're too handsome.
Yeah. I got turned away at the border for being too sexy. Nero commented on his AEW absence. It sucks. Yes, you're right, Miro. We fully agree.
It's an odd one because he was doing acting bits, we read, in the police thingy. I don't know what it was, but it was a police thingy. And then it just appeared to be creative differences was the only thing keeping him off TV. Surely they could have worked something out between them. Surely. To miss a whole year, just about.
Yeah, 4 matches last year.
Yeah, disgusting.
It's so weird. You go, wrestling's easy, isn't it? And then companies come out and go, it's not at all. It's actually really hard. Chris Hemsworth is unsure about the plans for the Hulk Hogan biopic that he was attached to.
Oh, yeah.
And Chris Van Vliet was interviewing him. God, he's just gone up in the world, hasn't he?
Oh, he does it all the time. There's big stars.
There's a sort of viral clip that exists outside of the wrestling world where he's interviewing Anne Hathaway, and she like really fancies him. It's like actress swoons over handsome interviewer, and he goes like, "How old are you?" or something. She goes, "My word, you can't ask me that." And she just like clearly really fancies Chris Van Vliet. I mean, obviously, like he'd be turned away at the border for being too sexy.
Of course, but don't worry. All he needs to do is start talking about wrestling, and she'll be like, "All right, whatever."
But yeah. But he's really like humble about it as well. He's like, "Oh my word, I'm so sorry, Anne Hathaway," but like, come on, Chris Van Vliet. Anyway, we don't all have Hollywood actresses swooning over us, do we?
Speak for yourself.
Okay.
Aye.
No, but all the weirdos love us.
Only some of them. No, a greater percentage of the weirdos love you. Okay.
Wouldn't have it any other way. mates with Maffew, as OW said. He said, so we won't care anymore. Chris Hemsworth said, I don't know what's happening with it at the moment, but there's a good story there. I'd love to tell it. I know Todd Phillips has been deep in the world of the Joker, but we've had conversations, and yeah, fingers crossed. So no bloody idea whatsoever then.
Imagine that. You know, is that the most recent Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker? Imagine like a psychological breakdown of Hulk Hogan's childhood, how he became the prayer man with the vitamins and all that sort of stuff, told in a really dark and deep way.
That'd be good. I'd watch that.
Just locked in a room with no vitamins and no prayers. So he becomes the opposite of that.
Nobody really wants to watch a happy film about wrestling. Like, that's why The Wrestler was so good, because it was warts and all.
It really was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think I've said said many times before, as long as the Hulk Hogan film is, this is how this happened, and it has something go, this is not how this happened. This is absolute bollocks.
I saw an interview with Hogan this week where he's speaking about, like, I forget who was interviewing him, but they were saying, like, if you faced Roman Reigns in your prime, who would win the match? And he's just like, we don't know who would win, brother, but we'd draw lots of money together. He couldn't even say that Roman would smash his face.
In kayfabe, Hogan's way stronger than Roman.
Oh, that's an interesting
Roman
debate.
needs Solo's help and all the guys. Hulk Hogan did it on his own brother.
Yeah, and who's the heaviest dude that Roman Reigns has slammed?
Not Andre the Giant, dude.
No one's speaking.
I reckon he's hoisted the Big Show up in 2015.
Probably, yeah.
He's skinny Big Show now. 2015. Big bag of jelly beans.
I guess the Von Erichs one was Zac Efron still going ahead.
Oh, everybody's in that. Whenever I'm like watching something on TV and I have a look, oh, what else they've been in? I swear they're attached to that project and the Von Erich thing. Now we call the CM Punk segment. CM Punk news. CM Punk wants to sit down with the Elite to discuss post All Out incident because CM Punk said a lot more on him later on. Don't worry.
They already have.
No.
I believe.
Do you think?
Yeah.
They're not allowed to even say that.
I don't know if I do believe. I think it's
so.
still real. I think this fire still burns always.
I think we've crossed over from the realness into now let's make money off the realness.
Are you willing to wager a Sam
no, I am
driver
not.
bet or an Italian restaurant? Okay,
I'm not a silly boy. I'm a coward. A big, dirty coward.
Fair enough.
CM claimed, we are trying to move past what happened that night specifically. He then said, I don't think what happened was a big deal. This has happened in the last 10 months in hockey, in basketball and baseball, and just about every sport. And it's covered, it's gone the next day. I think because I've injured my tricep and I've been out for so long, I think it has been exacerbated.
Exacerbated.
Made worse.
Exacerbated.
Yeah.
Yes,
Bruno.
Bruno. I think it's been exacerbated by people spreading lies about the whole thing. And when in reality, my attitude is, well, poo happens.
Well,
He thinks it's been blown up proportion.
no, I think he's now trying to be, now that he's back in the fold, he's trying to be like, that was nothing. You know? Do you not think?
The thing I'm not legally allowed to talk about wasn't a big deal.
He was the one who blew it out of all proportion. If he
he wasn't.
if he kept it backstage, he was the one who brought it out in front of everybody. You hypocrite.
Yeah.
What's worse, bringing it out in the public eye or going behind people's back to Dave Meltzer and going, ooh, Dave, CM Punk's being nasty.
The public one.
Okay, fair enough.
People just go, Dave's a liar. Look, he gets outright these
Meltzer
days.
did weigh in on this, and he said that
Oh, God, here we go.
it seems like...
Get ready for excitement,
he
people at home.
He said something like either side, so like the Punk side and the Elite side, think the other one is talking to the press, but really both sides are talking to Dave, but the other one likes to think that they're the ones keeping quiet or something. He's basically saying, I have all the sources, me.
Bloody Jericho.
Yes.
Jericho and a mysterious person known as only as CJ. CM Punk details heat with Hangman Page, feared their AEW match would turn into a shoot.
Oh, God.
Punk claimed that, this was, by the way, should we remember last week's podcast ending with the guys, put a ticking time bomb through the post.
yeah.
According to Wade Keller, who I've stopped
happened?
following on Twitter now, who hyped this up. It's like, this is it.
He didn't know what it was. He just heard something.
He bigged it up way too much stuff. Because you hear in our defense, you put the pieces together.
It seemed really serious.
The most damaging piece of text to be released since the diary of Adrian Mole, and this bloody thing came out, and it was like, I thought Hangman Page hit me with a chop to the mouth even, and it hurt a lot. So I thought the match wasn't very good.
He did, to be fair. And Punk, because we're all workers around this table. He really opened his chest up, and Hangman still missed.
Yeah, he fed for him, brother.
Yeah, it was good down Twitter because then loads of wrestlers sent clips of them being hit in the face, and it's like, it happens.
Yeah.
Suck it up.
Yeah, it does.
The best one was Chris Hero doing it to Colt Cabana accidentally. It looked like Adaway Mid-South because there was nobody there. And then, fast forward a few years, it was Volta versus Ono at Evolve.
Oh, no, indeed.
Yeah, Volta chops him. Doesn't mean to, of course, but he's next ring post. He chops him, and Ono hits gets hit with Walter's chop, which is already great. Hits the back of the ring post. His eyes go,
In the whole CM Punk stuff, I've found it really easy to, side with Punk and find it funny. He's been going after the Bucks and everything because the Bucks, even though we're all fans of the Bucks and that, they do come across as very self-satisfied, don't they? They don't wear the Bucks, we're mint. So when someone has a go at them, it's quite funny. But Hangman just seems like a lovely man. And even I struggle to be like, yeah, CM Punk, when he's like, this lovely lad is a horrible bloke and I hate him.
I agree, Jack. If he just stuck with just the Bucks or maybe it's like, all right, you got a point, but it's like, Hangman Page.
Yeah.
You know how I hate that controversy annoying guy in the office? Bloody Andrew.
Andrew,
Always blah, blah, blah. He punched me for no reason the other day.
And the fact that Hangman has quite sensibly and deliberately said nothing back makes Punk look even more of a bully.
Yeah. Punk says, I proceeded to have what I think is a garbage match because I'm trying to protect myself on stuff instead of actually just working and trying to put on the best performance I can. And then people were quite clicked to not only include the chop to the mouth, but also when CM Punk completely fudged the buckshot lariat and went, whoa, and then Hangman was like, don't worry, I've got you, brother.
Picked him up, didn't he? Twice.
Picked him up like this. Like, are you okay?
But he's an arsehole, though. Yeah. Don't forget that.
That son of a bitch, Hangman Page.
There's also been speculation, hasn't there, that Punk's only going after Hangman because he can't go after the Bucks. Although he went after Hangman before that all kicked off.
Yeah.
Idiots like Hangman Page. Oh, I don't know, man.
So what else? Samoa Joe commented on all the stuff. He just says, what's it like with all this divide going on? He says, there isn't a divide. It's an argument between men. All those dudes don't represent the entire genre of their generation. They have their own issues and their own problems. I don't think it's that deep. They're grown-ass men. They have disagreements they can figure out or not. That's between them.
Joe.
Well done, Joe.
Just lock him in a room with Joe. Yeah. Just give Joe an hour just to do what he wants. That'll sort them out. That'll scare them straight.
Yeah, I'll make him watch that new Twisted Metal show he's on.
Is it bad, is it?
Oh, when trailers used to be to show how good something was, and now it's like, hey, here's a heads up. Might want to run away when this is on.
Is that scene where he's in the, is it casino or something with what songs playing in the background? I forgot.
That didn't last that long.
Yeah.
Twisted Metal is in the computer game.
Yeah.
The drive-in. That's got a series now.
Yeah.
He's got a clown mask on.
Yeah, Sweet Tooth. I loved it back in the day.
He plays the main mascot of the...
Don't quote us on this. He plays the body of Sweet Tooth, but then he's got the clown mask on. It's on fire, and someone else is dubbing him. So it's
do you remember the WWE game that was like that?
Crush Hour.
Crush Hour, yeah. They just decided to have their own...
Yeah.
That was a weird subgenre of games, wasn't it?
It was.
Car, deathmatch.
And it just stopped.
It did, it just went away.
Everyone went, no one's buying these anymore? All right, cool, stop.
Well.
The other news... Oh, there's two little wacky things. Taz did the bit where he choked out Angle at One Night Stand. That spot happened to teach Angle a lesson. Found this out this week. I'll tell you this, it was all my fault, says Angle. At this point in my career, I was a real pain in the ass. I was addicted to painkillers. I was hiding it. I was injured all the time. I was really frustrated with creative because of the Charmel thing and this stuff. Oh, that great feud. I just felt like I kept lashing out and saying, oh, why are you guys doing this? You need to change things. I need something better than this. I was always demanding everything. So they said, you know what, screw this. On this thing, little wee fat Taz is going to choke you out. Yeah, and he's like, oh, okay.
The way you set it up there was like Taz was saying himself, that was a lesson I taught Kurt Angle.
Yeah, the way it was worded on the website I read it on was like, hang on, like when Taz legit choked out Kurt Angle.
I was starting to think, could Taz even legit choke out Kurt Angle? Olympic gold medalist.
Olympian.
I know Taz is an amateur wrestler. He's got all that back, pop the hips.
Yeah.
And he's the suplex machine. In fact, Prime Taz versus Prime Angle would be a good fight.
I'm sure Taz, in his prime, believed that he could.
He'd probably give it an all right go, but Olympic gold medalist.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other little thing to end on, Scott Steiner says something nice about Stephanie McMahon. Quote, it was her dad's business. She's part of them. She's cool. She was good to work with. Whoa.
People do seem to like Stephanie, don't they? Backstage.
Well, they have to.
No, but they say like she's like the mom. Didn't they used to say that? She's like the mom of the
All the lasses like her, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the lads.
Yeah. Apart from that one lass who didn't know who she was.
What lads?
Oh, God. We're talking like remember during the Divas search?
I can't remember who
Stephanie
it
Man
was.
talked to her
I know,
and
but
she was just like, yeah, excuse me. And like, that's the boss's daughter. That's the boss's daughter. Like, oh, okay.
But that's a miraculous turnaround from Scott Steiner because we interviewed him as part of the old crew back in the
oh
day.
my God, yeah.
And he called both Triple H and Stephanie the old C-bombs.
I mean,
The pair of them.
that was very much Scott Steiner's thing for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, he seems to have slowed down just a bit.
Fair enough, Scott.
There's hope for him. There's hope for all of us.
There
There's
is.
hope even for this podcast, which
Up until-
continues.
Well, I was about to say up until now because it's now time for Tubman in Japan.
That's right. There's no hope for this podcast,
my
but
God.
there is hope for Scott Steiner. Tubman in Japan, everyone's favourite moment of the podcast.
I'd just like to point out, we've heard from him.
Who?
His return, Richard
Cum
Tubman.
Dragon?
Richard Tubman.
Tubman.
No, Richard
His
Tubman.
return is on the horizon. He's
Ooh.
back next month.
Really?
Yeah.
And he's thrown down a challenge for you.
Oh.
And you in particular.
Oh,
Not
go
me
on.
and Jack, because me and Jack speak glowingly about his trip to Japan. Obviously,
I did.
That's right. That's what
massive-
happens every week.
it's a
Go
massive
on.
achievement to cycle from the length of a country like he has done, but you just take the P155 every week. And he's,
right,
he's
that's
not
exactly
happy
what
about it. He wants to see you in the ring, Maffew.
Oh my God.
Which one? The one in Okinawa?
No, Heaton.
Oh, no, not the Heaton Ring.
Aye.
The number one Italian restaurant on us. The notes here say, meh, what's the point of me making notes for this anymore? All we do is look at the little screen over there. Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, that's all we do these days. Here we go then. Try and pronounce that, Maffew, at the top there.
Fuji.
That is Fuji.
That's not Fuji.
Oh, you mean the
got to
text?
be- look
Oh,
at the
my
size
apologies.
of
He's on a
Don't I
different
feel
island
foolish?
now to Fuji.
That's how big
Oh.
Fuji is. It follows you around the room like a bad smell.
Like that sun in the old Mario games, the one that's...
Like the Mona Lisa.
That's exactly right, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Both those ones are good.
Look at that. They even have Toyotas in Japan.
Come
That
back.
was
Wait,
That was a stupid thing to say.
Yeah, they import them.
you have sushi in Japan?
Look at that. Lovely market there.
Paddy O.C. says Maffew loves furries and Ross isn't actually from Sunderland.
No, I'm not.
Is,
no.
that, is that two lies? I
don't
don't know.
know. Maybe.
Hang on.
Have they mixed up me and Ross? Because I often remind people I'm not.
Clearly a big fan of the podcast.
I'm from north of Newcastle, never mind Sunderland.
Wait, that's a Gundam house. What? Why is that? Why is that?
Now, I know that's
Hang on.
like your B-Tech Transformer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your Gundam.
Yeah, sure. Jack,
It's like the-
Jack the job at Does OnlyFans. I didn't know that.
That's incorrect.
Fair enough.
That's incorrect. I've got very, very defensive. I don't do OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah.
Although I shouldn't. I did get a dodgy request on Cameo once, which I ignored. I didn't follow through with it. I messaged you. I
What?
should
Oh,
do it once.
why don't you remind us on the podcast
No.
in front of the world and God
It's
what you were asked to do?
No. But someone did send me a dirty request once on Cameo.
Oh.
I know.
And here's some more of Japan.
Ruin the mood there, sorry.
Yusuf says, Japan is a beautiful country. Would you move there? And hi, Maffew, Ross, Jack. This is a good segment after the Hall of Fame. It's
Thank
before
you.
the Hall of Fame,
Before
but thank you, Yusuf. Everyone who listens to this podcast doesn't actually listen to this podcast.
Lovely crops there. That could be Fuji, like the sort of bottom of Fuji there in the very background. Just building up to the really steep bit.
Yes. Tommy says something that I'm not going to read, just for the good of the podcast. A tent. That's what you guys
Last
do.
week when reading out the mailbag,
No, Ross is reading
the
it.
latest diddler,
No.
Ross was sweating more than Prince Andrew at a kid's birthday party.
That was the thing I was trying not to read.
That's because Ross defended Philip Schofield. I don't think...
Oh, God, tent! I've just seen the tent as well.
Right.
Getting too distracted.
Do you need your
I
glasses
thought
on?
they meant, I do need me glasses. I keep
Did you
forgetting
think,
them.
I thought it was a body of water. That's how bad my eyesight is. I thought it was like the murky green of a lock.
It's like a low budget Wizard of Oz. It looks like the tent's landed on.
Richard's underneath the tent. His feet are sticking out. It does like
Ding dong, though.
it does like a designated camping area though, with that little bench in the background there.
Ah.
But I thought there was just a literal like, oh, Ross was nervous
Do we
about
need
it.
to, when he's back, do we need to get him on this segment?
I
Yes.
won't be here for that just in case he does a shoot fly
Starts
kick
doing roundhouses.
Aye. up the tent. Indeed,
With
the first
giant
comment. there.
bike-filled legs. Oh my god.
He was like
Ridiculous.
Croco.
Yes.
I cannot wait to see how his body's changed.
I hope he looks exactly the same.
No, because he's cycled just about every single day for
Yeah,
a
but
year.
he's been eating
Yeah, but he
dirty
was
rice and chicken and all the
He was
other
always
stuff he's
quite
shown
trim
us.
anyway, wasn't he?
I reckon he's got the muscle mass now.
He'll be bottom heavy. His legs will be huge. Yeah, true.
So no,
You look like Chris Hoy.
Yeah, massive calves.
Yeah.
Another camping site there. Is that a public toilet I see in the shed there? Oh.
Be great if it's just some guy's house and it's like, you cheeky bastard.
He's got a new chair, by the way. I think that's a different chair, is it not?
Oh, wow. And people say this bit has nothing to talk about.
I know, yeah. Where's he got that chair from? What happened to the old chair? Maybe he's so muscular now, because muscle weighs more than fat, doesn't it? So he's broken his chair and had to buy a new one.
That would make sense.
Those calves.
And he had to buy it from the chair shop. Up the power lines. Thank you, it's the Biffy. It's good because I have to turn around now. All I see is Joel's head. He's going up and down trying to laugh his ass up at how tedious this bit is. Here we go. 3 Spaced Lizards says, more great pictures, Richard, but it's not the same without a cheeky tent pic.
Amen.
My day isn't complete without it. Also, if the lads of the pod see this, can we get some Up the Fuji shirts? I'd love to have one. Up the tent, up the Fuji, up the cum
Up the
dragon.
cum dragon.
And Paddy says, up the rice and chicken. And Cum chimes in, cherish these moments, Richard.
That's lovely. Why are we laughing at charity?
Oh, God.
That's really nice.
It's interesting to see how people view this segment, all the different perspectives.
I'm just having a look at, see if there's any messages that people try. No, it's all.
There's the bottom of Fuji again there before you get to the steep bit.
No tent photos, says Jay Castle. Are we to assume Tubman didn't sleep? Must have raided Tom's booger sugar stash to stay up so long. Stephen Ryan, this made me hard. Nick Flowers, all these restaurant pics. I am seriously hoping we see Tubbs in a laptop soon. Smiley face. Up the bike path and up the Yangtze River. Wow, well done, Danny.
nice
He knows
egg.
it's Japan.
A
He has
nice-
another podcast, but he loves Japan.
Nice egg there with some pork, maybe.
Ooh.
The Yangtze River's not. One sec.
Yeah, please don't wait for it.
That's a shrine.
Hey.
Up the museum.
Shrine.
Up the pints. No tent again. What's Richard doing, man?
Shrine like the stars.
The
He
Yangtze-
just slept. He slept in the hood,
The Yangtze
like
River's-
Abraham Lincoln.
The Yangtze River's predominantly in China, everybody.
Oh no! Damn it! I think we. Well, whatever. Stephen Skodas. Oh, we know him. I like these daily updates on your travels in Japan. I'm hoping to travel to Japan a few years' time with a friend of mine to see the sights and experiences, the food and the culture.
Very nice.
Hope you got your bike, Stephen, and a tent.
It is the best place I've ever been for food. The food is amazing.
And Yusuf has a gif of Godzilla pumping
Look
his
at that.
fist.
It's bloody chicken on a skewer.
Yeah.
A sausage, maybe. Up the sausages. There's a lot of up the insert words here, isn't there? Comments.
I think that's you.
Maybe we've struck gold with something. Oh. Just release a line of up the something merch.
Well, you say up the quite a lot. Me and Owen say up the Fabes for our streams.
Free house the yeast. That sounds like a command.
No, it's Free House the Yeast.
I know, it's
You can
just
see the italics there.
Wording's weird there.
In beer we trust.
This is in Japan.
I feel like momentum's starting to.
Anyway, yeah.
Nice path, nice cycle path there. Richard loves a cycle path, but it's not riverside by the looks of things. That's what sets Richard's cycle paths apart. There's no river there either, maybe. Could be one to the left-hand side. Oh, maybe there was. I've spoken too soon. Bottom of Fuji there again. That's like a scene from Jurassic Park, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Yeah.
Come on, let's keep the momentum
No,
going.
it's
What a lovely
dead, it's
estuary
gone.
there. There's a
No,
nice
it's
source of the
gone.
river.
Honey Grip Gary says, which is more over, the tent or LA Night? Yeah.
LA Night, for goodness sake, don't talk so shaft.
Good save.
I think LA Knight's push has been overblown. But I'll get to that later on.
Don't talk about wrestling in the Tubman segment.
Sorry.
Gormley Kevin says, when Tubman is back, we need a review on the best tent spots in Japan, while a compilation of money shots, which means
What?
tent pictures, you filthy bastards. Please.
It definitely doesn't. You can't blame us for that.
Oh, he's got hidden comments. Let's read the hidden comments.
Oh no.
If it- Excellent composition.
Why is that?
Why was that hidden? Oh no, it's a compliment. We can't have that.
That's the
Disgusting
nicest
behaviour.
one.
And I think that might be it. It is fantastic.
What a great week.
Tubman Japan continues next week.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame!
The Hall of Fame. In condescending order from last week, the England cricket team's Bazball style of play,
I mean-
22%.
I don't want to talk about it.
Fair enough.
It backfired this week, Maffew.
Really did.
It looked like it was going to work, but it didn't work in the end.
That's why. Do you think you would have won if it had won in real life?
No.
No.
Fair enough
But
then.
I think it might have done slightly better. But I don't know if it was. It's the bowling attack. England's bowling attack's crocked. It's not Bazball's fault, in my opinion. But people's opinions.
Stokes isn't able to fire on all cylinders through injury. Ollie, what's his face? Robinson. Yeah, he can't do it either.
He's not a mentality monster.
No.
He's bottler. I shouldn't say that. That's really nasty. But he talks. He's all bark, no bite. That Ollie Robinson, I think.
But he's also got injuries.
He also has injuries. To
He
be fair
can't
to
go
him.
full pelt.
Stuart Broad does well every Ashes series, so he's done all right. Top spinner's injured. I mean,
But I just need to know why he waited so long, Maffew, to take that new ball in the final session and to use Jimmy Anderson.
it looked like a genius thing at first because that first over after when Joe Root's bowling with the old ball and took a wicket, but surely then the time is right to go right new ball now.
He was very expensive as well, though, was Joe Root
yes,
with that
he
old
was.
ball. For
Not a
goodness
great
sake.
economy. Ooh. And he's not even a bowler. He's our best batsman. Right. Anyway,
Sounds like the least. This is the most disappointing Ashes since Paul Bearer in 2013.
I do enjoy a podcast called The Great Cricketer, which is two Australian blokes who talk about cricket. They're very funny, but they've been unbearable because obviously they're Australian and they won. But they have a segment of their podcast called Visceral Minutes, where people send in their visceral reactions to what's just happened. And there's one that's like, ooh, beat us by 2 wickets, have you? Think you're so good? And then it cuts to the next one. It's just lots of like that sort of stuff, like, I hate the Aussies and all this. And then there's one that's just, you've fallen into our trap. It's really weird. It's like, when you turn up at Lord's, you might find a green wicket. It's really... Anyway, I'd recommend The Great Cricketer to anyone.
Thank you, Jack. Prawn cocktails, Walker's crisps. Crisps. 20. No.
Can't be taking sides
Sorry,
there.
prawn cocktail, Walker's Bloods as well.
No.
23%. Whatever. Wardlow's puppy errors. We didn't figure out how it's pronounced,
Aries.
did we?
People in the comments said errors is right.
All right.
Errors. Okay,
we
great.
corrected ourselves, but corrected ourselves wrongly.
I hate when it happens.
Yeah,
55%. Who cares what it's called? What a lovely dog.
Yeah.
it is a nice dog.
Or was it a weak? Was it not a strong
No, it was
week?
a dog.
No, was it not a strong week in terms of the nominations?
Well, I felt very strongly towards
All
the
right.
flavour of prawn cocktail. The people did not agree, but that's their loss.
I was shocked. Like, I imagine most people's favourite flavour is your prawn cocktail.
Really? Wow.
I mean, three of the 4 in this room all agree.
That's true.
That's what counts,
that's
right?
my barometer.
Yeah,
there.
exactly, yeah.
we represent the entire world.
That's right. It feels like it sometimes. So, well done, pal. Yay, Ross.
Yeah.
What is your pick this week, mate?
I have been waiting 3 years to try a thing which I saw on Instagram Reels back in the initial lockdown of 2020. And finally this week I tried it. Went to McDonald's drive-through, purchased a vanilla milkshake, which I'd done for the first time ever. Never had one before. A delightful thing. But then, because it was early afternoon, I got myself a double shot of espresso, put it in the milkshake. Gave it a little mix, and my socks were blown off and have not returned. So my nomination for the Hall of Fame is the double shot espresso vanilla milkshake provided by McDonald's.
I've never even heard of that.
It was on my Instagram Reels 3 years ago, and I've waited all this time. And I was just driving near a McDonald's. I thought, you know what? I'm a bit tired. Let's go for it.
Have you?
Wow.
Where'd you get the espresso from?
McDonald's. You
Oh,
can get
that
it-
as well? All
Yeah,
right,
you can get
okay.
a double shot. It comes in a little tiny cup. You just go, see you later. Mix it up. It is.
Is this in honour of Grimace? 'Cause I'm sure that's what you do drinking it.
Oh, the character.
If you,
Oh, yes, sorry.
yeah.
If you need sugar and caffeine and you don't want to do what Tom does, let's go to McDonald's because it's fantastic. I can't recommend it highly enough.
Yeah. But well done for finding a McDonald's with a working milkshake machine.
It's
Is-
always a bit of a stab in the dark, isn't it?
Right.
Is the
they'll be getting it
milkshake
if you don't
machine
get
as
that.
temperamental as the McFlurry machine? I assume it is.
It is
Is it the same machine?
because I'd never had a vanilla milkshake before. I learned that it is literally McFlurry ice cream, just a bit thinner.
No way.
It tastes the same.
Wow.
And it's
Nice,
very
yeah.
there was a little few lumps in it as well, which just told me that it is just the soft serve ice cream, but in milkshake form.
Fair enough. Oh, that's class. I've never heard of that. That's really good. I'm just really impressed.
I like that life hack.
Really good.
But, do you have a preferred thing when you go to McDonald's? Like
I'll take milkshake and sandwich for me.
no chicken sandwich?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Even though I worked with someone at my pizza place job when I was on my gap year, who admitted to having a sex wee in a McChicken sandwich
No,
and handing it out.
That can't be true.
Ashington
You were-
McDonald's,
That can't be true.
roughly 2010
Why
sort
would
of time it would have
someone
happened.
do
So
Look, we stopped bringing up Louis. Anyway,
it wasn't him. It wasn't Big Trev.
Oh, no,
Big Trev,
no,
Trev
no.
Mosby.
Oh, no.
It wasn't him. It's pizzas he likes, not McDonald's. Just digging the hole
Hey,
deeper.
beggars can't be choosers, all right? But thank you very much for that. Well, Jack, what do you have as a preference?
I used to like the Chicken Legend, but they got rid of that.
Oh,
I like
didn't know.
the Chicken Legend with hot and spicy mayo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm really hungry, I'll go for a big tasty, but sometimes that's too much. At the minute, to be fair, at the minute, I think if I went to McDonald's, I'd be a bit lost with what to pick now that the Chicken Legend's gone as a go-to.
Oh, fair enough. Joel, what about yourself?
I'd usually go for chicken. Is it gone? Chicken Legend?
I think Chicken Legend's gone for now.
Is it?
I think so.
Quarter pounder with cheese.
Quarter pounder of cheese.
I'll do.
Solid.
And extra bits.
And extra bit.
You're going to get like 99p chicken mayo.
99p chicken mayo.
cheeseburger.
Oh, like the smaller burgers, yeah. Saver menu.
I'm glad someone else does that as well. If you didn't hear Joel, Joel says he knows something and also get something from the saver menu as a side, which is like, oh, okay, I'm not just the only fat person doing that. Great.
Or just get 3 large meals. Why not?
No, but it's that dicks. It's a 99 pence. Like, why not?
I feel like something changed. I can't work out whether it's McDonald's changing or whether it's me getting older. When I was a kid, like Smarties McFlurries were like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
I love the Smarties McFlurries particularly. These days, if I get a Smarties McFlurry, I'm like, that was okay. And is it just that the excitement's gone? Is it the fact that when you're an adult, you can get it whenever you want, so the appeal's gone? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, something to be said for that.
Or have the Smarties McFlurries declined in quality though? So
I imagine they've changed the flavour. Actually, I have no idea if they have or they haven't. But yeah,
they put
probably just
chocolate
'cause,
sauce on it now, which makes
Well,
it
how
worse.
often would you have them
When you were a kid?
Yeah.
Well, it was like a treat, wasn't it? Like,
Well,
ooh.
there you go.
Yeah, maybe it's the fact that now you've got that option whenever you want. It's not the same.
And Jack wept. He has no more.
No more
kingdoms
worlds to conquer. Yeah.
The giant McFlurry in the background. Who was that? Oh, it's me second. Fantastic. So I did send you a picture, Joel, but I'm not sure if you sent it. This is. I was going to show a clip of this, but I think it's better to see the news story
Jesus
as
Christ.
well.
What is this?
The age of man is over. The time of the orca has come. Yes, it's orcas. They'll be talking to Mike Lynch and they're all joining unions. Orca whales. They're attacking ships.
What?
I thought you were putting this in because of the submarine.
Oh my
No,
god.
no.
That's what people were initially blaming,
No,
weren't they?
the orcas haven't killed anybody yet. But they better watch out. People are wondering why suddenly giant orca whales are attacking ships. And they're not just attacking them by going, I'll headbutt ye, mate, thud. They're actually attacking the propellers and stuff like that. Like, no, we know how ships work. We figured it out. And right now, as of yet, there's no visual we know why they're doing this because of this. But people are speculating, well, we have taken a lot of their food.
And
We are encroaching on their territory. And it is where they live.
Yeah, justice for Shamu.
Yeah. As I said, look, we all saw Free Willy, right? I am on the side of the orcas.
What
in
an
the battle
ending
here.
when Free Willy jumps over the barricade. Like Eric Candona.
Oh, we should be sent out of the game. Should be.
Oh, we're diabolic.
having a press conference afterwards.
When the orcas follow
When the humans followed the trawlers.
The orcas are close behind.
the
Thank you very much. So orcas are attacking boats. And people are just filming them going, oh my God, orcas, no. And the orcas just trying to going, ha.
I remember reading a thing once in I don't know what it was, some magazine or website where it fantasy booked a tournament between all the most dangerous sea creatures in the world, and the orcas won. They were like, orcas are the hardest sea creatures.
There have been hundreds of coordinated attacks on vessels by the orca whales off the Iberian coast since 2020, according to reports, but they're spreading around places like Gibraltar and the Iberian Peninsula. He said the orcas staged a choreographed assault on the boat, so it must look like a Young Bucks match. He believes they were playing with the rudders and just inadvertently rendering the boat very vulnerable in a very dangerous situation. The attacks are thought to have been prompted by a critical moment of agony, suffered by a group leader, possibly due to a collision with a boat or entanglement with a fishing line, scientists say.
So it's like a revenge.
That's what they're speculating, because they don't know that they can't go and interview them. They can't. The whale doesn't know Dave Meltzer's number, so they can't give him a ring. But yeah, they're also saying that. There's also the reports of suddenly a lot of their food is gone, and they see these big boats going. I wonder if these two things are connected. That and that giant net that's just gone past me. So yeah, nature is returning.
Okay.
Up the whales.
We're all doomed.
No, we're fine. People on boats going out fishing, like, sure about that.
They're quite scary orcas, aren't they?
They're massive.
We treat them like they're our allies. Oh, Look at it. Let's do a show.
I went and saw one last year in Tenerife, the Orca
Oh,
show.
no.
It was heartbreaking.
What, like a SeaWorld type thing? Or
Yeah,
is
so
it-
they've got a big zoo in Tenerife, and there was a big orca
It
enclosure.
just make you feel bad.
Yeah, there's like 5 of them in there. Just not a very. It was big, but not big enough for 5 orcas.
Yeah. That's sad.
And they're all just doing like the big jumps in the water,
Ah.
going up on the ledge. But there was a story that one of the orca trainers was eaten by an orca because he got a bit too close, and now they don't go in the water with him anymore because of that. Which just made me laugh. Like, serves you right.
I hear stuff like that and I'll go get in.
F around and find out, I think the phrase is.
And the black and white
Aye. Up the tune.
of the sword.
What's with the orc then? Because orca is that? Yeah.
Yes, it's not very sophisticated.
Is that an orc or an ogre?
I thought it was Rambling Rabbit.
Is that an orc?
Oh, God, yeah.
Could it be-
Huskus the pig boy.
Could it be one of the Uruk-hai? Maffew, I'm trying to get involved, please.
Yeah, but I'm not prepared for this.
Okay.
You're focusing on the wrong bit of this.
So from what I can tell, orcs are like your foot soldiers in Lord of the Rings, right? But ogres are bigger, like Shrek.
Yeah, they have layers.
Yeah, right. Also, so what's an orc then? Is it like that? Like what kind of creature is an orc? Because
Yes.
an elf's like a human, a dwarf's like
That's
a human
right.
in
That's
these
right.
fantasy landscapes. What's an orc? Is it humanoid as well?
It's an orc.
What is an orc? I've never understood it. Of all the fantasy creatures, orcs are a mystery to me.
The Snorks were wonderful growing up as well. Do you remember the Snorks?
Yeah,
The cousin of the orcs.
That's right. It's when you want to eat something that's a bit liquidy, a bit solid, and
An orc?
oh god, Jack, is this your pick for Hall of Fame?
Nope. Orcs, especially in Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, are a brutish, aggressive, ugly, and
And the
malevolent race
British
of monsters.
are bloody new.
British.
That's what Americans think we
British.
look like anyway.
Brutish, aggressive, ugly, malevolent race of monsters, contrasting with the benevolent elves. They're a corrupted race of elves.
Oh no,
What?
they turned heel.
That's Legolas.
It was.
God. Right, no, my pick isn't orcs.
Oh,
My pick's probably going to be... So I don't know what exactly to call it, but something related to last weekend where I was on a panel at the Tyneside Cinema for a screening of Beyond the Mat. So I'll probably nominate the lad who organised it, Alex Eyre. Do you know Alex Eyre?
now and again.
He
I'll
works
see
for
my
North
yeah.
Wrestling, yeah. He's a videographer. Lovely lad. I'll nominate Alex Eyre, Cinema Man.
What is a cinema man, Jack?
What did you call me?
Jock.
Jock.
I've had 3 hours sleep. You know.
So he put on a screening at the cinema where it was like a screening of Beyond the Mat. I believe it's the first time it's been screened since its initial year of release, which is crazy if so. It was in whatever millimeter, like it looked good. 330 millimeters restoration or something.
Might be 30 or 35, I think.
Whatever it was. It looked good. There was a good audience there. I did a panel afterwards with Fraser and with former North Wrestling champion Rory Coyle. Rory's answers were more interesting than mine and Fraser's because he's quite inspired by some of the key figures in Beyond the Mat, like Jake Roberts and Mankind and stuff. But also, he's just actually done the wrestling.
Yeah.
So
I hope he's not inspired by Jake Roberts too much from that.
not in
film.
that respect. In
Okay,
fact,
good.
he even prefaced one of the questions. That was crack.
Beg your pardon,
He even prefaced one of the answers, Rory, by saying like, "Look, I'm terrified of drugs, so I can't relate to him on all fronts." I was like, "Oh, fair
okay.
enough." But in terms of like having a persona in wrestling that's all dark and like evil and stuff, so it was a really good event. Really enjoyed it. So thanks to Alex for putting it together. And I realized shortly into not too far into the film, that it's the first time I've watched it in its entirety. It's just one of those things that's so synonymous with being a wrestling fan. And so many of the scenes are such famous scenes that I just think I'd assumed I'd seen it because I'd seen the Droz bit, I'd seen some of the Terry Funk bits, seen the famous Jake Roberts scene where it's all shot weirdly because he's clearly off his face. It's very uncomfortable. Seen all those bits, seen the Vince, we make movies and all that. But I
It's a
hadn't
bottle of water like that.
seen the bit where,
I can do that with spackle and water, can you?
No,
seen the
he's a
bit-
professional.
I'd also seen the bit where Mankind or Foley is like, "Oh, The Rock's just my pal, we're just mates," and then
God.
his kids watch him get his head caved in.
Yeah.
And then, but I'd never seen it all the way through, so it's a much better documentary than I thought. It's actually really good. But it was an unsympathetic crowd watching it.
How so?
Early on, you get like poor Terry Funk, who's broken down and just trying his best to get by. And the audience is just laughing at him. And I thought, poor Terry, man.
Wait, what bits of the film are they laughing at?
Near the start, so like...
When he gets out of bed and his all bones are creaking.
And his doctor's like...
It shows the doctor going, well,
there's a bit
knackered.
there's a bit where the doctor goes like, yes, you've got very little cartilage in this knee, and in this knee you've got no cartilage at all. Like, it's totally... And he's like, how long will I be able to comfortably walk around for? And the doctor goes, you shouldn't be able to comfortably walk around now.
Yeah.
And Funk looks gutted. And the audience went... I was like, oh my
Bloody
God.
hell. It's not a comedy beyond the mat. There's a few little dark comedy moments in it, but that's not one of them.
There's the dude who is it? The guy who he gets to ref his match against Brett.
Oh, Dennis Stamp. Okay,
Yeah,
he's
he was
funny.
like,
He
well-
turned that into his gimmick. He traveled America doing that.
So there's the bit where he's like jumping on the trampoline with dumbbells and stuff. Like, that is a funny bit. But then a lot of it's really serious about how dark wrestling can be, especially for like an old broken down wrestler, and how much of a toll it takes. There's the bit. No one thankfully laughed at the bit where Jake Roberts talking about his dad, because that would have been awful. But
I've seen people watch it before they've laughed when Jake Roberts has got this coat and he's talking about, it's so horrible. He's talking about like his daughter who's had this bad meeting with, and he's just there like, I don't know why she was upset with me. I'm not messed up or anything else. I mean, it's just like, what is that?
Yeah, is that
What
chocolate?
Is that chocolate? He's just got a brown saying in his jacket. Just completely forgets what he's talking about to look at his chocolate-filled jacket.
that got a big laugh.
Yeah,
The
okay,
bit
well, that's-
where- There's a
okay,
bit where Terry Funk's walking across a lawn and just slightly trips. That got a big laugh. Terry got hammered. Like, it's
Why did
when
they leave that in the film?
It's when
Like-
it's just after he's been to see Dennis Stamp, and he's like, no, he convinces him to ref his last match.
Yeah.
He's like, get involved. And then he walks off, and he's crossing like the front garden, and he just kind of goes, oh, big laugh. Big laugh when Foley is off his tits on painkillers after the match with The Rock,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
tries to chat up his wife. He's like, well, maybe I'll touch you later. And like, big laugh then.
Oh, God, I forgot about that moment, yeah.
But she's like fuming with him. Yeah.
Noel's favourite word, I'm sure that happened.
Nipples.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah,
crowd
yeah.
in hysterics.
It's weird seeing Noelle because I've met her in real life and she's about 7 foot tall. I was like, oh, she's a little girl there. It's bizarre. Crying at her dad getting destroyed. Fully admitting, like, oh yeah, like The Rock. I mean, we made magic out there. I think those last few chair shots really made it, but God, it was pretty bad. I was like, oh my God. It's a grim documentary.
It's amazing that film came out at the time when wrestling was really, really, really hot, especially over here. And it's like, here's a documentary showing how depressing and sad it is. It's
How
like,
did they
oh,
get
yes,
all
exactly.
that access as well?
Well, I think they got it.
To
They
the
got,
WWF, I mean.
if I remember right, WWF was all pro. Yeah, was it Barry Blaustein?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, hell yeah, he's a name. Yeah, sure. And then they realized that it wasn't going to be
not
overwhelmingly
flattering.
positive. And
Yeah.
so they withdrew their thing. So on the American DVD release, it's, I don't know if they showed a few preview pics. I remember you sharing it on Facebook. But if you look at it, Terry Funk, it's real Terry Funk. But the Mankind and Rock look really weird because they weren't allowed to use their likenesses. So they used two lookalikes.
Oh, really? Oh,
So,
fair enough.
so you look at it going, hang on, they look. Those are some bad. Those are
That's
some
Nigel, that's Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah.
Call back.
The Rock says you're gonna be in it to win it.
Oh my God, there's also that bit. So there's obviously takes a look at like smaller promotions. It also goes to ECW. You see Heyman's speech before Barely Legal. His whole like welcome to you. This is the dance and all that, which is an amazing thing to capture on. That's like an amazing bit. But they go to that awful promotion with that really carny promoter. I can't remember who it is.
Dead now, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah.
And that's when I started to realise that I'd never seen it in full before because I'd never seen that bit. And I was like, he's a bit of an arsehole, isn't he? And then, not to speak ill of the dad, I didn't realise he was dead.
Oh, he was taking a percentage of his wrestlers.
Yeah,
checks,
like
wasn't he?
one of them is like, this guy's the promoter's favourite. So he rents a room above the gym and it's this tiny room. And I was like, oh my God. There's a bit where he cuts from, the edit does him bad. He goes like, sometimes he like docks our pay and stuff. Then it cuts to him going like, you've always got to pay your wrestlers. And it made him look like a liar.
Yes.
It was bad. But I'll nominate Alex there, Cinema Man, because it was his like staff pick. Like he got to choose
Oh,
the screening. So yeah.
lovely.
And thanks to everyone who came and got involved with the Q&A.
Yeah, thanks for laughing at the bit you weren't supposed to laugh at. You heartless get.
I know.
It's some 3 good picks
There
this
was
week.
there was a lad in the
Go on,
crowd who
Jack.
I felt bad for because his mates really. I was like kind of leading the round table discussion, and then we threw it to like a Q&A. And to try and sort of get a bit of discussion going, I went like, out of interest, is anyone here not a wrestling fan? Like, has anybody like just seen this as a documentary? Because I really wanted to know what it looked like to a non-wrestling fan. It probably looks like horrifying. And then only one person raised his hand, and his mate just grassed him up. He went, "Yeah, I'm not really a wrestling fan." He went to Clash at the Castle with me. I was like, "Oh, well, I mean, yeah." But
Must be the centre of attention because they saw you were there.
Thanks, Maffew.
Oh. 3 good picks.
Yeah.
So those are, to recap, because it was 10 minutes since we started doing this bit, you picked...
A double shot of espresso and McDonald's vanilla milkshake combo.
Do you want to christen that something?
The Ross.
The Ross.
Even though I nicked it from somebody else.
Yes. But they're not here.
Yeah.
Mine is orcas fighting ships. Well, I tried doing that without laughing. And Jack's is Alex Air.
Cinema Man.
Cinema Man.
I believe it's spelled AYRE, I think.
I think so, too, yes.
Okay.
Fantastic. Those 3 picks are yours and yours alone to vote for at patreon.com/Cultaholic. Happy voting.
This is This Week in the Wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This week in wrestling. Smackdown. Oos Forsyth. Oh, that's good.
I'm running out of Bloodline puns.
Well, don't worry, it'll be over in 2025.
Yeah.
The Bloodline arrive at the arena, and Kayla Braxton tries to get an interview, but they brush her off.
Wise man, your girlfriend's here.
Oh.
That's what Roman said.
And Heyman says, "That's not Cody's wife." Sadly. Any other comments on this? Or
No, they got out of a car and walked into the building. That's what I thought.
Sheamus and Ridge Holland eliminate 4 other teams in the gauntlet match, where winner stays on, including a squash of Hit Row, but eventually beaten by Pretty Deadly. Their celebration is interrupted by Owens and Zayn. PD say they're going to beat them in London and celebrate a lot. Ha 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 ha. Owens and Zayn chase them away and they go, ha.
There was nothing wrong with this whole match and segment. It was booked the way it should have been.
I fully agree with everything you just said, Jack.
I feel a little bit bad for Hit Row.
I don't.
Okay.
But Ridge did a lovely spinning headlock, taking Montez Ford's legs off the mat. He's so lovely, and he did a lovely interview with Tom, so make sure you plug that in the podcast. Oh, good note there, Maffew, from the past. Street Profits lose quickly, which I thought was surprising.
Yeah.
We then go to break, and somehow the OC aren't pinned during it. Gallows still wearing the black and red full body in tribute to Fake Kane. Sheamus Brogue kicks Gallows to eliminate BB, so LWO take out the BB with topes. They get real distance, almost as much distance needed from the Philippines to South America. Because Joaquin's in the LWO and he's not Latino.
Oh, but they're wearing different colours,
Ooh, don't do that one on live, Maffew.
I understand.
Ridge destroys Del Toro with a sweet powerbomb into a DDT. Ask Tom what it's called when you next talk to him. Well, okay. Then Flop Dollar runs right into a Brogue kick to get eliminated in seconds. Cole is thrilled. PD gets called Killer Queens. That'll blow your mind. How does Wade come up with these expressions, Ross? He must be a kind of magic.
Yeah.
And then Pretty Deadly kind of stole the win by coming in at the end, but it was a perfectly legal way
What's
to get a fall
going
on
on?
Sheamus.
Is this like comedy routine you prepared for this opening segment?
I'm trying this week.
Oh no, then it'll just be 3 sets of notes getting read out. We need the interplay, the bants.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wade also said we've got a couple of rum tum tuggers here, which I've never heard of before.
It's from Cats.
Cats.
It is from Cats.
It's not as what you think.
I thought. Oh, yeah, right, okay. Pretty Deadly rum tum tuggers. What are they tugging? But if you're from a pheasant, you'd rather have a grouse, which I thought was interesting. Don't know what that means. If you put him in a house, you'd rather prefer a flat. If you put him in a flat, then you'd rather have a house. If you set him on a mouse and he only wants a rat, if you set him on a rat, then he'd rather chase a mouse.
He sounds awkward.
They're contrarians, aren't they? But I don't think that is Pretty Deadly. They just want to be sexy snacks. That's all they want from life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, boy.
Yeah. But I think they're going to be... It's interesting to see how many more creative finishes they're going to give Pretty Deadly, because this was another one. And it's how they've won every single match on SmackDown, being more creative each time. And it's, they're going to run out quick.
Maybe they're just geniuses. Maybe it's one of them coming up with all these
Potentially, aye. 'Cause it was the hidden tag this week. It was the stuff with the apron the week before. And I forget what they did the first week.
It was the pretending to be
Twin Magic?
Twin Magic. Oh, yeah, that was there.
I'm in the ropes comes out.
That's the
couldn't
one.
have been me, honest. I'm still in the ropes.
That is the one.
Yep. Or maybe that'll it. They'll go for the same thing before, and Ridge will go, aha, I saw this finish last time, and reverse it. And Pretty Deadly like, curse you. Big rugby man who was on Tom's podcast. Backstage, Roman demands that Paul Heyman go and talk to Jay about his place in the Bloodline. Heyman later finds Jay and tells him he was sad to see Jimmy so blatantly attack his brother last week, costing Jay the US title in the process. Jay says that if he's still in the Bloodline, that means Heyman is out.
I thought this
Out,
was...
sorry, he's out. Heyman's out.
Duncan
Oh, is that what you
Benedine.
said? Oh, right. Sorry.
I thought Roman was bang out of order here. I thought his nose is too far up his own arsehole, saying, well, he should reach out to me. And I was like, no. If you're the leader, sir, you should reach out to him. Build your own bridges, sir.
Yeah.
Yes. Nobody's spoken to Jay since last Friday, which I thought was a shocking thing on all parts. And then Paul saying Jimmy meant to kick Jay in the face. Jimmy doesn't miss. It was very, very textbook whizzle-wazzling from Paul Heyman.
He's got the most accurate kicks in the business.
Yeah.
Which is a storyline they've stolen from Chase U. Duke Hudson with the big boot, accidentally hitting Andre, Mr. Chase. Remember that? Because he was before he did that, he was showing Thea Hale, I can stop this boot whenever I like. I'm the most accurate big boot ever.
He was just trying to impress her.
Yeah.
And then he kicked Andre in the face.
He did kick Andre in the face.
And then she was really impressed.
In hindsight, might have been a wise decision because Chasey was never been stronger than under Duke Hudson's leadership.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Doesn't say much if you leave and then everything improves.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Has it improved, though?
Yes.
Yes, it has.
Thea Hale's improved.
Yes.
But is everything else
A
improved?
rising tide lifts all boats.
What he said. Because it fits what I'm agreeing with. Roman shown backstage with his 3 belts. Wait, he's still keeping the other 2 that the other one is supposed to represent both.
I don't mind it.
And then Heyman came out for the main event bit wearing the other 2 and Roman with his one.
It's like when Floyd Mayweather comes out, or like a boxer who's got all the organizations, all the belts, and they come out with all their entourage. Are like,
Yeah, but those are different.
James,
Yeah, but those are. That's right, though.
they are all active belts, though. Yeah.
I don't mind
That
it
one
being-
belt's supposed to represent those 2 belts. I don't actually mind. I thought it was funny. I thought it was actually a good thing because why not I have 3 belts if I got them? Yeah.
As long as he doesn't, when he wins a match, then lift all 3 at once. That's when we're taking the P155 a bit too much.
Bayley accidentally cost Io Sky a match against Zelina Vega. The 2 stablemates argue backstage, but are interrupted by Shotzi. She wants Bayley to put her spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match on the line. Io accepts on Bayley's behalf, which Bayley isn't too happy about, which is what Bayley's done for Io.
Just trying to help.
Don't you trust me? She said. It's all just dissension. It's all going to blow up soon. I'm looking forward to it. There was a nice shoot 619 from Zelina as well, where Io was arguing with Bayley. She whizzle-wazzle around the. I've said that for a second time now. Around the side of Io to get it for a 6-1. Whizzle-wazzle gummage. But it was all very good.
You signed Jonathan Ross.
Io's got to be winning the Money in the Bank ladder match, right? Right.
I don't know. All I know is Damage Control is in trouble.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
Dakota took a knee brace off this week. Dakota, I don't know. I call Dakota. I don't even
Dakota
know.
Ibushi.
Dakota Ibushi took a knee brace off this week and did a little TikTok meme thing with it.
Yeah, well, of course, she's at Forbidden Door. It's time for the Great Similar Effect with this week's guest, Charlotte Flair. Charlotte says she has Asuka's number, but is interrupted by Bianca Belair. Charlotte refuses to apologise for skipping the queue and says she's a champion with or without the title.
That's not
that's Roman Reigns, not you. Belair points out that when she lost the title, she stuck around, didn't leave for 3 months, but Charlotte always seems to run away after a loss. Belair says she's coming to get her title back, regardless of who wins between Charlotte and Asuka. Ooh.
I don't think the crowd want to cheer either of these women now, generally.
I think they like Grayson Waller.
I don't think they do. They've castrated him completely.
He was the ultimate villain of NXT.
I'm waiting for him to be a dick to someone.
He beat up Johnny Gargano in front of his wife and child. And now he's going, come and be on my talk show.
This isn't the same Asuka you faced in the past, Charlotte Flair. Will you become a 15-time champion? He's just asking boring questions. And he's celebrating wooing. Imagine NXT, Grayson Waller used to take the piss out of people for having marquee photographs with Shawn Michaels. Now he's celebrating wooing.
True, but he can't have a match with Charlotte. Actually,
Yes, he can.
As soon as he gets a title, Charlotte Flair will be challenging him. But until then,
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think this is the best Bianca Belair's been in quite some time. This new fire they've lit under her arse.
You know why?
The promos are good.
They've done the Bret Hart thing.
Yeah.
She has legitimate gripes. I got screwed.
Sour
I always
grapes.
get screwed.
Sound like you said grapes in an Australian accent. Got legitimate gripes.
Legitimate gripes. Oh, God, you're right.
Oh, I like when she was like, I didn't have to do it 14 times to put some respect on my name. I was just like, she's a bit more, captivating in the
it is.
promo, yeah.
One thing that these long Triple H title reigns at least does is puts more emphasis, as it should, on the length of a reign rather than how many times you've held the belt. Because if you've won it 16 times, it also means you've lost it a lot of times as well. 15 times at least. Maybe even 60.
Yes.
Yes.
But she has done. Karrion Kross and Scarlett win a mixed tag match against AJ Styles and Michin.
Scarlett's got a lovely flatliner thingy from a standing position. It's a wonderful maneuver. The funny moment with AJ Styles where it looks like Scarlett's about to woo him with some Scarlett's, whatever it was called, I've forgotten now. Scarlet Fever. That's it, yes. And he's like, takes his glove off. I'm married, bitch. Good moment.
Maybe in which.
Good moment.
Maybe in which, maybe in bitch, but yeah.
Oh, I thought you said bitch.
I thought you said bitch.
Yeah, you would have thought this is a feud that had been going on for a couple of weeks with the length of the match. I thought it was over very quickly. But Karrion Kross's finisher, I know on Twitter he's stolen it from someone on the indie scene. I can't remember the guy's name. But even still, because someone put like, oh, this new Karrion Kross finish is amazing. And the guy who invented it quoted going, yeah, I invented that. Blah, 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 blah. But why does he do a pump handle?
So this caused,
I know,
this also caused outrage upstairs with Aiden and Fraser. They were both outraged by this finisher. And I said, to get more momentum up into the shoulders. It all transfers through Newton's law of whatever into the F5.
But he holds
Newton's
them there
law.
for a few
I know,
seconds.
it doesn't make any...
He loses all momentum.
it doesn't make any sense.
He's not quite test, is he?
Someone also did a Stormbreaker this week, not Osprey. I can't remember who that was. I'm going to sneeze.
Is it Ridge?
Yeah.
Oh, was that the thing we talked about before? The power bomb with the DDT, yeah.
Yeah, Ridge did a Stormbreaker. I was like, hang on. But yeah.
But he was
on our thing recently, so I'm not going to call him out.
Good lad. Steal all the good moves. In between this and the next match, Barrett thinks people should bring their TV to the beach to watch SmackDown, and poor Cole has to point out that the old rabbit ear TVs can't get Peacock, just in case someone tries it, I guess.
Okay.
That's the demographic, isn't it? 60-year-old people.
I brought my TV to the beach. Yes, the old 4x3 black and white one. Bless him. Paul Heyman returns to Roman, but is scared away by Solo. Later, Jay passes Sami Zayn backstage and gives him a mysterious nod.
Ooh.
At least it was Sami not looking for Jay this time, because we're saying Sami needs to move on. At least it was Jay walking past and Sami reacting.
And also, I think Sami was a bit of a gaslighter on this week's Raw. And Kevin, you're angry all the time. Why? We know why.
It's you, Sami.
Yeah.
Dick. But I did like the moment where Solo was like, do you need me to handle this? To Roman Reigns, he's like, easy, whoa, boy. Yeah. And he's like, whatever you say, my tribal chief. It's nice to hear Solo talk. Nice to see what his motives are. Like, he wants to, he wants to please Roman, but he doesn't always convey that. He's always just like,
yeah. That's part of his appeal, though, I suppose.
The silent, brooding type.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah. The dog on Roman's leash.
Another member of the family is about to debut at Booker T's wrestling promotion, Hooked on Wrestling?
Reality of Wrestling.
Reality of Wrestling, not Hooked on Wrestling. That's an event.
Hooked on a Wrestling.
Zilla Fatu is about to debut. And they went, why did you choose Booker's wrestling school in this interview? And he went, I'm on parole, so I can't leave the state of Texas.
All of them already.
But he's Umaga's son.
Right.
And he said as well that he did, to be fair, say, also, Booker and my dad were pals, so it made sense to go to
Probably should
Booker's
have
school.
said that first.
I know, I can't leave the state of Texas, so Booker's school it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're still finding these kids to wrestle.
Yeah, he's probably going to be mint as well, yeah.
Of course. Where we are. Backstage, Baron Corbin ambushes Mustafa Ali and beats him down. Yes, he does.
Grimes was there as well.
Yes.
Because Grimes was cut the pro was like, I've been having so much fun here on SmackDown. Oh, they're castrating all the NXT boys they are.
Well,
it's
just
early days.
It feels like career mode now. We're getting to the main roster. So many stars. I don't know where to look.
It's pathetic.
Yeah. Have you more about as Baron Corbin beat up Ali going, I'm going to beat you like NXT this week. You should watch it. Gold Rush. Oh. Ray introduces the next Money in the Bank, Santos Escobar. LA Knight.
Yeah, he thinks he's going to win.
Yeah. LA Knight interrupts and shoves Ray down, but Santos saves the day. Knight and Escobar have a match, which Santos wins after countering a dirty pinfall attempt. Knight tries to beat him down afterwards, but Ray makes a save. They're still trying to make LA Knight look like a bad guy. The crowd strongly disagrees. He had a bigger reaction than Santos easily, even with the post beat down afterwards.
However, this match made me think he's not winning Money in the Bank, LA Knight. Did you not?
I think they might be knocking him down. Because there was that thing about Corbin. Was it Corbin who won it? And he lost like for several months before he won it.
Oh, right.
And Vince was like, no, it was Ziggler on Chris Van Vliet. He's like, he'd lost for so long before he won the briefcase. Like, the least expecting it, pal. So maybe it's one of those scenarios.
That sounds like a cop-out to me.
Yeah. I thought it's the promo from Ray made it sound like Santos was getting a massive push upcoming because he just bigged him up as like the next best thing, which I know he would do, being part of the LWO and whatnot, but it was a bit more like, his words carry weight because he's Rey Mysterio. And I think Santos must be annoyed at having to cut promos like he has to at the moment. He has to cut the same promo twice. One sentence in Spanish, then English, then Spanish, then English. It must be quite annoying.
Yeah, it must be, actually. Yeah.
I'm all right with it.
You'd lose your flow.
Nah.
Maybe not then.
But he can't just cut promos in English, because then how would we remember that he's from Mexico if he didn't?
Right. Who's here again from the LWO, eh?
Aye. As for the match itself, though, there was a wonderful tilt-a-whirl slam into a people's elbow from The Rock. Yep. Literal people's elbow from The Rock. Even better, he jumps higher. Therefore, he's better than Dwayne's.
There were a couple of women who came to talk to me and Fraser after the screening who...
Oh, we okay?
My God.
Sorry.
You virgin.
Yeah, what the hell? No, I ran away. I was scared.
Sorry, pal.
The lethal Lothario Maffew over
Bloody
here.
hell.
Hi, Jack. Hi.
What?
I'm sorry.
dare
I'm
you?
sorry. It's a joke. It's a joke.
So-
You love women.
So they were like, at least one of them, I can't remember if their mate agreed or not, but they were asking, who do we think's going to win Money in the Bank? And I assume Fraser gave like a very confident answer because he knows everything. But also, it's good. It's a good film. But they were thinking that Santos Escobar was going to win. And I had to disagree, I was honest. But then they also thought he was very handsome, which probably...
I was going to say, yeah.
They want him. It's what they want to happen.
Oh, of all the lads in Money in the Bank, who's the hot? He's probably Santos, aye.
No, there's a lot of handsome men in that match.
No,
Oh, I'll have to have a look at the field before I comment.
LA Knight.
LA Knight's a
Santos.
good-looking man.
I
Santos
don't even
Escobar-
know all the people. There's none of them that are on the same level as him.
Priest's a good-looking dude. They're all good-looking, but Santos is probably the most... Oh, Logan Paul is a good-looking
Oh,
guy.
shut up,
Well,
man.
he is, isn't he, though?
Well, we're going... I think we're work from bottom to top. Butch is at the bottom.
Oh, no, he's got his charm. He's got his
Yeah,
charm.
but the current character he's playing now, which is basically Dennis the Menace's dog.
Yeah, his
no.
character isn't... Yeah, his character, yeah.
Go on, Nasher.
Oh, no, wait. Oh, it's Ricochet. Of course it is. It is, it's Ricochet.
He's too boring.
What are you on about?
His boring personality takes away from his hotness.
IRL, he's a bit laid back, isn't he? He's a bit cool.
IRL, all I've seen him IRL is him getting mad on TikTok when people call him bald.
He looks way better bald than he did with hair.
Yeah, when he
Like,
was
100 times better. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying something.
I reckon,
There's
yeah.
some rubbish photos here. Like,
Let's
the dodgy
give
filter and
a
everything.
definitive ranking. That's what everyone wants, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
Have you got the top?
at the top, I'm going to go for the top guy,
Go on.
Priest.
I'm going Ricochet.
That's Santos.
Oh, we're all different flavours.
Go on, then. It's like Willy Wonka, all different flavors. And go on, who's the least?
Butch. Logan Paul's second bottom out of that roster, you know.
No, he's a handsome lad. It's just because he's an arsehole.
No, the other, he's a handsome lad, but I think the other lads in the field are more handsomer.
All right.
Nah. I'll put Logan at the bottom.
I was gonna say Priest.
Generic
I was gonna
get.
say Priest near the bottom actually, just because but that might be because he's an evil heel, and that's making him less attractive.
No,
in my
he's
eyes.
8 foot. You can't
Did
put him
you
at the bottom.
see him in the hot tubs of NXT?
Oh yeah,
With all of the
yeah.
ladies?
Yeah, I do remember that now.
Oh, which one's a furry?
Ricochet.
Priest.
I think
I'm thinking Priest.
Yeah.
Ricochet thinks he's a bird.
That's all the flying he does. Okay, that's a good logic there. Priest, because look at him. Where we at now? The Bloodline meet in the ring, and Jay tells Roman to choose between him and Heyman. Reigns says the problem isn't Heyman, it's Jimmy. Jimmy arrives and tries to convince Jay otherwise, saying that Roman is using him. Roman mentions that Jimmy was the only one who had a problem with Jay being the next tribal chief. Jay rants about feeling inferior to Jimmy growing up, only to seize the opportunity when Jimmy got injured to become main event Jey Uso. He credits Roman with his success, but it's all a ruse as he sides with Jimmy and superkicks Reigns to an enormous reaction.
Chills.
Solo tries to
Literal
attack,
chills.
but the Usos take him down and give Roman a big double superkick to close the show, and SmackDown did a very big rating for this segment.
I'm out. No, you're out, and I'm out too.
You're out. You're the one who betrayed me. You're out.
It was a wonderful journey.
So good.
Because it had me going thinking it, because I didn't know the results of SmackDown before watching it. There's the way they were building up with obviously Jay being jealous of Jimmy and all his successes growing up.
Prom king.
Yeah.
Quarterback.
All that stuff.
Die.
Spelling bee champion.
And he used his real name as well. Follow your big brother.
Joshua.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Go on.
And then
Was it
obviously.
Joshua?
Yeah, Joshua, yeah.
Joshua.
Jay's real name's Joshua. Jonathan is Jimmy's real name.
Oh, so follow your big brother Johnny then, or Jonathan.
But Jay was speaking about himself when he Joshua.
Oh, right.
Joshua. Joshua Fatu. I hope I'm right there. Then in all fairness, because when Roman was like the only person or was it Paul who said the only person who had an issue with the right-hand man was Jimmy? I was like, yes, that is true. If we go way back when.
right, yeah.
But then obviously Jay took us on the wonderful journey of his promo and then just, he did the flip reverse it, Blazing Squad right at the end. And obviously the pop was massive again.
Yeah, it was a huge reaction.
Absolutely. Yeah. Loved all of this.
I've
Loved
enjoyed
Bloodline.
the various bits of crowd footage that have come out because you really get a sense of how big the reaction was as well. It's great.
I thought we were in Puerto Rico for 10 minutes. Yeah, loving this. This is the big bit we'll be needing for the next segment of the Bloodline story to advance.
Yep.
And I'm surprised that they went, oh, yeah, by the way, there'll be a Money in the Bank match. I'm like, oh, I just assumed that Roman was going to be there because it's already sold out. Money in the Bank, all got this gimmicks. And it's like, oh, this feels like a much bigger thing to just shove into Money in the Bank.
My only complaint is that I'd like to return to a point I made the other week, which is that this story didn't need the belt. It just didn't.
I didn't think it did, but I've gone around and gone, look, post-WrestleMania was a dip because they went to full-blown Bad Bunny Puerto Rico storyline then, had to wait for a bit. Now I'm like, no, it does need that because that's how he established himself as still being the head of the table.
But maybe...
Because the user was like, oh, because all he did for the weeks after WrestleMania was, yeah, you two losers who lost.
Well,
you
they could've-
losingly lost at
I think they
WrestleMania.
could have tweaked that slightly if they needed to. It's more the other side of things where Cody's had this feud with Brock Lesnar, which is was probably the title feud before they decided actually no, keep the belt on Roman. So Cody's had this feud with Lesnar for no reason.
Nah.
Cody's very aimless now.
No, if he takes out Brock in the third match, he'll be all right.
He does have.
If
the
he
match
loses
with
to Brock,
yeah,
then it's
he's
like,
got-
but like
yeah, that's
right now,
true.
it's
he
keeping
probably
him.
will beat Brock as well.
Yeah, with SmackDown doing the rings it's doing, it's like it doesn't need Cody. The title's all right with Roman still.
If Roman had lost to Cody, they wouldn't have needed to make this whole bollocks.
No,
new
but then
belt.
all the users need to do is, why are you yelling at us for losing the titles? You lost as well.
Yeah,
and
that's a small
it.
part of the storyline they could have tweaked, in my opinion, anyway.
Nah.
But, okay, fair enough.
I agree with Maffew for what it's worth.
Fair enough.
Thank you,
then.
Ross.
Yeah. The only gripe
Glasses do make you smarter.
No, the only gripe I've got is, it's a big pay-per-view over here and there's no title match. That's the only thing.
That's another reason it should have been on Cody. But then it would have
Right,
been
right
Dom
now,
in
the
title.
story's so over, it doesn't need a title match.
But
I'd say that tag match is bigger than any title match contender because there aren't any. That's why we need Money in the Bank.
But I tell you what,
thank God we're going to challenge you.
what was even bigger than everything we've talked about so far?
Oh, go on.
It was the bump Roman Reigns took off the double super kick. He looked like he'd been hit by a train. And Joel, it's my move of the week.
Oh my! Oh baby!
It's locked in.
Wow.
Go back and watch that bump. The way the Triple H pop and snap stuff from Back and Tough Enough.
Oh, God, isn't it?
New levels of
You saw like that for me in the ring. I'd tag you for real.
Yeah, if Roman was wearing shorts, they would have been round his head. His full sack would have been out. Never mind, just one ball. What a bump it was.
You're on the road. What's your wife doing? Don't know.
Such little faith in his wives and partners and that, but when you think about it.
Don't know.
Yeah, because he knows Paul Heyman's around. So all this positivity leads us into AEW Collision, the debut episode, post-Punk revival. Oh,
Because he's teaming with the bloody revival.
yeah.
But I tell you what, though, really enjoyed Collision, just as an overarching thing. No bollocks, just wrestling. I thought it was a massively different feel to Dynamite. It's like what when people used to say Raw and SmackDown were different because SmackDown was the wrestling show and Raw was the sports entertainment. It felt like Dynamite was the more sports entertaining stuff because AEW do it as well. And this Collision show was just about people smacking each other.
See, I thought it was different for now, but I'm worried that as it goes on, it'll become too
the same,
similar
yeah.
to Dynamite. Yeah.
Yeah, well, right now I have to appreciate the here and the now.
Yeah, of course.
But we'll start with the first bit, which makes sense. CM Punk cutting a promo to open the show.
Turned heel.
I was thinking,
So the scene.
you know that you've seen American Psycho?
Nah.
I didn't think you would.
Is that the guy with Batman in?
That's him. Yeah.
No, I've seen
I've
bits.
seen the bits. I've never watched it in full. I know what it's
Yeah,
about.
it's a bit that's become a meme where it's just like they're looking at the cards. And anyway, I won't bore
Oh
people
my
in,
god,
but-
it's even got a watermark.
Yeah. But the guy's like, oh, that's nice. But let's see someone else's, and everyone freaks out because it's really cool. All I'm thinking of is with CM Punk right now, it's that meme, and he's just, instead of going like that, he's going, that's a nice reaction for CM Punk, and the crowd liking him. Let's see him outside of Chicago.
Yeah.
Because right now, oh, here he is, he's back, woohoo.
But I
Well,
think
I
that
think
was
he might have been
deliberate,
very
though,
clever, yeah.
Yeah. Just the way he was on about, like, there's some people who hate me for the reason you all love me. The sheer magnitude of me makes you all feel uncomfortable
I
backstage.
love how much you love me, fans. The king is back. There were so many heelish
You can
things
call
said.
me Pepsi Phil. He's not saying that anywhere else but Chicago, is he?
No.
Yeah, I thought. We're saying. I think that the seeds have been sown for a heel turn. I think the shaven head just makes you think a heel CM Punk. Taking the mic flag off is obviously harking back to way back when, which people are kicking off about. Because he did the same on Dynamite, didn't he? People are like, no, he can't do that. I don't know why though.
The Undertaker, Taker used to do it.
Yeah, he did.
Everyone kicked off about that.
That's the ultimate. They can take
Our
cursing and eating cupcakes and fighting, but taking the thing off the thing. Ooh.
I'm getting the vibe here that you weren't too impressed with it, Matthew.
I think just because of the build up to this, also bloody Wade Keller and the bloody everyone turned to Chicken Little for the interview that came and went. I'm like, all right, I might just be sick of hearing about him and thinking about him, and I'll go to bed and my dreams just filled with CM Punk chants, But I think it will be good if he actually does stuff for the long run. I'm looking forward to seeing what CM Punk will be doing when he's a proper wrestler and stuff, and feuding and doing the stuff that I want to see in a wrestling show, and we can move on from the stuff that. But basically, what I want to see is people getting together and going, all right, this is what happened, and that's cleared up. We're not going to get that, are we?
No, I
So
don't
might as well
think
just move on and go into the proper wrestling bollocks.
A lot of people seem to think after this that things had been cleared up because the Bucks seem to respond in good humor to the counterfeit Bucks line. They changed their Twitter bio. I know. But then the Dynamite this week actually made me think back to what I was originally thinking, which is no, it's not. It's not sorted out because the Bucks weren't on the show. They just pre-recorded some stuff and Punk was on the show.
Yeah.
Omega wasn't there either.
And Kenneth, yeah.
But I think that could be them again, just for devil's advocate point of view. Just that could be them feeding into the narrative of everyone still believes, but it's actually sorted out.
Yeah.
Because he was at the start of the promo, he's like, I'm in the professional wrestling business. So he could take that as, oh yeah, we're grown men. Yeah. It's not personal.
Yeah.
I took that as more, I'm a grown man, not like these children.
Yeah, and the only thing I'm sorry about is that the only people softer than the fans are the wrestlers they like.
Woo! CM Punk! CM Punk!
Yeah.
I'm fully, come on.
Mr. Punk who got chopped once in the face and then went, I thought he was shooting on me.
Don't you start. Don't you start now. Because it has...
CM Punk would hate CM Punk if you met him in real life.
The problem with this brawl-out stuff is that it's made Twitter even worse because at first we had... AEW and WWE ultra fans on both sides being so stupid about the other promotion and everything and defending everything their own favorite promotion did. And we all know how divisive it's become. Now, AEW fans have split into Elite and CM Punk, and they've all become very deluded and biased one way or the other.
Yeah.
And now I've seen people retweeting stuff going, I've seen people retweeting stuff that Punk fans have said that's really stupid and stuff that the Elite fans have said that's really stupid, which is like, yes, I am soft and I'm proud of it. And stuff like that. We're like, yes, my favorites are soft. And that's why we love them. I'm like, oh my God.
I'll say this though,
on?
I love the crowd chanting F the Elite. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, if the crowd's into it, like, yeah, we don't like the Elite either. I'm like, I don't like them either. But I don't want to be pro-Punk.
How long until the Elite gets sick of Tony Khan? Because...
Yeah, I hate getting paid.
That's the thing. That's why they're sticking with him. But he's favoured Punk over them the whole time.
My best friend's over you.
Yeah, he has. He's sat next to him at the press conference, didn't say a word. He's got him back in the company when any other wrestler would have been let go. He's made a whole new show for him, which the Elite are not appearing on. And then the Elite weren't on Dynamite because Punk was this week. And I'm like, if I was a buck, I'd be absolutely fuming right now. But
yeah,
that's it. Where would they go? Just back to what they were doing before AEW.
I don't know. Maybe that's why they haven't done anything. And they'll be making loads of money.
Or do you reckon Cody could go like, it's not too bad over here.
Come in, lads. The water's fine. No.
But I think it was all the hallmarks of a good heel turn. The seeds were sown. The king is back, baby, stuff like that as well was thrown in there.
Shades of Diesel's last run. Oh, sorry, like one before he went to WCW, not the one played 2013 or whatever, where he's like, nah, if you like me, cheer for us. If you don't, whatever, I don't care.
I'm not a bad guy.
Yeah.
I'm not a good guy.
Yeah.
I'm just the guy.
Yeah, there you go.
That's Diesel.
Yes, that Diesel's famous promo. Luchasaurus beats Wardlow.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right. After interference from Christian Cage become the new TNT champion. Christian celebrates the belt as if he's actually champion.
Fantastic.
If I was Wardlow, I'd be fuming with Tony Khan. I'd be off to set up Young Bucks wrestling with the Bucks.
I'd be straight off to WWE, me. They don't know how to book them. They get them to a certain point where everyone cares, and then when it's time to do like things now, they just take the titles off them, and it's happened twice now.
See Powerhouse Hobbs.
This one's not quite as bad as when they sacrificed Wardlow to get QTV over, but it's still an odd decision.
So they had the ladder match, and then he had a singles match, and then he won the.
This could have been. I think this might have been better. Nothing against Luchasaurus. I like him and everything, but if this had been like a match to get Christian a rematch against Wardlow, Luchasaurus has got to win for him, and then does it. But don't take the belt off him.
Especially when referee Rick Knox saw Christian Cage.
Senior official.
Grab him. Grab Wardlow by the leg. He did nothing about it. Didn't send him to the back. It was disgusting. Watching Luchasaurus is a bit strange now, because obviously you can see why they've taken away all of his flashy moves, because he's a heel and you don't want to get cheered. But then again, they've made watching his matches a lot less enjoyable.
He's literally...
It's funny because they did have a banger one time on Dynamite when they both face, and it's just like, well, yeah, if you want to be cheered, don't do that, which... In fairness, not a lot of people do in AEW or even WWE. When it's like, oh, I'm a bad guy. Welcome back, cool move.
But yeah.
So good on Luchasaurus being a proper heel.
Good on Luchasaurus for doing that. But I think Luchasaurus is the wrong choice of person to be a heel. He's a wrestling dinosaur.
Yeah.
He's just to help Christian, basically. So.
But he's a big fun dinosaur.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I think Wardlow again just needs a new finisher as well, because in storyline that's what let him down. The fact he needs to hit 7 power bombs to win a match, because he hit 1, didn't he? And then it all backfired. And it was just I don't know where you go from here with Wardlow in terms of being like an upper echelon card guy, like because he loses more.
Maybe he'll win it back. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't care.
I want a long reign from somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put my faith in you and you let me down. You said you need a new finisher. What do you mean, getting rolled up for 3? Just like beautifully, what's we on about? QT Marshall and Powerhouse Hobbs are backstage. Oh, great, this is a good episode. QT says Hobbs will win the Owen Hart tournament. They will get Ricky Stark's interview where he also announces he will win the Owen Hart tournament. Ooh, well.
I can take this,
because the only one.
It's set up now for Powerhouse just to smash everybody in this tournament and maybe then just discard QT at the end of it. It wasn't an over-domineering segment of QTV like we've seen in the past. Like, oh, inside joke. There wasn't all that. So it's shoots of hope, potentially.
They're still on Rampage. Don't worry.
I don't watch Rampage anymore.
Doesn't exist,
although we need to watch Rampage this week, don't we? MJF's going to be on for the first time.
Oh, no.
No, we don't. No, we don't. Rampage, Collision, then Forbidden. No, I'm all right. I'll just guess. Andrade beats Buddy Matthews, was beaten down by the rest of the House of Black afterwards.
I think you mean Buddy Murphy.
I think you mean Andrade Ilelelolo. Calling Buddy Kevin Kelly. But the ring announcer said Buddy Murphy, and Kevin Kelly. Oh, got his name right. Fantastic. I like him calling Buddy Kelly.
Imagine him on the stage in ECW.
He's an exhibitionist. Bless him. Kevin Kelly, I don't think was expecting to do all the work he was doing because of JR, we'll get into later on. Just pronounced Andrade's name like 3 or 4 different times. But whatever, those are the only negatives because
really
what a banger this was.
I really like Kevin Kelly.
It was one negative.
It was a rough first episode from a commentary point of view, but I think he's a good choice generally, Kevin Kelly.
Oh, I thought having him there, the more sporty feel of it.
Yeah.
He does sound more like a sports commentator than a wrestling one, if that makes sense.
He does.
But anyway, that was the only negative. These two had a bloody lovely match.
Andrade's first for 286 days, they were saying, and I checked, and it was the last match he had was the ladder match when MJF was dressed as the devil and won it all out 2022.
Wow. He did have surgery, maybe, or just took time off. Or no, he was
Sammy
away.
situation.
Slash Sammy Guevara.
Yes.
It
was a cue.
He's really, really good. I worry that by the time Andrade's career is over, we look back and like he's like one of the great, like underrated, like wow, he should have had way more amazing matches than he did because he's really, really good. But if this is leading to him versus Malachi Black, then it'll be like the glory days of NXT.
Yeah. I was just a big old dick swinging contest from the get-go. It felt like when Andrade I think it was the start of 2019 maybe, or the start of 2020, when Andrade and like Humberto Carrillo would just come on Raw with like Rey Mysterio or someone like that. Just have those banger like 20-minute matches just to kick off Raw. It had that vibe to it. I think the double injury thing was interesting because it was done on purpose to keep the other person strongish.
Yeah.
I think it was not a you know what I mean. The DDT in the ropes from Matthews was gnarly.
Oh, it was lovely.
The knee giving way and then Matthews selling it, and with the powerbomb attempts, but his knee giving way. Yeah, it's just all trying to keep him strong, I guess.
Yeah, and he goes, and as he goes, hey, what's stronger than a figure 4? figure eight. And it's like, and they just got all that situation before. It's like, why is he doing that?
Maffews did Rhea Ripley's knee lock thingy where she gets...
Prism.
Is that what it's called?
Prism
He's
trap.
watching Raw. That's nice.
Where they're like on a push-up position and then it gets the legs.
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah.
Who else has got a girlfriend in WWE?
Yeah. Well, that's how we know, because they do their move. But yeah, no, I thought it was an amazing little match between these two lads. And again, how good Buddy Murphy is.
Yeah.
Aye. And then House of Black show up and beat him up.
Yes.
Fair enough. Tony Nese and Mark Sterling arrive. Nese thinks the crowd needs some exercise and starts to lead a fitness class.
This is what
That's
Tony
nice.
should have been for ages.
Yeah. When he said, we're all going to do some group training. Boom! That's what you want from him. Not just counting his abs. Yeah.
And then Miro shows up for his first match in bloody ages, and then he beats Tony Nese in a match that was designed around him. I thought Nese got too much in, to be honest with you.
Ooh.
Anything. But hey, fine, Miro
That's a
looked good.
varsity athlete you're speaking about. Is that the right one?
Tony Nese. No.
Varsity athlete.
Yeah, isn't he in the varsity athletes?
Oh, sorry.
You used to have
he
the varsity
has-
blondes, and then you got the varsity athletes with Josh.
But is
Thingy.
he an actual varsity? I have no idea. I
don't
don't
know, that's
care.
his
Why am I
gimmick.
even asking? Yeah, it's his gimmick, but I'm not sure he actually is one.
He's an Iron Sheik, the modern day version.
Kurt Angle's on the radio going, shut up, Tony, you never went to a varsity university.
But I
Whatever.
always knew I liked Miro. He was doing it for the fatties here. The fatties. A couple of nice strikes from Miro to start things off, and he caught Tony off the top into a fallaway slam, which was lovely. And I was shocked when everyone remembered that he says game over before his finish. It's been that long.
Game over! Me and Maffew didn't forget. Because it's from Street Fighter, the movie.
It is.
Bison
Big
says-
nerd Miro.
I know, yeah. Well, he was on the Twitch, wasn't he? Not,
was.
Don't think he does anymore, does he?
He's had lots of times with his hands, maybe he has, I don't know. No. Willow Nightingale teams up with Hometown Girl and noted arsonist Sky Blue to win a tag match against Tony Storm and Ruby Soho.
Sorry, I've taken that the wrong way after what was going on Twitter.
Oh, because of her bottom.
Because of her bottom, yeah.
Because of her bottom.
No.
Yeah, I saw tweets saying stuff like, and I quote, this isn't my thoughts, this is off Twitter.
Oh, God.
Looking respectfully at Sky Blue's gigantic ass and stuff like that.
It's how you treat MJF, what was going on on Twitter.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah.
Anytime we
Oh,
mention
respectfully.
MJF.
That's okay then. As long as you say, so if you say something pervy, as long as you say respectfully, look at that ass. Oh, respectfully.
Anyway, she got a good pop, not for that, but because she's from Chicago. She was nice.
Well said.
Yeah.
She's the hardest wrestler from Chicago. The pounds into
Ah, what a shot. What a shot you've
the...
taken there.
Take our
Apparently,
Pepsi
he's
Phil.
actually from a suburb outside of it. It's like you saying you're from Newcastle.
The posh bit.
I don't
Suburb.
know.
That's what I was thinking. Posh me when I hear suburb. Ooh,
It does sound posh,
the
doesn't it?
suburbs, yes.
I think American
'cause
cities are so big that there's other cities around them that are just the suburbs. But yeah.
He's from
Is
the
this-
Heaton of Newcastle.
Right. Is this what you do as well, Jack? I hear suburbs and think it's like, oh, nice and posh, because in Tony Hawk's games, the suburbs levels were all these really big houses.
I think generally suburbs is seen as like a, like where the middle class people live, isn't it? Because
Right.
they don't live in the middle of the city. But I think in America it's slightly different, the way that cities are structured. I really don't know.
We are going off the rails again.
We'll get back
But
to the socio-geopolitical. I don't know what I'm saying.
The pounce into the barricade from Willow to Ruby was massive. I worked out that Ruby must be Samoan, having survived that blow to the head from the barricade. Sky locked in a submission by... she's locked in the submission by Tony. And Nigel on commentary, this is when he was starting to come out of his shell a little bit next to Kevin Kelly. He's like, in her hometown, in front of her mother? Oh, the shame if she taps. But she didn't, and it was good. Willow did a shoot DVD at one point as well, which is gnarly, and I thought it was nice. Code Blue from Sky Blue.
Yes.
Yes.
What a hard maneuver to nail, I imagine that is. And she nailed it that time.
Willow is the hero that we need. But I don't know if she's going to actually win anything.
Right.
She's the New Japan Strong Women's Champion. But I don't think she's got any chance against Tony, though, this weekend. Storm.
Yeah, this
Tony
weekend, I
Storm.
don't think so,
I don't
no,
think so.
no.
Maybe in the future, though.
Yes, I
It
agree.
should have been her who beat Jade. Nothing against Chris Statlander. She's already over.
Moving on.
Tell you what I missed from earlier on was the
What did we
promo
miss?
package for Scorpio Sky,
We did.
where
Oh, God.
he said he's been watching and waiting for the perfect opportunity.
A long time.
I was gonna say,
Well, they have to say something, can't they? Be like, Tony Khan has just remembered I'm on the books.
that's basically what he said. I've been watching and waiting, by the way. I'm still here.
Yeah. Tony Khan's looked at the roster list for the video game going, oh, yeah.
He'll have been lost since the Elite Hunter, Frankie Kazarian, went back to Impact. He's not the Elite Hunter anymore.
No, it was his last match was the ladder match with Sammy, wasn't it? No, it was during the Frankie Kazarian bit, yeah.
But the Elite Hunter is the greatest gimmick
I
AEW's
miss
ever
the
had.
Elite Hunter,
Yeah.
Frankie Kazarian.
He worked with the Elite, but could never find them.
And what was his name? That's right. You guessed it.
You guessed it,
sure you
Frank
know him.
E. Kazarian.
He's back in Impact now, where he's taken a little bit more seriously because he is a legend of the promotion and everything.
He worked with them, but always arrived late. It's a brilliant gimmick.
We got a video package hyping a match between Jeff Jarrett and Mark Briscoe in a concession stand brawl for Dynamite.
False advertising. We'll get to it.
Yeah, I know. The Acclaimed arrive for an interview in the ring with Tony Schiavone. They talk about how they're going to be appearing on both Collision and Dynamite before doing Collision's first ever scissor. Schiavone is delighted to be involved.
Yeah,
and
do this during a dark segment,
really
lads.
much it.
This was the least I've liked the Acclaimed in a while.
They did nothing.
Yeah,
It was pointless, wasn't it? Yeah. We learned that Billy Gunn's got a new scissor suit. I think that was the biggest takeaway of the entire segment, apart from learning the Acclaimed are going to be on both shows.
The
Because
plugs for the merch.
everybody loves the Acclaimed.
And just
Acclaimed
as well
every
they do,
weekend and Acclaimed every Wednesday.
And I'm like, oh, I thought there was a roster split for these shows, but obviously by
It's a
we've got
soft.
the Dynamite.
It's a soft split.
Maybe
I
it's
hate
just
the
the
soft
tag
splits.
teams and the trios because there's one set of titles for those divisions. Maybe.
Maybe it's to get around awkward backstage situations where certain groups don't get along.
Yeah, is it just going to be those two sets?
Yeah.
Apparently so.
And like your Andrades and your Miros and your Thunder Roses.
Yes. In the main event, CM Punk and FDR beat Samoa Joe and the Bullet Club Gold in a 6-man tag. They certainly bloody do.
Yeah, it was a cool match. It was long.
It was
Like
nice
half
and
an
long.
hour nearly.
And again, it's so weird, isn't it? CM Punk and Samoa Joe was a long time ago in Ring of Honor, yet everyone still remembers it. Still gets brought up, still gets hyped. Especially Nigel McGuinness, who saw most of it.
Yeah. Well, apart from Cena, he's probably Punk's most famous foe.
Yeah.
Up until recently, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Still a big match he had.
Apart from Colt Cabana.
But that Samoa Joe chopping Punk just really hard several times, and the crowd reacting was a fantastic moment. I thought Jay White, especially in this match, because I've been a detractor of Jay White since he arrived in AEW, but he showed what he was about in this match. I thought Joe and Dax were smashing each other, which was lovely to see. Punk selling Joe a submission at the end really well, where the camera zoomed in on his face, was very good. And I wonder what Punk was saying to Juice Robinson at the final bell. Because after he pinned him, he was like,
Pepsi's better than juice.
yeah, probably I. You're soft. You cannot handle the fizz.
Do you think he was actually... Oh, no, has he fallen out with more people?
I can't-
He's anything
becoming-
he does now, you're like, oh, is he shooting?
He's becoming harder to defend.
it was just weird, just the way the match was over, and he was still going like, yeah.
Maybe
I was just mad.
Yeah.
he caught him with a stiff shot. I don't know. Who knows?
We'll never know because lawsuits will be made.
But shout out to Jim Ross as well.
Oh, God bless.
yeah.
You get old, you get clumsy, he said on commentary. I thought he would have been backstage going, damn it, Tony, let me get out there. But I think you have to say at one point, like, maybe Jim, just have a sit down,
Yeah.
have a cup of tea.
It was a gnarly...
For people who didn't know, by the way, he showed up, he put a picture of himself on Twitter, and he looked like Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 9. It was this giant black eye.
Yeah.
And he showed up in commentary, and he sounds like Jim Ross normally, but he sounded like really haggard Jim Ross. I think it was Trevor Dame who put like Nigel McGuinness, JR, what do you think about this? And then it's like JR gurgle noises. And then Nigel, thanks, legend, for that great point, because he just sounded so out of it. JR apologized, but in fairness, he only did the main event, but it was just like, yeah, someone should have gone, look, we know we've advertised you, but it's all right, we've got commentators.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's still definitely a role for Jim Ross in AEW, but it's just like, it's getting to the point now, it's like, yeah, treat him with
He's
a bit,
really good
bit
at
more
the...
care.
He's still good at the... Bringing like a gravitas to the sit-down interviews and stuff, especially when it's like a young up-and-comer and he's trying to put them over and stuff. He's still good at that. It's just the...
Yeah, when he's not complaining about the matches and the referees and...
He hates AEW.
But yeah, AEW Collision look promising. I'll say the biggest negative is the very first world problem. Oh, okay, so Saturday night, so I'll be watching the show though.
Yeah.
Watch it
I love this
later on.
podcast, all right? Love this, so I will watch it, but I'm like, I will not necessarily watch it as soon as it comes out.
Ooh, are you out talking to women, which I can't do? Is that what you're doing of a Saturday?
No, it's all right. Look, cut this out. They scare me as well. It's all right. Sorry, yeah, it's your good, Joel. Yeah, okay. Monday Night Raw. The cruel rejection of Akira Tozawa.
Oh, I felt so bad for him.
I didn't. Seth Rollins enters ahead of his open challenge, but is attacked from behind by Finn Balor, who extensively beats him down. What a beatdown it was.
Yeah.
And he continues the attack backstage as well, saying he's waited for 7 years to get revenge on Seth.
The way he was going, wee with those coupe de grace, it made me want to go around this office and just deliver a few off a chair. Looks so fun. Just to go, whee! And just stomp someone in the stomach. Looked really good. But I was just, obviously, Rollins wants to be the fighting champion, and Finn Balor took that away from us. He did. What a bastard.
Yeah, it was a really good beatdown.
Yeah.
You don't see many of them, and when they did, they better be good, and usually Brock or whatever. So it was nice to see someone like Balor.
Big Bill.
Balor. It was interesting what came next as well, because I think that signposted what was meant to happen before the alleged. It was a Fightful, was it? Vince McMahon changing things.
Yeah, there was.
Oh, back to these every week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the good old days.
Because I think there was a strong chance, the Ciampa was supposed to get a big return and face Rollins in a barn burner, but plans were changed.
I don't think that would have set up the Money in the Bank thing that well, which is what this emphasis should be on.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, I'm
I
with them.
guess. Yeah.
Good old Vince.
Probably best as well. Maybe best as well not to bring Ciampa back to lose as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Miz cut to promo complaining that he never got to answer Seth's open challenge. So he issues his own open challenge, which always works well. It's answered by a returning Tommaso Ciampa. He quickly beats Miz, and it looks wonderful. Crowd are like, oh yeah, it's him. And again, when in doubt, having someone return on Raw and make the debut, have them beat up the Miz.
Yes.
Very effective.
And now there are now reports or rumors that there's going to be a reunion between him and Gargano and a feud between DIY and the tag champions. Which
I'll
would
be
lead
alright
to
with
some
that.
lovely matches, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They need a bit of work on Gargano's character, or have him on the show at all, because that was in Cleveland, which is where he's from.
Are you on there?
His lovely dry front garden will be
So
around those
Cleveland
parts.
Oh,
where?
Ohio.
Hello. But I wasn't on the show for some reason, which was a bit strange. But because they had that promo, didn't they? Where it looked like, the bit of a refresh is happening now. He's getting a slight twinge on his gimmick, kind of like underestimate me and all that sort of stuff. And then he wasn't on the show in his hometown. But why didn't the Miz text Ciampa? That's the burning question now.
I don't know. I don't know why.
I don't know either.
Nobody gives a toss.
Because he was using him.
Yeah.
Just using him.
Yeah.
The Judgment Day come out for a promo. Balor says the crowd can sing Seth Rollins' song at his funeral. Ooh. They all talk about how they're going to win their respective matches at Money in the Bank, and Dom Boo wants a 6-man tag against Cody Rhodes tonight.
If it wasn't for that Dom and Cody match, I would be... maybe they still do it, but I reckon... Do you not think that all of the Judgment Day, apart from Balor, will win their matches, and it'll lead to friction between them and Balor?
Yeah.
But that means Dom has to be Cody.
No, that's the thing I like about Dom, though. Like, he'll lose against Cody, but they don't care.
He's still around. He's still Dom.
They're like, that's why Judgment Day have been great. He's like, he lost a bunch of matches before last year, and they're like, it's all right. It's all right.
It's okay, Dom.
He's only a little kid.
Yeah, they're together.
He was in prison last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a horrible feeling that they were piping in the booze for Dom this week. Because when he stopped, what was it? When Dom stopped speaking, it just felt weird, the reaction.
It's like
he got.
they've noticed it, so they've gone, we'll do this every time.
Will enhance them. I don't want to think that's true, but I think it might be.
I think there is a crowd reaction, but I think, they are really like every other wrestling company are guilty of, let's just increase this
It
a
might
little
be
bit.
true as well, because I read an interview that Rollins did with the New York Post this week, where they were saying, do you think there'll be a time where you have to step in to stop the crowd from... Because they sing his song when, like, Balor's trying to cut a promo or whatever, they still keep going, whoa, it's become like a what chant. And Rollins' answer was like, I'm not going to stop them doing that. Like, I love it.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the babyface equivalent of... He said, like, I'm a good guy. It's like the best possible response. It's like when Dom gets booed so much that he can't cut a promo. The fact that Rollins mentioned that, and now Ross is saying that, has made me think...
It's just the first week I noticed it, but I don't want it to be true because I want the visceral response from the crowd to be there. Just
I'm sure it'll be real in Wembley.
Aye. Oh yeah, that'd be a lion's den.
Could be good, innit?
It'll be like Galatasaray, welcome to hell.
Imagine
Well, I hope there's a certain manager of a certain flag.
I was going to say, imagine if Dom pitched a Judgment Day flag in the middle of the ring with a massive mustache.
Have you ever watched people just do
You're
nothing?
awkwardly putting the ladder around it,
Have you ever watched people just do nothing? The like the mockumentary MC Grinder, top lyricist, like the garage radio station.
No.
Never mind. There's a song they do called Get Out the Way, where they're rapping and they tell loads of things to get out the way. And one of the things they tell to get out the way is Galatasaray, the football team. Galatasaray, get out of the way. Spiders, get out of the way. Just stuff like that. It's weird. If anyone's watching, what's MC Grinder's beef with?
Is he a Leeds fan?
No, they're from like West London. He's like a Brentford fan or something. I don't know. It's very funny anyway. It's a funny series. I can't believe you've never seen it.
I can't believe it either.
Have you watched it, Joel?
No, I've heard of it.
You've heard of it? Okay. Asim Chowdhury's in it. He's Chibuddy G, their manager. Yeah.
Supports Newcastle, didn't he?
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh. Fair enough.
Good lad. Owens and Zayn are interviewed backstage about the Bloodline, which frustrates Owens. Zayn tells him he has an anger problem, which Owens doesn't appreciate. Zayn says if Kev can go the rest of the night without losing his temper, he'll drop the issue.
This is when it became an episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It was a real sitcom vibe.
You could hear the wah, 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 wah music over this, but yeah, and then this will lead to stuff later on. The Cowie Girls win a tag team match against Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville.
Get in the Cowie Girls.
Well done, Cowies.
Come on.
Up the Cowie Girls.
Dropping the tabs. Afterwards, Cody is interviewed on the stage and accepts Dom's challenge.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, right. I thought like Cody's like, well done, Cowie Girls.
He should have done. He should have danced with them.
Yes.
Nah.
He's not a
fair
Cowie. He's not a Cowie boy.
He's the wrong kind of party, isn't he? He's the one with a buffet spread.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, your father's disco, that sort of thing. Anyway, the promo they did for Chelsea Green, where they sort of made the TikTok thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Where they had like the robotic woman.
She's like freaking out.
She's getting out of her car in the middle of like a red light. It's fantastic work. She's been the best of the Triple H re-signees.
Ooh.
Oh, as a
I'm
character.
thinking so, yeah.
Character work has been fantastic.
Yeah, actually.
I'm trying to think of someone who's been better. Like, Hip Row, don't even go there.
Carrying Cross.
It's so funny.
Don't even go
Oh, you're funny as well.
Who's there been?
Yeah, maybe she is.
She's been great in these promo packages. Only added to that.
Gargano's been hit and miss.
Yeah.
Bronson Reed.
Oh, Bronson's been good.
But no, I think you're right. I think it's her probably.
And I like the fact that the ring announcer's getting in like Chelsea Green.
That's why she got my vote as non-wrestler of the half year so
That's
far.
right. Yes.
Up the Culties.
Up the Culties.
We learned the Cowie Girls' new catchphrase is like, when you're done with the pity party, you can catch us at the after party. Wah, 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 wah.
It's Glastonbury this weekend.
It is.
Wait.
Who's playing?
I don't even know.
Arctic
no
Monkeys are
idea.
there. Capaldi's there. Our pal Capaldi.
Yeah,
You can say about every year though, can't you? Those two.
Capaldi. No, there's someone old there, and I can't remember who it is.
Oh, the legend. I'm gonna have a look. Don't worry.
Blondie. Blondie's there.
Oh.
Call me.
Oh, no.
Hey, call me. Call me. Cowie. Their finish is called the after party as well. We learned this week. The double team 450 top rope F&ator.
What a lineup on Saturday, by the
Go
way.
on. We've got
Rick Astley,
bloody hell.
then Ray, who I don't know, Amadou and
Mysterio.
Mariam, which I don't know, H, the rapper, then Lewis Capaldi, then Lizzo, and then we rounded out with Guns N' Roses. It's a really weird lineup. What
the hell?
I don't know.
All right.
Oh my God, Sunday. The top three are Blondie, then Lil Nas X. He's going to take his horse to the Old Town Road.
Uh-huh.
And then Elton John.
Oh,
He's Tiltanin.
yes.
It's like pressing the shuffle option.
I know.
Elton John live now is.
Oh no, you vote. I remember you vote now.
That's the
So
collision
tune
theme.
in. It'll be on the BBC on Sunday night. We'll watch that.
Oh, I can't
Wait,
wait.
what day is he playing?
Sunday, so straight into
Sunday.
Yeah,
Sunday.
Elton John straight into Forbidden Door as well. Just watch him as a warmer.
Yay.
That's what my hope is for All Out now. The fact he's now sort of intertwined with AEW is that we get a live entrance for somebody. Elton John on his piano.
Whose theme could he possibly do? Mox. Yeah, you did Judas. Yeah.
CM Punk, the bitch is back.
Oh, no, Matthew.
Sorry, I know it's
Rocket
soft.
Man. Statlander is not an alien anymore. That'd have been fun.
That would be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rocket Woman. No, she can't do that anymore. Shame. Anyway.
Oh, Jeff Hardy does the double finger thing.
Jam them in a plug or something.
Goodbye, yellow brick. Oh, whatever. Sodgers then you get.
Who's like the smallest person on the roster? Tiny Dancer. I'm trying to
Taz.
think of Tiny Dancer.
Oh.
Imagine that.
Taz.
In the share, beat the Hurt Business in a tag match.
And
Because
Big
last week.
Swole is unhappy about it on Twitter because she's married to Cedric.
Oh.
Yeah, she's like, God damn it. I don't know what she said.
He's bloody lost again, hasn't he? Can't believe it.
I can't exactly remember what she
I'm
said.
waiting for that winner share it person. Never brings it home.
How am I supposed to buy my bottles of Prime now? Hey, by gum.
To be fair, Cedric and Shelton got a fair bit in against Indus, which I wasn't expecting. Shelton did like a blockbuster off the apron of the floor while Cedric had them in like a sidewalk slam position. A bit of a load of mech because Cedric then he got like thrown into the barricade and then he did like a Mike Chioda WrestleMania 17 cell for 17 whole minutes. So he was just missing for the final part of the match and then it just sort of ended.
Yeah. But
Shame.
they're still building into share.
Yep.
Cool.
I don't know where they can go with them.
Is there a show?
main event.
Is there a show in India coming up?
Didn't they tease something about that a while ago? But they've nothing concrete.
All right. Okay.
So as
And
of
that-
I'm sure when this comes out, they'll be announced. So.
All right.
Backstage, a crew member accidentally spills water on Owens, who manages to contain his anger. He then runs into Matt Riddle, who infuriates him by talking about the noble art of cinema, but still he manages to stay calm.
He just starts talking about films, and no one's like, "Oh my god!"
Yes.
The setup for that was good because he gets covered in the cold water and Sammy's like, ice cold water? You hate getting wet. That's a direct quote from Sami Zayn there.
Like a cat.
Yeah. You hate getting wet. And then Kevin's like, I don't have an anger problem. I have an idiot problem. Oh, hey, Riddle. How you doing?
Oh,
pal?
just a perfect. Again, they've realised Riddle's not getting that much pop on his backstage interviews. He gets virtually no reaction whatsoever, but he gets some in the ring. But if they have Owens getting annoyed by him, then they love him.
What
Owens
films,
getting annoyed is good.
What films did he mention?
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
I feel like they weren't.
It was just random. Just
They weren't like.
haha.
I thought he was going to be naming like really crap films, and that would annoy Owens.
I thought it was like, oh, you got covered in water like the witch from Wizard of Oz or something. It's just,
He
hey,
just went, "You've been watching your movie."
film. Yeah.
Weird.
Must be a fan of this podcast.
Yeah, he loves film. Oh, we need to. Right. Let's roll it now, everyone.
This was the
This
well-planned
was-
setup
yeah.
for Jack on film. Watching the telly, Jack on film.
Is that how it goes, the actual jingle?
I just,
No, it's like a little piano thing in the background. It's all classy. It'll
unlike
happen
the thing I just did.
right now. We don't
Mine
actually
was
have to.
better.
We don't have to actually talk. We don't have to talk.
What
about
has
film.
Jack
No,
watched?
we don't need. It was just to get that out there because it was really nice.
Oh,
today.
wait, you can't do the bloody intro without talking about a
All right,
film.
all
I
right,
want to
All
know.
right, fine. I watched a film this week, right? I'll let
Aha.
you know.
Go on,
It
what
was
you watch?
from Japan in the 80s and it was called Tampopo and it was really good but weird. One of the weirdest films I've ever seen.
What is it?
It's been described as a noodle western. Like a spaghetti western but in Japan. It's
Oh, okay. Yeah.
two blokes who drive a milk truck turn up and help a woman set up a really good noodle restaurant. That's honestly that's the
Okay.
sort of the setup. And then it just gets really weird.
I assume many pregnancies happened since it was the two milkmen.
No, but
Oh,
there is
yeah,
there
I've
is
seen
a
that
lot
film.
of naughtiness in the film though.
It sounds like, what was that thing Ronnie Barker was in?
It-
Up at
it-
all
it-
hours with the lady.
Oh,
It
yeah.
actually is a little bit like Monty Python's Meaning of Life. Like the branches off into different skits and stuff. Like it's really weird. I would recommend it. Tampopo, it's called. But if you search it, you now find various different noodle restaurants actually called Tampopo after the. Yeah, yeah.
Good times.
I give it 4.5 stars.
Lovely.
That was
Jack
me on
on
film.
film.
Play the thing, Joe.
We don't need to play it twice.
Close out the
Jack on
segment.
film. Oh, that was good, that wasn't it?
Wonderful.
No, thank you. Oh, I can't remember who made it now. Thank you very much for making the thing.
Good luck. Surely, Joe.
I can find who. Wait, I'll find who
Jack
made
on
it. I'll
film
find who-
really gets around
I'll
your
find who
ass.
made it and I'll shout them out in a sec. Carry on.
No worries. Hometown boy Logan Paul cuts a promo on the crowd, saying how all the greats that come from Cleveland all have one thing in common, leaving for somewhere better. And he mentions bizarrely Jerry Lawler, which I went, what the hell was that about?
I had to
to go
Google this.
online.
Yeah.
And it turns out he did live in Cleveland very briefly, which is why he always wears Cleveland brown shirts.
He's a fan of all the Cleveland teams.
I did not know that. So well done, Logan Paul, for doing his
A
research.
lot of wrestlers can't even get over enough to be associated with one city. Lawler's had two for himself. I think that's not fair. You can't have Memphis and Cleveland.
Yeah, well, yeah. He announces that he received a special invitation to the Money in the Bank ladder match before being interrupted by the other entrants in turn. We do the Money in the Bank thing where they come out every year and it's like, hey, it's me.
Thank you to the man who made the Jack on Film intro, David Karosik. Thank you, David.
Yes, he's in the Money in the Bank match. Thank you. Everybody brawls, but Logan stands tall after hitting a big dive to the outside.
It was a good. He's a very good promo, as Logan Paul. To be fair to him, yeah,
right.
It was a good heel wrestling promo in the hometown. It smells like industrial steel, guys. That got me laughing. But then it's obviously all about one man, isn't it, Maffew? It's all about one man.
And that man is
The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
It is, yes.
The pop was deafening. Corey Graves, he was like, "Listen to the noise in here. Bah, everyone's good radio rental. Bah."
Oh, it's a lovely noise.
My voice been throwing very dry there for a second. And then-
L.A. Night.
it's not about Logan making videos for 14-year-old girls and he thinks he's a megastar. Nah.
I love that line.
If then he whaps out a map. If you follow this, you can find where to stick all the balls of prime straight up his ass. And then Logan literally goes, I don't know who that is, when Butch is running down the ring, which I thought was an interesting.
He's buried him. Butch is going to batter him backstage.
I thought that was good because Butch couldn't say anything because he's Crazy Butch. So he's like, who's that? I thought it was nice.
But LA Knight steals it again. They're gonna have to do a babyface turn soon because they're still presenting him as a
He's
heel.
a face.
Yeah, but he is a face, isn't he?
Aye. Matt Riddle beats Ludwig Kaiser, is attacked by Gunther afterwards, who injures Riddle's leg, probably in the same way that bloody Giovanni Vinci's injured. Backstage, Imperium bragged to Owens and Zayn about beating up Riddle, but Zayn sees something urgent on his phone and leaves with Ken. Kev. Who's Ken?
Have I put
Kev.
Ken?
Something's afoot. Bloody hell. Matt Riddle versus Ludwig Kaiser. Very Evolve style.
Very
match.
evolved.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look at me with my indies. It's just surprising to see, like, this is just the standard on Raw sometimes.
They've just got a really good roster, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, we'll do the type matchup we've had the indies, like, only a few years ago. And yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
They were doing deadlift maneuvers on each other. Like Riddle does a gut wrench suplex, like just went, ugh, just Ludwig had no choice. There was a snap suplex where Riddle didn't feel like he had a choice whether to take it or not. The reversal German to set up a bro Derek was class-like, who I've written down. And I've said it's about time someone went after Riddle's foot like Gunter did. So cerebral.
Fraser Porter was telling me that when he's done he's done a bit of wrestling training.
That's right.
He said that he enjoys delivering a gut wrench maneuver. Can you imagine Fraser? You know?
Nah.
He's too nice.
Arms, pipe cleaners for arms as well.
Ah. He's got long arms though, probably. He's quite
Yeah.
tall. He can lift them up.
That was his favourite saying from back in those days. I'm the tallest one there.
What?
I did say that.
Oh no!
His training days, he was the tallest one there.
No, there's a. Oh,
So all he does is sidewalk slams, big boots.
There was a lad from my school who we used to mock behind his back. He was part of our friendship group, but like I didn't really like him. He was an arsehole. Who we noticed would say sometimes if he was the tallest one there, he'd just go like, "Oh, I'm the tallest one here."
Oh,
And once we realised that he did that, we were like, he'd also if we were sat on like in the common room, we had like almost like a restaurant booth sort of set up, like two chairs with two people each.
That makes
You're
sense.
facing each other with a desk in between.
Yes.
And he'd always stretch his legs right out and be like, well, I need the leg room.
Oh,
Or he'd always want like the middle seat at the back of the bus on the way to a sporting fixture because he's so tall he needs his legs. This lad was only like 6'2". He wasn't like 7 foot tall. Yeah.
I've just had the urge to cut an Iron Sheik promo from Howard Stern. I want to F him in the ass.
And she
F the tall man.
and she getting up the challenger video call. Come here, you. He's like, he's not really there, Sheik.
You know what? No, one time, it doesn't matter. Carry on.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, we need to know.
Oh, no.
One time he had a birthday party. It was his birthday.
Yeah.
And we went bowling, 10-pin bowling.
Yeah.
And it's the only time I've ever won the bowling. I'm not very good, but this is the one time I've been to a bowling party and won the bowling. And then he said, I got special birthday points, so I actually won the bowling. And then as we were leaving, we were only like 11, 12. As we were leaving, he wasn't 6'2" back then, by the way, but as we were leaving, the woman at the desk, when you hand your shoes back and everything, went, does anyone want to print out to keep? And he went, nope. Maybe I did. Maybe I did want to print out.
But he knew he lost, so.
He got special birthday points, so.
What's his name?
No.
Where does he live?
No. I don't actually know. Oh, he's like a grown man now. He's married and everything. Like, he's fine.
We can
He's probably all right now.
Someone needs to batter him. If there's 3 or 4 of us there, we'll take him.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming
Put a
he's
big coat on, pretend we're
I'm
one
assuming
person.
he's probably sound now as an adult. This was, yeah.
I love it when Jack just goes up for one. Alpha Academy hype up Maxine Dupri before their match against the Viking Raiders. She manages to hip toss Valhalla to a big pop, but the Vikings win anyway, as Otis is too busy celebrating to help Gable. Now, you might think we're repeating bits, because this looks very similar to the Thea Hale thing on NXT. You have to tell people who are paying attention to this, know what's wrestling. No, these are two different storylines.
It also looks very similar to this storyline last week. I was getting confused. What's
Just learning one move every week.
Didn't she do this?
to deal with Valerie Haller.
Didn't she do this to Valhalla last week?
No.
Have I mixed
it
that
was
up with Tia Hale?
Arm drag.
Arm drag last week.
What did she do this week?
Building up.
A hip toss.
Oh. It'll eventually be like a burning hammer.
Yeah, that's where she counters it a little on week 17.
The little segments have got promise. Otis just shouting, big load, when she's trying to pick him up. It's what we're here for, that sort of content. It's all on the hips. I thought Otis and Ivar worked really well together. Otis's shoulder block on Ivar was massive, as was Ivar's spinning heel kick. And then the standing suplex from Otis to Ivar was very impressive also.
And crowd loves them.
Aye.
Will there be
Important thing.
tension in the Alpha Academy because Otis was too busy celebrating to help?
Pretty
Gable?
lady.
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay.
Depends if she becomes a world champion.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Then
might be
Chad will
real
feel
good, yeah.
vindicated in his
Oh
role
no,
as
I've
the
taught you
coach.
too much.
Aye. I like his little get-up when he's the coach as well, with the tucked-in polo shirt. Like a nerdy coach.
Sexy nerdy coach. Natalia is ready for a rematch of Rhea Ripley, and to prove that she belongs, and she does the promo backstage, which is like, pretend to cry. Had to prove my worth here. However, Rhea attacks her during entrance and beats her down.
Yeah. Poor Natalia.
Oh, and then Raquel is interviewed backstage and gets into a confrontation with Rhea. Raquel tells the champ to hope that she doesn't win Money in the Bank because she'll take a title from her.
So initially I was thinking, I'm not sure what we're doing here, because how are we supposed to feel sorry for Natalia when really cool, badass Mammy is beating her up like she
Yeah.
is? But then the bit with Raquel afterwards makes you realize they're using Natty to build up Raquel,
Of
because
course,
Raquel's
yes.
going to be the one to stand up. So it all makes sense in the end. Natalia is the sacrificial lamb of the
No,
piece.
she's the sacrificial goat.
Okay.
On a boat.
Yeah.
I buggered it up.
She's
Bollocky, bollock.
The Titanic submarine of the piece, the sacrificial boat.
Akira Tozawa meets with Cody backstage. And
He was
offers-
laughing about them off air.
That's
I'm
just-
not
how
going to stand
dare
for
you.
this poo.
That we were talking about.
They were rich and it's fine. That's what you said. And I'm putting it out there because I agree, kind of.
No comment.
You can cut out if you want to do
No, I've got that. I've got this lawsuit here that says I can't mention it. Akira Tozawa meets with Cody backstage and offers to be his tag partner. Cody says he'll think about it. There was no pop for Akira.
Oh,
I felt bad for
did.
him, like,
I popped
yeah.
for him when
Oh,
he
that's
said,
nice.
"I'm your man." I like that bit. I like Cody's bewildered look off camera, like what? I like
That was
that.
the entire bit, yep.
That's
He
my
lied
kind
to
of-
him. He lied.
Yeah.
He did, yeah. Well,
America's
he
hero.
didn't lie. He said, "I'll consider it."
He didn't
That's
mean
right.
it though, did he?
That's a soft no. Owens and Zayn turn up and say they got Cody's text. They'll happily be his tag partner tonight because he helped them on the road to WrestleMania. Cody says Tozawa already asked, which almost causes Owens to lose his cool. But Cody picks the tag champs instead.
He
Owens
goes,
is excited to punch
"Yeah,
people in the face.
This is the least I've liked Cody in a long time. He went, "Oh yeah, Tozawa already asked," and they're like, "What?" And he goes, "I'm not gonna say yes." I'm like, Cody.
That's America's hero.
That's a
there.
placeholder. It's like, look, I'm not saying no,
He's a
but
former-
if no one else says yes, I'll have you. But, you know.
He's a former Open the Dreamgate champion, potentially. I'm gonna have a look now.
He represents a company.
Potentially.
He might have been.
He represents a company that tells you to be a star, and he's there mocking on that international TV.
He's
by the
not
way.
mocking. He's showing, look, I'm not being dishonorable. I did say it.
He didn't
But wait, you're the
mean
tag team champions. Yeah, it's an upgrade.
It brought up Akira Kurosawa by accident when I typed in Akira.
Yeah, because you do it every time.
Yeah.
Every day you wake up. Yawn stretch, Kurosawa.
Honors or whatever it's called. What championships and accomplishments? Oh man, he's won like all the belts in Dragon Gate apart from the Open the Dream Gate. He's won Open the Brave Gate, Open the Owari Gate, Open
You
the
are Brave Gate.
Open the Triangle Gate. He's won Open the Twin Gate. He's won Open the Triangle Gate Tournament. He's won the Summer Adventure League.
That sounds amazing.
What the hell are all them? You just
All of the championships in Dragon Gate are called Open the whatever gate. It's really nerdy.
Are the actual gates somewhere?
They're just belts.
Oh.
It would be classic.
Orienteering.
Possession
Yeah,
of the
the
game.
winner's the first one to go, ha ha!
All these farmers who have the cows running through feels like, please close the gate.
But
Stop opening the gate.
The top one is open the dream gate, and that's the one that like Pax held before and stuff. But Tozawa hasn't.
The idea of a dream gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Gareth Gate. That's the dream gate.
Open the
Open the Gareth gate.
I
Becky
hope there's no
Lynch.
Unchained Wrestling.
Oh, nice.
Suspicious minds in the heel ranks.
Yes, I can't think of any of his original songs either.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he had one.
Open the Covers album.
It could happen to any one of us. Remember that?
Oh, that one. Oh.
It wasn't very good.
It sticks in your head though.
Stupid Mistake, that was the title.
He did Spirits in the Sky as well.
Another
All the
cover,
covers, yeah. Wow.
Becky Lynch accidentally cost Raquel a spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match,
What has she
attacking
done?
Trish and getting Raquel DQ as a result. I was annoyed here because Raquel looked serious. I was like, I can't believe you attacked Natalia. I'm disgusted about this behavior. I'm so upset. I'm going to get you. Then later on, it's, ladies and gentlemen, Raquel Rodriguez.
Well, yeah.
Doing the smiling again. Oh,
Yeah, that's all she's got, though.
Down and back.
Make her a cowgirl like she was in NXT. Not like she was like, she wore flares and stuff on
Get her
motorbikes.
in with JB and BJ and Fallon Henry.
No, she's like the cool one who swabs her way into the bar.
Yeah, she's like Hangman Page.
She's a head turner in the bar, in the
Yeah.
cowboy bar. Not a literal cowboy. She had a motorbike, didn't she?
Yes.
Beep, beep. That's a Vespa. Beep beep.
Yeah.
Give her something. It's better than a muscular back.
Yeah.
I thought Trish Stratus was sensational in this matchup here. The bump she was taking, the Marlena and China spot, she sold that very well. All the power moves from Raquel Rodriguez, the clothesline, she was flailing about like Roman Reigns from a double Uso super kick. And obviously, I like the fact Becky was the reason Trish won because she's now the Judas in her own mind.
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
Wow.
She become.
Aye.
Becky's there interviewed backstage, admits that she has a lot of enemies in the ladder match, but she'll either win or take Trish and Zoe Stark down with her. Cool. Everyone's beefing. Love it. Backstage, Braun Breaker says Seth better not use Balor's attack as an excuse not to show up at NXT tomorrow night. We better get used to seeing him on Raw because he's the next World Heavyweight Champion. Seth later cuts a promo from the local medical facility and says, yeah, I'll be at NXT, don't worry.
Yeah.
I was putting this in the perspective of someone who doesn't watch NXT. And would you be reeled in by this Braun Breaker? And I would say, nah.
Oh.
It's just a bog standard wrestler promo, and it didn't really show what he's about.
So you think you should be a fisherman again so we know what he's
No.
about?
Well, yeah. We reeled in Rollins with a hook.
True,
Oh
yeah.
my God, it's Braun Breaker via boat. Actually, yeah, that'd be amazing, to be honest with you. Seth, I'm here to tell you quickly, because I'm double parked, that you better show up at NXT tomorrow. Yeah.
Rollins also said earlier in the night that he was injured and wouldn't be there. Oh, or maybe the commentator said that.
No, yeah,
Definitely got
maybe
rid.
he won't be able to. So yeah. Ricochet comes down the ringside during Nakamura's match with Bronson Reed. Reed causes a collision between the pair and takes advantage to win the match.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lovely deadlift sit-out powerbomb by Bronson, who continues to impress. Trev gets in Shinsuke's way, and then the other way around, and then Bronson flattens them all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Up the Bronson.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying these three having lovely little matches.
They are having
bouncing
lovely
around
matches.
like the speed of sound.
Yeah.
Nothing much else I can say about it. In the main event, Cody, Owens, and Zayn beat the JD.
Very house showy. Like, way, the good guys win.
It really was, wasn't it? But yeah, could keep them strong.
You can't have every ending of a show be a seismic storyline shift.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have any notes here, but
That
I'm
was
sure
an alright
Ross has a
Raw.
few.
Is that a stab at my concise notes?
Yes, I'm giving you an ugly compliment how good you are. You suck.
Or I do too many of them.
stop it, you.
I enjoyed Dom tagging straight out to get away from Cody. Nice little bit of progression there from a dick. Rhea was being a dick as well at ringside, giving Sammy clotheslines with the referee's back turned. Angry Owens with a hot tag was a good thing. And then there was just a nice Kurt Angle kick out from Priest from the Cody cutter I've noted. And then Cody's little half celebration. You got the unified tag team titles going, way! With their two titles. And he's down in front of me, sort of goes, what?
Yeah.
What could have been?
It's the little things.
Yeah.
Oh, also earlier, one of the segments with Kevin, there was so many of them, where I think he was talking to Gunther. He's just like, I will get you. And he went, yeah, whatever. And then we'll see you later on. And Sammy left. And then Kevin left. But then Kevin went back on camera and he had both the belts and he went, clink.
Because Sammy clinked them first.
Oh, that was it, right?
But it would have been much funnier if Sammy had never clinked them and Owens just came back and went,
And that was Monday Night Raw. I'll have a break now because I need a piss.
me too.
Yeah.
I'll go next door.
Pisses all around, eh?
Yay.
NXT Gold Rush Week 1. I've heard of the Edinburgh Fringe, but never a Glasgow one.
Glasgow Fringe.
That's a stab at Joe Coffey's crap hair.
Oh, okay, right.
Well, it was just adventurous.
It was strange.
How can he see?
You kind of see, Pep.
Can I see, Dick? Oh, I did a Scottish accent.
In the North American title match, special guest referee Mustafa Ali helps Wesley beat a count out by slapping him awake. He also revives Tyler in the ring, but it only leads to Wes nailing his finisher and retaining the title. What a get.
This match made me infuriated at Mustafa Ali.
Ooh.
Just letter of the law. Too much interpretation taken there with the rules, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was not expecting this type of setup for the match, considering he's been all Mr. Honourable and all this, and now he's just being a get.
Oh, he's whizzle-wazzling him out the title. He wants that title.
But he was
times
helping.
one
He was
podcast.
helping Wes more than Tyler, though.
But he effed on both of them at different points, didn't he?
I guess so. But Wes could have.
He shoots slap him in the face to wake them up towards
Yeah,
the
he
end.
did. But then he tried to wake up Tyler in the ring and he was trying because he wanted them to both fight more, stand and fight and win. Come on,
Like, we're
Seattle.
trying to, you're getting in the way.
And yeah, and
Like that Galatasaray flag we were talking about earlier.
Yes, and then Wes won, but neither of them looked happy with Ali afterwards.
No.
Because they realised, didn't they? They're getting played against each
Yes.
other.
Yeah.
I liked it from Ali. It's not very consistent with his main roster stuff. So I think he was babyface most recently on the main roster.
He was
But
the hero against Gunter in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, but before that, he was still being just basically Dolph Ziggler version 2. So it's...
Seth Rollins from Wish.com.
Yes. But I like that Booker was motivated during the intros, listing every accomplishment both Bate and Lee had achieved in WWE.
Oh.
Booker says, they call me Booker T Scoops on the street, and
They
then
do.
laughs. Does he mean he scoops on the street? And if so, what is he scooping off the street? Don't answer that.
On the street, they call him Booker T Scoop.
It's because he broke some news. And I can't remember what the news was, but that's why they call him Booker T Scoops.
Can't remember what the news was. It
Yeah.
wasn't very important.
No, it wasn't
Yeah, what
important.
do you-
Yeah,
what are you
it
talking
wasn't. I didn't write it down.
Did he seem to be in a good mood, Booker T?
Yeah, there's a reason why he was in a good mood.
Oh.
It's because his queen was in the front row immediately behind him, listening to him speak about Mrs. Biscotti. Who was that this week? I've forgotten who it was. I'll say it when we
We'll
get there.
it when we get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gigi Dolan.
It wasn't her.
Oh, this vignette.
Gigi Dolan, this was so rubbish. Gigi Dolan loves art, but also had a difficult upbringing. We know. You
We
tell
know
us every
about
time we're on
hard
TV.
upbringing.
Keanu James thinks art is stupid and not as important as intelligence or business sense. Keanu James, I agree.
First
Well,
and
just-
foremost.
Stroking walls with murals on, going, I love art.
Yeah, she says she uses art to escape reality, and I was thinking, yeah, I'd like to escape yours too, because you bring it up every chance you get. She likes art, and that's good for her. Kiana James was wonderful to start her promo saying, I don't call that art, I call it wasted real estate, because there's like pet murals on the side of buildings and whatnot. She was like, I'm the same as her. I was reckless in my youth, but I then grew up. Do you tit?
One of
He's
them's-
getting buried.
I know.
No, it's such a natural feud because one's a free spirit. She just does what she wants, where the other one's a capitalist. She's taking advantage of the system. This feud is a comment on modern life. Yeah.
In
But
many
only,
respects.
only in NXT would the capitalist be more likable than the artist.
No, that's totally accidental. They're trying to make Gigi more likable.
I don't know,
By
like-
going,
Art. By the way, my childhood was bad.
yeah, that's right.
Just have her go back to being a saucy, fit lady with a rose. What was wrong with that?
Yeah.
I don't mind you. She had an actual rose, didn't she? She used a gun in her entrance.
Yeah, yeah.
What was wrong with that?
I don't know.
Nothing.
Don't know.
This is bollocks.
No, yeah.
Tiffany Stratton interrupts Chase U's pep rally in honor of Thea Hale. She cuts a promo on Thea and says she has a 0% chance of beating her next week. Heroic Hudson gets on the mic and says that Tiffany might not believe in Thea, but everybody else does.
I believe in Thea. Chase U believes in Thea. And everyone watching at home believes in Thea.
I stood up and
Blatant sports washing.
Oh, what?
Disgusting. He's using Thea Hale to get himself as the dean of Chase
No,
University.
no.
When she was giving credit to Mr. Chase, he was like, hi, Mr. Chase. He didn't want to give Mr. Chase any credit. He stood there saying, it's my 6'5" privilege to be here on this momentous occasion.
oh God, do you think this is Jack's mate?
Basically, yes. I like the fact that Thea Hale, she was like, I didn't want to be a doctor or a lawyer or even an Olympian. I wanted to be in the NXT shed. But yeah, I like the give me a Hale yeah catchphrase as well.
Hale, yeah.
But it's the most egregious form of sports washing I've seen since Newcastle United.
Yeah.
No, Hudson's not. His intentions are honourable, I think, now. It changes week to week.
It does.
I
But
think it's legit.
It's any time Andre is brought up, he starts getting like a little itch on, doesn't he?
But then he left
Doesn't
him a
like it.
message last week.
Yeah.
Andre's abandoned the school. I genuinely hope that he's all right, the man behind the character, Andre Chase, because he's been gone for a while. Is he injured or something?
There's a real reason, I think, why he's not there.
Must be like an injury or something.
But in
Well, that's Booker T. Scoops.
Booker T. Scoops will tell you that it was Duke that gave him some like horribly poisoned soup or something.
Did he say Booker T?
I think it was 2 scoops.
I think that's what he
T
meant to
scoop.
say, because I put Booker T scoops, and I pay way more attention to Booker T than I should be on commentary. I think he meant to see Booker
Just like
T,
ice cream.
Booker T scoops, but he was too busy laughing. He probably said his Booker T scoops. Anyway, Vic did not laugh with him.
Vic's a brave man. I wouldn't be able to commentate next to Booker T and argue with him.
Vic has been pushed to the limit. We see footage from last week of the Schism arguing after their loss.
Which was weird, because they're meant to be like these evil heels. But now we're learning really about the dynamics between them.
Realise they're rubbish.
He's very insecure, isn't he, Joe Gacy?
Yeah.
He certainly
Is
is.
it me? Am I misfortunes affecting all of us? Am I? Yeah.
Jagger went, yes, you're correct.
Yeah. But Arthur Ray tries to get everyone back on the same page, which is nice.
4 roots.
One tree
One tree
will
make
not
him
fall.
say it. Yeah.
from a single chop.
Oh, one tree will not be felled.
By a single jump.
Hurry up with a gimmick change, for goodness sake.
If you're some, just give her that. Just let me the rock daughter.
The Diamond Mine are watching this on Peacock.
What
presumably.
on earth happened here, by the way?
Says
Well,
that they'll
stop being
happily
respectful.
drive the Schism out of NXT. That makes sense. But
Yeah.
then they started doing wacky
They're all
banter.
likable, baby.
And that is not what we want from the Diamond
you're
Mine.
Proper
You've got
ugly you.
Yeah, Ivy Nile, you've got a massive gnat on your forehead.
Yeah.
Because she said, I like where your head's at, Julius. And Brute Eye was like, well, there you got it,
Your
because it's
massive-
everywhere.
Massive head.
Look at your ears.
Yeah. Julius has massive ears, but we learned in the segment that Brute Eye is perfect. He has no imperfections.
They didn't say anything about
No,
it.
the other two have got
Massive head.
ugly, massive heads.
Knotted
Freaks.
head. Look at you, you big ugly get.
You giant, monstrously talented
We're all
individual.
friends, though.
Just banter. This was horrible.
Yeah, this wasn't supposed to be on the show. This
It
was
didn't
just.
feel natural.
Yeah.
It looked very. You could see the gun pointed at them.
They
off
try
camera.
and make their baby faces feel like organic, especially ones in tag teams. They've really emphasized in recent weeks. Hank and Tank, they're just big
Yeah.
lads. They look. JB and BJ, it's the lads.
But then the Diamond Mine
Dallas
is
the
like-
heel version. The lads, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
This didn't work at all.
No.
I get the impression that people who write the baby faces scripts had no friends at school. And this is. They looked at people who'd had friendship groups and
Yes.
imagined what this was like from the outside in.
You are
Yes.
ugly. You are also ugly. It was weird as hell.
But crucially, at the end of the schism bit, Joe and Ava looked at each other after the dyad walked off.
Oh yeah, they're planning something.
Coupled with that, with the Diamond Mine saying, we must be the ones to send them packing. I think they're going to lose a loser leaves town match soon.
Yeah.
If that makes
Well, they want to
Loser,
leave,
yeah.
don't they?
Yes, they'll lose in 10 seconds.
Yes.
And go, oh no. NXT Anonymous captures footage of Lara Valkyria confronting JC Jane backstage after JC badmouthed her last week.
I don't play games.
JC brushed off it as locker room chatter. All right.
Well, last week we saw her going, I hate Lara Valkyria.
Oh, yeah, we did.
It's like if
Good storytelling.
It's like if the lad from my friendship group at school came up to me next week and went, I heard what you said about me.
And you said,
It's just
banter.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've had no contact with this lad for like 10 years. It's fine.
Because you still harbors a grudge.
Yeah, that's right.
Edris Onofre and Malik Blade beat Hank, Tank, JBBJ to get a shot at the tag titles. Backstage, Los Lotharios interrupt Gallus as they're about to head off to the man's pub. The champions are lucky.
He's got an issues coffee. That's the first thing he said in the entire show. Enough about them. Pint!
And then,
how he-
but then Wolfie did like, he joined him in the little, like, you were like, you know, like the banter thing to do when someone mentions pints and then they all kind of go like the, don't mind if I do, elbow raise. He kind of went like,
He's a sophisticated wolf, isn't he?
yeah,
Anyway,
that's his persona.
the champ, what? Drunken wolves.
Yeah?
Aye.
Oh, okay. You know, those big dogs with the barrel underneath there, the saviour.
St. Bernard's.
St. Bernard's, yeah.
St. Bernard's, not St. Bernard's. St. Bernard's watch, I nearly said.
It's a dog that can travel through time.
Yeah, freeze time.
I like that idea. The champions are lucky that Garza and Carrillo aren't in the match because they'd have beaten them for the belts. Gallus aren't convinced or asked because they just want to get to the
them
pub
to
and
lose to
drink.
Los Lotharios, though. I like Los. They're my boys.
I think Los Lotharios are mint,
Yes.
but
Too
they weren't
good
in the
for
match.
NXT.
So why are you
Also,
talking about title matches?
Way taller than I thought they were. Yeah.
next to Joe Gacy.
Coffee.
No, Joe Coffey.
Or as the YouTube highlight called him later on, Mark Coffey. They got the wrong coffee.
Oh, no.
So to us erring, we erred on the news video.
Did anyone notice?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they? Oh, okay.
Lots of people did.
There was wonderful moments in this matchup. Back to the match.
I was gonna
I've
say,
written
yeah,
all
the
this
match.
down. Hank and Tank are caught in the ropes. The Cowboys jumped out on the floor as if they're going to hit them, but Idris and Malik do a Tobe Con hello over the top rope before Hank and Tank nail a couple of shoot Vader bombs off the top rope to the floor.
Yeah, clearly the closeness between Idris and Malik improved last week when Idris learned his birthday, and now they're unstoppable.
It's a nice story. It's developed week on week. Hank's got a lovely Bubba bomb, but he doesn't hang on as tightly as Bubba did, so it looks even more devastating.
Yeah.
Not very. Vaults over the ref to land his frog splash to
He's
win the match.
really impressive.
Yeah, and they were
yet
very happy.
They
after
still seem to. It's Malik who they push as the stronger of the two. He's the one who won their singles match last week.
That doesn't
Okay,
count.
all right.
That's just sorry,
Doesn't
locker room.
count.
That's just locker room chatter.
Okay, fair enough.
They're
then.
getting ready for the. That was the the battle for the
I'm
big
still
war.
a bit baffled by that time when the joke was that Idris has a huge appetite. I just can't get enough food, me. While his rippling, glistening six-pack abs are just...
Yeah, that's right. That was another trademark of
weird.
Mr. No Friends at school. In the scripts. But yeah, there's a lovely little match. Highlighted them, and yeah, I think the right team won because the only people who had any momentum. That's
Yeah,
not true,
I
really,
guess
is it?
so.
I mean,
They're
I think
all
it's
likeable,
their
aren't they?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think just because these did it last week.
It's
so-
almost now. Time goes so quickly because JB and BJ are now kind of the veterans of the tag team division.
Yeah.
They're teaching other teams how to be good friends now.
Yeah. Well, that was some positives. Next bit. Eddie Thorpe is
Yes.
on the ones and twos backstage like a prime Richard Tubman at World Headquarters,
As you do at work.
as you do at work.
Yeah, he just set up his decks. We all knew the one lad who wanted to be a DJ and would bring his decks to a house party or whatever. That's what Eddie Thorpe is, but he's like a grown man.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a mate like that. It's like, oh, I've got this good mix. It's like, cool, we'll be drinking and talking to people.
Yeah. Bad at my power was DJ Energize, but the N, it was just Energize.
Yeah, right, like N dubs.
Yeah.
Damon, what a thing to compare somebody to, sorry. Damon Kemp interrupts and says he's picked the stipulation for their bout. He's had a week to think of this, right?
This is unreal.
It's going to be, are you ready? If you haven't seen NXT and you only get your news from NXT, we're not taking the piss. It's going to be a Raw Underground match. Later in the locker room, wait. Axiom and Scripps chat to Thor about the stipulation, and they're watching what looks to be old highlights of Raw Underground, and they're going, ooh. What does Scripps
Reggie
say?
goes, Raw Underground was so wild, man.
So good.
So then Eddie's like, oh yeah, it's so wild. I need a fight camp for the next 2 weeks. And then,
Which to me doesn't sound very long at all. He's like, don't worry, I've got a fight camp in the next 2 weeks.
unless it's going to be like all hours of the day, like a
I'm
Thea Hale
sure,
schedule.
Like boxers and MMA fighters and that have fight camps that last many months.
Yeah.
There's always last minute people that come in.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because then Gable Stevenson.
Stevenson.
Gable Stevenson. Is it actually Stevenson?
Stevenson, yeah.
I can call him Stevenson for
No,
the entire
Stevenson.
time.
Yeah.
Bollocks. Whatever. There's other much worse things to call him. Arrives as if he's there every week and offers to help prepare
It's so
Eddie for the
casual.
match.
He's like, all right, well, it's me.
Oh, it's me, Gable. It's like,
Yeah.
wait, haven't you been like teased for like a year and a half?
Yeah.
All right,
He appeared
okay.
at WrestleMania 38.
And they all went, wow.
It's
Jim."
Olympic gold medalist, the first since Kurt Angle to go into the wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was a big deal back then, but then things, and now he's there. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see because he says like, oh, I know if anyone knows Damon, it's me. But
And
obviously,
then Eddie Thorpe went, oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm like, have you not read that he's his brother? Have you not heard this?
but he's introduced
know.
as Gable Stevenson. 'Cause are they going to be like half brothers, like the Dudley Boys? Because they've got different surnames.
Stevenson and Thorpe. Well, Eddie Thorpe's the evil one. No, not Eddie Thorpe. Sorry, Damon Kemp. Kemp's the evil one, so obviously he was cast out from the family.
Oh yeah,
And then he was raised by Ross Kemp.
And then they realize, oh, hang on, we got the wrong one.
yeah,
Gable's the evil one.
Damon's the actually charismatic one.
yeah.
as
He
well.
is.
Yeah. Gable's so boring.
Straight to Hell on the Channel proves that.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, God,
don't
that's
even-
right,
Oh,
isn't it?
no.
It's true.
Oh no!
He was a hard interview.
You know, that's the worst thing people have said about me. He's boring on the mic.
Oh god!
Let's move on, shall we? We cut to backstage officials dragging Roxanne Perez away from Blair Davenport, probably for the best, who doesn't seem too upset at being attacked. Yes,
As you know, about a third of NXT UK alumni are actually pain perverts who thrive off this sort of thing. Or
They are.
pain perverts or witches.
Yeah.
Jay McDonough, pain pervert. Ilya Dragunov, pain pervert. Blair Davenport, pain pervert. I can't think of another one off the top of my head. There's many pain perverts. In
Joe
NXT UK.
Coffey.
Pain.
Just a pervert. She slips on some pipes, and then the camera goes in, and she does the like, look, I'm bleeding. Game on.
Yeah,
We're all
yeah.
sick over here. That's why we're all sickos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or forest creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like,
We're whimsical sickos. But Roxanne walking in the background of the Eddie Thorpe DJing bit was badass, I thought. Nice. It was like a Paul Heyman SmackDown 03 shot.
yeah.
He used
Yeah.
to go through
Yeah.
the backstage area for minutes.
She was walking with purpose like Stone Cold.
Yeah.
While
She
he's got his decks out.
She wore like Conor McGregor spotting a basketball mascot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that there's been worse news that's come out about that. He's been accused of at the
Oh,
yeah.
God. What?
Yeah.
Double dribbling he's been accused
No,
of.
it's much more serious.
Okay, moving on. Seth Rollins is Mr. Popular backstage. He tells his former trainee, Nathan Fraser, that he's proud of him. So he clearly hasn't been watching NXT. And exchanges pleasantries.
Heritage Cup.
He can't. Congratulations on this thing you've got to carry around all of the time.
He mocks
He
him.
really buries
He mocks
the-
his bloody... Or
It's
whatever.
just banter, like with the Diamond Man.
It's just
They're
banter.
mocking each other because they're friends.
And exchanges pleasantries with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams.
It's nice of Seth to say he doesn't miss. He's using his catchphrase.
I liked Rollins talking with Melo because they're both very honourable, nice, like knights in a court bumping into one another and going, oh, I like what you did at Agon Court.
Like knights in a court. Have you been watching Game of Thrones?
No. Well, it's not on anymore.
This made me think they've
Oh,
completely
there's
dropped.
catch up in that.
Yeah, I know, right? No, once was enough.
right.
I'll never revisit that. But what were you saying?
I think they've dropped the hard-hitting home truth, Nathan Fraser, in favour of Seth Rollins' son now. Because it's like, I learned from the best. Just how thick he was laying it on.
No, this is part of the concerted effort from WWE to portray Rollins as one of the greatest of all time, so that when he beats Roman Reigns, I'm being serious. No, remember this, guys. Remember. I've lost confidence halfway through the sentence, but I think Rollins is the one because they really want to push him as like he's our hero.
Joel, are you the one who compiled that short from last week's podcast?
Oh yeah, the Charlotte Flair thing.
Could you
Luke.
make this bit the short so we
Jack predicts.
can look good in the future?
Oh yes.
And then when it doesn't happen, delete it.
No, keep it
I
up.
liked how there was a different colour for everyone's dialogue.
That's good, that.
It was lovely.
I'll do that because some people are deaf. And
Yeah.
if you use the same style of text or
Yeah.
colour, it's like, all right, great.
And the
This is-
camera was moving between
Yeah.
us. It was good.
Well done.
Well done.
Who did it? Do you know, Joel?
He said Luke, I think.
Was it Luke? Oh, the Luke.
Yeah.
Up to Luke. Thank you.
Luke.
Loves the TikTok. TikTok Luke.
He loves his watches. So that was nice. But yeah, I just thought, God, might be the two worst people to be stuck in a lift with Seth Rollins and Nathan Fraser.
What are you on about?
And home truths.
No.
Anyway, I'll move on then. I realise that's not working.
No, it is
Cora-
work. Nathan Fraser got the energy of Jack's pal from when he was younger.
So there's
He
a
was the
bit,
best at
there's a
soccer.
bit later on that I'll mention when Nathan Fraser comes back up where I was embarrassed to be British.
Yeah. Cora Jade beats Dana Brooke via ref stoppage after injuring her knee. The crowd showered Dana with sympathy.
They did.
I don't remember that bit. Dana didn't come out to a massive pop, to say the least. But again, she's also coming to NXT with a lot of other people coming from the main roster.
Yeah.
And also just, it's Dana Brooke. So they did a thing where she did, my knee buckled. And then they did the,
Let's not undersell that. She literally went, ow, my knee, ow. She sold it terribly, man.
Oh, no.
But then
did.
Cora said, the heel was just like, she's faking it. They always fake it.
I know.
And everyone in the crowd went, yeah, we've seen wrestling before.
Wrestling's like
But then-
theatre. You've got to perform to the back row. You've got to make everything big and obvious.
Ow! My knee. Did you? My knee.
So then, they got the stretcher out, and then Cora went and I guess talked to her, but then Dana came off the thing to attack her, and I could hear boos from the crowd. So they're Dana's faking it. But they're like, no, that wasn't the idea of that spot. The idea was I got so annoyed by Cora going meow, 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 that I got back in the ring. So she kept on like, my knee, but this one right here. And the crowd were like, oh, okay, so you probably hurt, but you got off the stretcher. That wasn't very smart. And then she lost. And Yeah, and then she went on Twitter afterwards and was just like, "Oh."
I get it. You all think I'm bad.
But
But
it's like that's not what. Like,
She
all right,
didn't.
whatever.
She didn't tap. It was stoppage.
yeah, it
she's
was.
brave.
She was like Stone Cold against
Yeah,
Bret
like
Hart.
Stone Cold.
Yes, exactly. That's what this match needed.
But this was supposed to make us feel sorry for Dana, but it got Cora more cheers than she ever did when she was a proper babyface.
Yeah, this did not work. What they were going for.
But it's just, it was clear to me in this match, because I'd seen this stuff on Twitter before, so I was like, oh, God, she must have had a stinker. Because I went in there thinking, oh, Dana's had a stinker. There's just, even in NXT, there's people better than she is in the ring. Like, her moves don't look like she's fully committed to doing them. Like, the little kicks and stuff. There's just people who are more, or just better wrestlers already in NXT. And it was 2016 when she was promoted to the main roster. She should be a lot better than she is. I don't know if I'm being too harsh.
No, you're not.
Dana.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be afraid to say harsh things.
Yeah, but it is harsh. But it was a terrible performance. Ow, my knee.
Get a Cora. It's like that, you know you've done something wrong when Cora's getting cheered. Then dramatically changing gears.
Oh, flip reverse it. This was Oscar worthy.
Bloody hell, aye. Von Wagner
Oh right, yeah.
finally opens up to Robert Stone. He reveals that the photo of his surgical scars are actually photos of surgical scars. As a child, the other kids would call him a monster. Stone was very sympathetic. Got some more details here. Not sure.
Even the parents of the kids would look at him
Don't
funny.
play with him.
It says that he was born, his skull being born locked into place, and he had to have surgery when he was 50 months old. They pulled his face down and fixed his skull and gave him a life, but the scarring on his head was bad, and the kids used to call him a monster, but all he could do was take it. That's enough for today, and Wagner thanks Stone for what he did.
Now, right, we knew, I think, that the photo implied that he'd had some sort of surgery when he was a kid. Why is this a shocking reveal? Is Robert Stone
That he's talking about
yeah,
it.
Is Robert Stone stupid?
No, because he wouldn't open up about it.
Why does he need to open up about it?
Because he's trying to make him a good promo.
And
He
he's
doesn't need to
the
It's
It's
story
holding
is
it back because he's giant.
the story is he hasn't told anybody because he doesn't trust anybody, but he trusts Robert Stone.
Right.
Okay, but I wouldn't trust Robert Stone.
Oh, well.
And also, I don't know. It's like they're trying to make us feel bad for not accepting Von Wagner as like the heroic babyface.
It's quite dramatic. The last time we saw Von Wagner, he was shagging his therapist and
It's
doing
a
the
big shift.
confessions of a wrestler thing. With the, so now it's like, yeah, that actually is mean. It was really traumatic. Again, shout outs to, I think what before, my brother had something very similar
Yeah.
with the thing. And again, had the face off. So I was just like, oh yeah, my brother had that. So I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. And said he had it when he was, it must have been before he was 10. But yeah, he's got that thing there. He calls it his
What,
Death
when he was
Star.
10?
Before 10, aye. Because the
Bloody
thing,
hell.
yes, he was in and out of hospital with his cyst here that was underneath the skin. So
Oh,
they
wow.
couldn't, you can't just go, all right, we'll operate there. Because, like, well, no, there's a thing called eye. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's have to take his face off and put it back on.
But
My brother and Von Wagner.
I've just never.
Two great lads.
I've just never. The tonal shifts in the Von Wagner story are all over the place.
Yeah.
I think it's obviously a very different thing that no other wrestler will have. Because obviously, if you say that's the old story, wasn't it nice? If you said to Vince McMahon, "I do this in my spare time," you'd make it part of your gimmick. And to make this part of the gimmick, I think it's a nice thing because it gets awareness for that sort of stuff out there.
Yeah.
and also makes you feel something for Von Wagner, which we've never felt before. You care about him. I cared about him because I thought it was genuinely like emotional.
It felt
promo.
real. It
Yeah.
did feel real. Yeah.
But again, it is that tonal shift. I guess they could have done it a bit more subtly. Then, yeah.
It feels like a different writers has come on board for this.
One who had friends.
Yeah. Right.
And it would have been amazing though. It's like, thank you. I really appreciate you opening up, Robert. You're a true friend. Cool. Time to shag her again.
But I guess that is the main point, is the fact that he's trusting Robert Stone and he's finally opened up
Yes.
things that he's never opened up before.
Well done, Joe. Yes, I thought the same thing.
Like the sexy therapist. Right.
Hey.
I'd never thought that.
In the ring, Carmelo Hayes and Baron Corbin have a war of words. Corbin talks about how rich and successful he is, but Hayes says that he's been winning tournaments and titles. But Hayes says he's been winning tournaments. Yeah, all right. When Baron was his age, he was getting cut from the NFL. The crowd goes, oh. Hayes says that he respects the black and gold era of NXT, but he's made the brand bigger and better. Corbin says he's going to take the title from him.
It's a lie from Carmelo Hayes. It wasn't like nothing groundbreaking, but I guess I like the setup. Like Corbin's not a passionate. He's not got NXT's best interest at heart. We want Hayes to win. Yeah, that was fine.
I'm going to sneeze.
Oh,
Say something, Maffew.
Hayes makes fun of Happy Corbin
And Baron goes, Happy Corbin got me a $1.8 million house.
We're shooting now, brothers.
That sounds like a real thing.
Oh, I had a bad gimmick. Yeah, I'm rich, bitch.
Yeah, the delivery of both men, especially Corbin. I've never seen Corbin with such fire. Oh, his promo. This was maybe the best promo of his career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a mixture of some of the old stuff he did back in NXT, and it was vaguely similar to the Danielson Miz bit.
Oh, right, yeah. Like
on
the wrestler
SmackDown.
versus the...
Yeah, like, oh, yeah, you suck because you had a bad gimmick. Yeah, I've got way more money in the bank than you, mate.
Yeah, he's had an 8-year career that most of you can only dream of.
Yeah,
The
it was
Mania
actually,
moment.
it was shades of Rollins versus Ospreay on Twitter.
Oh, God. Right.
I thought calling himself
Meeting of the mids.
a main event player for nearly a decade was a bit weird, though. But he's a heel, so he can get away with it.
Well, I thought it was weird on SmackDown when Jay said to Jimmy, I main evented WrestleMania. I thought, why so did Jimmy did as well with you the other day.
Oh, yeah, right.
Control your narrative.
Yeah.
I like
the story.
Carmelo saying he creates his own expectations and like he respects the old lads, but creates his old new expectations for himself. And he has to build a new roof. He's building new windows and stuff, and building a new roof because he tore that bitch off so many times.
Oh.
Bass.
Yeah.
I like Corbin at the end just going, I don't care. I'm driving back to my big ass house with my hot ass wife, pouring him a drink from a bottle you can't afford.
I hope he did as he drove out the NXT parking lot, the most dangerous place in America, going,
Don't drink and drive.
Yeah, of course, yes. Dragon Lee wishes Valentina
Oh,
Ferros
dear.
and Ulisa Leon.
Yeah, Valentina Ferros and Ulisa Leon. But
Ulisa Leon.
I tried several times and then I just deleted it to try and think of a tag team name for them. I went for the Mexizillions because one's Mexican and one's Brazilian. I went for like the Mexico-Brazil connection. Nothing was working, and I just... we called the Cowie Girls instead of Casey Catanzaro or Katana Chance or whatever she's called now. We need a name for the shorthand for Ulisa Leon and Valentina Ferros. I can't think.
Samba Bamba.
Yeah, Samba Bamba. There we go. That's what they're known as.
Your
from now on.
Chumbawambas and your Samba Bambas.
Samba because one of them's Brazilian, and also
Bamba.
the word Bamba because it rhymes.
Because it rhymes with Samba.
Dragon Lee wishes Zamba Bamba luck in the upcoming match. Nathan Fraser arrives.
This is when I was embarrassed to be English because they're all being like very cool and like Latin American and stuff, and then, all right, guys, hello, I've got my big trophy here. I'm like,
I was talking to my mentor, Seth Rollins, earlier on. So lay it on thick, Nathan. You can see him recite. I was talking to my mentor, Seth Rollins. I hate when you can see.
I'm the tallest person here as well. It's like when he came in. It's like he came in out the rain. He's like, "Oh God, hello, got my trophy."
Oh, was that bit like in the TV shows, like the people who've been having like, tension. Well, there's a connection between us, and they look into each other's eyes, and then, here comes a third. Sorry, I'm late. Whoa, got caught in a fart. Oh, I stink, don't I? Whoa, mood killing Mike. They call me. Anyway, so yeah, Mood Killer comes along and talks about stuff, and then offers Dragon Lee a shot at the Heritage Cup
because he likes to reward people who've helped him along the way.
Yeah.
Just like my mentor, Seth Rollins, helped me along my way.
Send me on my way, he said. Send me on my way. He didn't say that. It just carried on.
In the car park, Joe Coffey, who's also annoying, gets a phone call informing him that the man's
Hold
pub...
on, lads. Bring the car back around.
Yeah.
What kind of setup is this? He's got a phone call and he's gone,
Whoa.
you drive off, do a 180, and then come back and pick me up. Because I can't possibly talk on the car and talk on the phone and get into a car.
But it was
at
a
the same
private
time.
issue, Jack. There was rats at the bar.
It's their co-owned
The
bar,
man's
isn't it?
pub is it festive with rats, or is it because Stax pulls up and bulls him in the back of his car?
Hey, Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand? Doodly.
Someone messaged me to go, for at least 2 decades, car trunks have a latch release to prevent being locked in, so you can't do this
really?
nowadays.
For at least
Joe
2
Coffey's
decades.
not going to know that.
Yeah, he's not from that country.
Also, Stax has got an old car because he's from the mob era.
Aha, that's right.
He got it from some like Scorsese film lot.
You know what? Good for him.
Good
Joe
f-
Coffey's
yeah.
clearly grassed up his friend and put him in jail. Now he's put that guy in the boot of his car.
You're right. Joe Coffey's the bad person in the situation,
Yeah,
not the
he-
person
Yeah,
who's tried to kill 3 people on
The
NXT
alcoholic.
TV.
So
He's the bad one here. He needs help.
The drunk with the bad haircut is
Stax
clearly
is-
the main villain of this
Stax has
story.
merely done an intervention here to stop the guy going to the pub again.
I still can't get over last week. Because 2 weeks ago, Tony went, It was Gallus. Gallus ratted me out. And then Stacks took 2 weeks to realise he was right. It was Gallus.
Well, he said it was Gallus, so...
Because it's the only,
bored.
Yeah, it was just Gallus and, I don't know,
The only-
Pretty Deadly. No, we killed them.
the only
okay.
trio where he could have gone bada bing, bada bang,
I know, but...
bada boom.
I know,
Is that the
but...
team Dragon Lee was talking about? Yeah, awesome.
Also, we don't even know if it was coffee, and we don't even know what crimes he grassed him up for.
This is going to be really awkward, Sax. Because tell me about the crimes that I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought they did a service as well because both Mark and Joe Coffey were wearing like those trench coats that like flashes wear. So you can see what was coming at the pub later. 7 pints down.
No, that's not true. The detectives from the 70s.
I think it's like is it like part of like the casual gear they wear? Like
think so, yeah.
Like a Stone Island thing.
Casual.
Yeah, like the football casual.
The Coffee
yeah.
had the Inspector Gadget colour on. I don't know what colour.
Yeah.
Nice
Okay, yeah.
blonde.
Beigey,
Beigey
yeah.
blonde, yeah. Flasher coat. For sure.
Inspector Tadger.
Inspector Tadger. Yeah.
Lash legend Jakara Jackson of the Metaphor. Hey, beat Feroz and Leon.
Samba Bamba.
Samba Bamba. I bet who wrote that down? Samba Bamba.
Booker T was talking about Biscotti when Miss Jackson was in the ring.
Oh, yes.
With
no.
his wife behind him. Oh. Yeah, Vic was pointing that out. But that's Hella Kavorka, I think they'd say on Urban Dictionary. That's how you use in the sentence. Hella Kavorka.
Yeah.
From Booker T there, doing that with his wife behind him. Lola Vice and Electric came out there, and Booker T was horny once again. We're building more tag teams for some reason in the women's division now that the NXT they're not a thing
Perfect
anymore.
timing.
Ulisa did a nice shoot Hurricane Rana off the top rope, and then Lash Legend, who we've not been kind about on this podcast because of her cult wrongdoings. She's got a cult locked in the basement somewhere. She did a test like big boot.
She did, yeah. It was really
It
good.
was
big boot.
fantastic. Devastating
Yeah.
maneuver.
She's tall because she played basketball and she used those long legs to her advantage.
That's right.
Yes. I probably said that that was probably 2 years ago now.
It's worth repeating.
Wow.
The arse end of 2021 when the 2.0 days.
My God, time has just gone. Lockdown ruined everything.
Hi.
Suddenly, like, your 20s, no, they're gone, mate.
Stop it. Anyway, Booker too horny, they call him on the street. And the main event, Seth beats Braun to retain the World Heavyweight title, but gets attacked by Finn Balor after the bell, with Hazen Williams making the save.
This is a new Finn Balor, but Rollins is glad.
That's the one I met in 2016.
Shawn Michaels stealing Triple H's end card gimmick, which I thought was interesting. Yeah, the flashed up little corner thing. And then, then Balor came in. Oh, didn't see that coming.
No.
I thought it was going to be interesting to see how they're going to beat Bron Breakker with Seth Rollins saying his ribs were hurting and he wasn't at 100%. At least he did 2 stomps to beat him after the super kick top rope reversal thingy. That's what cost Bron. Rollins is right. You want to hear what pretentious wanky bollocks I'm going to say now?
Please do.
Rollins' psychology was all off here because he was doing. He had the injured ribs, you see, Maffew, but he was doing frog splashes off the top rope through the announce table, then going for a second one in the ring, which he missed. There was no water in that particular froggy pool.
Yeah.
And he knows about that, him being a fisherman.
Exactly. The old bait and switch from Bron Breakker.
Hey,
But it was interesting to see that Bron would lose to an injured man who injured himself even more.
That's one of the best of all time, Seth Rollins.
Yeah,
I guess it is.
Rollins has done this on a few other occasions, specifically the WrestleMania match against Triple H where his foot was hurt. So all he did was moves where he came off the top rope and then, ow, my foot. Shades of the late, great Dana Brooke there. And we was laughing at him going, you're an idiot, Seth. Stop doing that.
That match was long. I remember I was there live.
That was
It's a Triple H WrestleMania match. It's got to be long.
Flamey entrance with his little stick of fire.
Yeah, he set the ramp on fire. Well, he turned it orange. He didn't really light on fire. Triple H's entrance that year was...
Oh,
on the bike.
fantastic. The cerebral
was it?
dad ass.
That one was the one... Yeah, that was
His
the...
little tricycle.
Yeah.
Beep, beep.
And then the next year was the one where him and Steph had matching trikes. And then there was the one against Batista where Michael Cole said it was really cool. And Ross lost his mind.
That's when Michael Cole was the barometer
Yes.
of not being cool.
Yes.
So him saying something was cool.
He then went on to write all the backstage bits for NXT 2.0.
I've realised that since Triple H retired, that is one of the things I miss from WrestleMania is how ludicrous his entrances were.
Yeah.
I really liked them. We all laughed at them, but they were funny.
I was going to say, it did a good thing of making Braun look, not at the level, but it gave him the respect. It was about giving him the rub if you ignored the fact that Rollins was wrestling like an idiot if he had bad ribs. But in fairness, no one does that anymore, apart from, Buddy Murphy. and Andrade and
Dana Brooke.
Dana, yeah.
And Dana Brooke. So apart from those three wrestlers,
My knee! Ow!
And
it's a dead
whoever it was the other week who went for a finisher. It's a trope recently where you go for your finisher, then you remember that your leg hurts and you go, no. It's usually if it's a strike finisher.
we used to go the RVD way of.
Okay.
Oh, that hurt. Well, I needed that limb to do this move, so I'll do that move. Oh, it still hurts. But yeah, I did like the fact that he Braun kicked out the pedigree, so Ron's had to use Das Boot to end it. And then what we got, a parking lot attack, a kidnapping, and a post-copyright thingy attack. All the hits. Now that's what I call NXT.
Okay.
Anything can happen in NXT.
3 things can happen. NXT.
AEW Dynamite, who was friends with the Bucks, and Hangman Page and Eddie. Yes.
It wasn't as egregious. I've kind of I've taken a liberty there.
Eddie saved it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Starting with the Hardy like my name is Ali. It's the
What?
Ospreys versus starting with the Hardys like my name is Ali.
Oh, okay.
I'm hanging in the back.
What song's that from?
I thought we would do the rest. Sorry, Sum 41.
Storming to the party like my name is El Nino.
Storming to the party like my name is Ali.
El Nino. Storming to the party like my name is El Nino. I'm hanging out drinking in the back of El Camino.
He says El Nino.
El Nino, like the
Storming to
storm,
the-
like the
like-
storm El Nino, storming to the party like my name is
Fernando
El Nino.
Torres.
I thought he said that. Storming to the party like my name is
El
Ali.
Nino.
No, really?
El Camino, yeah.
This is twice this
Do you
week. I've
think
been
like
corrected.
Do you think like Muhammad Ali?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know, some mate they knew at school was right.
Also a
His name was
strong.
Ali.
No, I think it's El Nino. Yeah.
I can't
What was the other one?
I've been
this
singing
week?
that song like since 01.
What's the other one that you got? Wrong?
Nancy Boy by Placebo.
I don't know it.
Do you not? Oh,
I'm not a big Placebo guy.
It all falls down at the first rehearsal when they're losing my mind.
Oh, I do know that song.
She's universal. That's the lyric. But I've been singing cheesy reversal.
Oh, cheesy reversal.
Yeah.
That I know that song because it's used in stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that
One
one.
of the biggest hits.
Joe Coffey's favourite song.
Is it?
Alcoholic.
Oh,
Kind of
okay.
mood.
Any time of the day. Oh,
Pub. Beer. Pub. The Hardys versus the Guns.
the
though.
show opens with the Hardys versus the Guns. Bullet Club Gold interfered to help the Guns win and lead a beat down of the Hardys after the bell. Ricky Starks and FTR tried to help but struggled to turn the tide until the arrival of CM Punk. What are you doing here? Punk helps clear the ring and challenges the bad guys to a match on Collision.
Did he specify what kind of match? Is it going to be like a 4-man, an 8-man or a 6-man, or who's in
I
the...
assumed 'cause
8 man,
there's-
innit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
4 on 4.
Because Bullet Club Gold are involved as well.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Ass Boys
How is he
selling.
going to team with the Hardys, who hate him?
they?
They probably don't still hate him, but do you remember those videos that they'd uploaded from like the
Uh,
diner, where Jeff's like, "You nerd,
I reckon your straight edge
nerd."
thing's a gimmick, man.
Nerd.
Ass Boys selling for the Hardys like Tom putting over Chucky cupcakes. That was a throwback.
Chucky muffins,
I was trying to remember for the life of me, what was it?
and it was
Chucky
it was
Muffin?
me.
Or did he say it in a
I really like chocolate muffins, and Tom mocked me for that.
That's right.
In my vulnerable state, admitting that I like a chocolatey treat, and Tom mocked me for that.
That was your first mistake, trusting I think that's exactly what people should be doing with the Hardys. Have them open up, not do much, and have another team bounce around for them. Because they're
Colton Gunn, he said bounced around. His selling throughout the match was the highlight for me. Capped off with his sell of Jeff's twist of fate, like Scott Hall on Austin. But yeah, just hearing you say bounce around made me think of that and interrupt you horribly. So please
Oh,
continue.
it's a big win for the Guns as well.
Yeah,
over,
you
over
helped
the
my
Hardys.
point. Thank you. It's a big win for Ross.
They've beaten the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, they did. But the Hardys are held together with prayer and sticky tape, but they are ungodly over. So have the Guns or someone else just bounce around for them. Jeff kind of slipping on the whisper in the wind, and you have to go, yeah, didn't look great, but hey, I'm coming.
That was a real
Was
one.
this one real? Was
Yeah.
It? All right. Okay.
It's interesting as well because obviously BC Gold coming down. Does that mean the Guns are in? Are they out? Are they in? Are they out? Are they shaking all about? We still don't know for sure. I hope they're in because I think they'd be a good
mean,
fit.
I
Well, we know
still
they're in because they denied that they were in.
I still don't know if Takeshita's in the BCC or not. Is he affiliated with them?
It's just
He's like a loan signing, isn't he?
yeah,
Okay,
he's
yeah,
just
right.
against the elite.
He's Mikhail Forsell.
Yeah, Birmingham City. I think I've forgotten his name now. Justin Roberts. The way he says Jeff needs to change.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Liam Gallagher, but even worse. And the sun shine.
Sounds like F1.
Or Postman Pat from Teesside.
Oh wow.
And then CM Punk, what's he like straight away? Shooting on the bosses. I'm not even supposed to be here. I'm a Collision guy. Can't help himself, can he?
You know who
No.
else was a Collision guy? Paul Heyman.
And you know what else? He was wearing his Danhausen shirt. The man who he borrowed the boots off for this last match.
Dragging him down with him.
That was last match. Well.
Dragging him down.
Yeah, Danhausen said, "Can you not wear my shirt?"
I don't want to be involved in all this.
Also, meh.
I'm joking, of course.
Of course. Mark Briscoe and Jeff Jarrett's concession stand brawl. Stand brawl spills to the ring. I think I'm having a stroke, sorry. It features interference from Sonjay Dutt, Jay Lethal, Satnam Singh, Karen Jarrett, Christopher Daniels, The Best Friends, The Lucha Brothers, and Papa Briscoe. Mark wins with a roll-up.
Wins with a schoolboy. After all that.
Oh, it was good.
Wrestling.
It was fun. It was
Good bit of fun.
It was a bit of fun, but some people online were mad. The concession stand stuff lasted for about a minute and a half.
Maybe it only needs to start in the concession
They
stand.
did all they could do. They had a table spot. There was mustard. There was always sauce in there with wrestlers. Even though they then got to touch the person with the sauce. Yeah. Oh.
Maybe they just love getting mucky, being a mucky puppy.
Was that match that Randy Orton had, like, ages ago on Raw, when they had a match that involved the hot dog thing being used, and he was there, like, on scene eating the hot dog.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember that one. I remember Kane when... was it? Oh, God, who was it? It was Sarah Logan was the concession stand.
yeah.
And he got covered in sauce.
I remember
Barbecue
obviously
sauce.
Taker smashing Maven into the popcorn machine and then eating the popcorn, which was a bit too whimsical for the American badass, in my
Yeah, he
opinion.
should have eaten Maven.
No, that theme tune needs to live on. You can't get rid of Maven.
I like the start where he's like, competitors, where the referee was like, competitors ready, ladies, are you ready? Because I think, what are they doing that for? And then bloody Karen Jarrett was one of the ladies, took her mask off, and then there was the other lady there who was getting involved for some reason on Karen's behalf. I don't know who that was.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, the bump off the top of the ladder through the table on the floor from Mark was good after the push from Sonjay. I just like the chaotic nature of like everyone who's got a problem with everybody else just getting involved in everyone's business. Anything can happen in AEW.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun.
As long as it doesn't happen all the time and turn into like WCW, then I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I'm all right with Jeff Jarrett's silly bollocks.
Yes. The Jarrett verse is great.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
And
And
he
he gets
put
a
a
good
bit-
reaction from the crowd as well.
He put a big stipulation on, didn't he? He's like, if I lose, you'll never see me again.
Well, there's
He had
rumors
to
that
win,
he's
though.
just
There's
going
going
to
to be riots.
There's rumors that he's just going to be in a backstage role.
No.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, he's Jarrett. He can't stay away.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Or he's that's him done in AEW and he's going to go over to challenge Roman Reigns.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yes. Then we want backstage. We got a BCC promo. Moxley challenges the Elite to a 5-on-5 match at Forbidden Door with Shota Umino joining his team. Is it Umino?
Umino, yeah.
Yeah, great.
The shooter.
The shooter.
His mate from
I remember
his
him.
son.
I remember him, but obviously, what you saying about before, like the New Japan crowd are like, all right, whatever.
Well,
but they love him
yeah.
when Moxie's
He
with him.
seems to be just. They're trying to make him the next Tanahashi, aren't they? He looks weird now.
Danielson thinks Okada is scared of him and says he's going to call him out tonight, but doubts he'll show up because he's a coward and an amateur.
It's really good.
And in the background, Moxie's going, oh. Oh.
Moxley also called Takeshita tall, dark, and sexy.
He is.
Ooh,
Yeah,
ooh,
it's
Folks,
true.
where's the lie?
Regal's rubbing off on them.
He's Aiden's best
stop
mate, Takeshita.
Of course.
He met him at Progress in Newcastle, apparently. How he said he was a lovely man.
Gave him a stutty cake with some ground beef on it. Takeshita didn't like it.
I was going to say,
I
you
didn't
got to catch the samurai dip, man.
Did you see getting shared about on Twitter? It showed Umino's diary from when he was on excursion in England and they just put him in a house with some students.
Oh.
And he was like,
I vaguely remember reading, but I can't remember what he said.
So Umino had that thing with Moxley where he was like Moxley's little sidekick and it was really funny and then because it's the way New Japan system works, when you're no longer a young lion, you go off like a bird and you go off on excursion to either the UK or Mexico or America. And he happened to go to the UK. And yeah, he was just housed in what sounded like just a house of sesh heads or students. And it was like, I'm not having the best time here. They keep knocking on my door to wake me up and come drink with them, even though I tell them I'm a wrestler and I need my sleep. And I was like, oh, poor Shota, man. I felt so bad for him.
Why did he stay with Joe Coffey?
Pob.
Shooter! I'll call you Shotter.
Shots for Shota. Jericho and Sammy team up with Minoru Suzuki. Wait, what?
to beat the trio of AR Fox, Darius Martin, and Action Andretti.
What do you mean? What they teamed at Forbidden Door last year?
I didn't see him in the build-up for this AEW
No,
Dynamite
he's just
episode.
a normal bloke
Has
now,
it just been,
yeah.
has there been that much stuff on? And they're like, oh, by the way, Minoru Suzuki. Like,
Guess so.
all right, fine. Yeah, they teamed up. What do they call themselves? Not the sex gods.
Le Sex Gods.
No, like the Suzuki Sex Gods or something. Damn it, they had a name.
Yeah.
I've written it down.
Suzuki Spanish sex gods. I've had
Yeah.
a stroke there. Bloody hell.
It's spreading.
Call themselves something.
Anyway, Jericho calls out Sting afterwards and challenges him to a 6-man tag match at Forbidden Door. Sting and Darby arrive to accept the challenge, but don't reveal their third man yet.
Oh.
It's going to be bloody Goldberg, lads. I hope you're ready.
Well,
It's going to be
that's
bloody
what I thought
Goldberg.
as well, because Tony's been hyping up something at Forbidden Door that could be the biggest thing in wrestling history ever.
It's going to be
Yeah, I
Goldberg.
think it is.
Goldberg and AEW.
Why have we all just accepted? Because Eric Bischoff started talking about him, and Sonny
No, 'cause
Goldberg was talking about him.
Tony's-
That's all we've been
Tony's
talking
been
about.
talking to him.
Tony was asked at one of the post-pay-per-view conferences, like, have you
Oh,
been...
God, that's right.
Oh, yeah, I know Bill.
Yeah, but I felt
the
he was
biggest
just saying that because
giveaway-
Bischoff wouldn't shut up about
The
him.
biggest giveaway is the silhouette they used looks like Goldberg. Someone put a picture on there.
Ooh.
It could also be Gilberg or maybe, I don't know, Nathan Jones or someone like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
if
yes,
it was
yes.
Nathan Jones.
Simon Miller.
Oh, NWO Sting.
Is he bald now with a nice smooth head?
We all get like that, man.
Yeah. My actual pick is Goldberg. Yeah.
My pick, it got enemies in lots of places, and you go through the Rolodex of Chris Jericho feuds. There's none bigger than Goldberg in
No, he-
WCW.
Beat him in a shoot fight.
Yes.
Well, he held him in a face lock, apparently.
I hope it's not.
Why?
It's Goldberg.
Who else could Jericho's enemies have? Oh, it could be literally anyone. He's been around for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who hasn't he faced for a while?
Oh.
Lance Storm.
Lance Storm.
Oh, he's bald.
Mr. Excitement, yeah.
I walk to the arena because it is near my place. They're in Canada.
They are.
Oh, it might actually be him then.
It could be
Bruce
Lance Storm.
Hart.
Bruce Hart.
Oh, please, Jesus, yes.
No, it's got to be Goldberg.
Bruce Hart.
I hope it's not Goldberg.
It's got to be. Why do you not hope it's Goldberg?
Because it's bloody Goldberg. It's 2023.
There's
Goldberg
one
in
thing-
Canada. He's going to get booed.
If there's,
They don't like
Oh,
him.
what if it leads to Brett just getting his own back? Brett.
if there's one thing,
Clubbing him with a bat.
if there's one thing that AEW have done all right with that everyone thinks, oh, this is going to be a disaster, it's the use of legends.
Yeah.
Sting hasn't been pushed to the moon, winning belts off people who deserve it. Would Goldberg? Oh, he'd find a way. He'd find a way to.
No, it'd be perfect if he just
Especially
comes in,
with
does
Tony.
2 spots and leaves.
Yeah.
Seeing how Tony's dealt with things. If Goldberg came in there and was like, I want to be the superhero for all the kids. Make me the world's champion now. Tony's not going to say no.
Or it's Tony Khan.
What he's the
Well,
third
he's the
man.
third man.
Yeah. He goes, all right, Jericho, I'm sick of you giving all the news and details to Meltzer. Look what you've done to my bloody company.
That would be a firelight to see, to be fair.
Yes.
Tony,
Tony,
could take
Tony
it.
would be a high flyer, I think. I can see him coming off the top rope.
Oh, right, okay. Okay,
Not like that.
right. Of course you
Anyway,
didn't,
the
yes.
match.
The match. bloody hell.
Minoru getting involved in the silly bollocks with Jericho. I liked it. I liked it very much. Action Andretti was good with his hot tag. Lots of good pop and snap in his maneuvers. Dante's sell after peacocking Minoru Suzuki. And Minoru went, ha! That was a good moment.
Yes, I
Much
like
like
that.
Trent Seven, that big old session head.
I feel
Yes,
like
yes, he is.
when Suzuki joins in and with weird stuff, I find him even more scary because he's just a bit unhinged.
Yeah. Doesn't look right, does it?
He
No.
did the Le Sex Gods pose. AR Fox, very over in Chicago. They're doing all his cool flips, including the reverse one at the outside, which always makes me go, oh.
Oh, yeah.
Also, nice seeing Martin getting murdered by Suzuki, as you said. The Lion Tamer getting locked in, and the pop for it. I said it was a mid-2000s rapper. Ludicrous. And the Cole feud was such a mistake for Jericho because the crowd aren't willing to accept them as an evil sod. They love this silly old man version of Jericho.
Yeah.
Like, too much for him to suddenly be the sadistic person.
I thought this week, as I was watching all the stuff in the build up to this podcast, is Jarrett Jericho but self aware?
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yes.
Because
That should be the bit we clip out.
Jericho is sometimes self aware, like when he
Yeah.
does the sillier feuds and he's like, when he's doing like the I'm a wizard,
wizard,
and all,
yeah.
all the silly stuff. But in more serious feuds, I worry that he's not as self aware. But
Right.
Jarrett is.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
Wow. That's analysis.
That
That's
is
analysis,
analysis.
yeah.
You don't get that anywhere else. that's
No,
for
you
sure.
wouldn't.
No, only here. Don't
I
trust
mean,
anybody else.
Yeah.
Sting shows up after being called a whore. And Tony's like,
What was that? He said you always go to the highest bidder. And I'm like, you spent that long in TNA when there was A massive bag of money.
Oh,
surely
yeah,
isn't it?
okay,
3.
yeah.
Come on now, Chris, you lying heel.
Sting, right? Sting shows up and Tony yells, "It's Sting! What an amazing moment!" And Sting is just here. Him appearing is an amazing
Tony's
moment
the
for
biggest
Tony.
fan of Sting.
He
That's-
really is. Apparently, the crowd believed it as well because they chant "Holy poop" just for Sting existing,
Yeah.
and it was so great. And then Darby had to go, "We'll tell you who the partner is at Collision." Crowd's like,
Oh, they're going to say a Collision.
Yeah.
Then I don't think it'll be Goldberg. Oh, no, of course it will.
He's busy on Saturdays.
No, it's just that they wouldn't announce. They wouldn't have. I was going to say they wouldn't have announced. They wouldn't get Goldberg in for 2 things, but they could just say it's him, and then it would shift last-minute sales for the. Yeah, of course.
It's
yeah.
gonna be Bill, isn't it? It's gotta be Bill.
I can't think of who else realistically it could be, unless it's a New Japan guy.
I mean, that's where you got.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
but-
right.
Well, you know better than us. Who's not?
No,
He's a
you'll
New
know
Japan
better.
dude.
Who did Jericho feud with back in the day?
Liger.
Liger, yeah, he's got a smooth head.
Because the
Ultimate
hang on.
Dragon.
I've actually thought of another possible one who's not on the Forbidden Door card.
Go
but
on.
Naito, because Jericho feuded with him he's his most recent, I think, New Japan
That's
feud.
right.
Oh, well, if it's Naito then.
Yeah.
Good. It's not Goldberg.
Well, they're both.
Disappointed now.
I don't know. They're both equally kind of physically battered. Naito and Goldberg.
I'm gonna be a typically disappointed wrestling fan by the thing that I wanted in my own head didn't happen. Screw this pay-per-view.
Imagine if it is Goldberg.
I think
Okay,
it's
so
all-
let's move on from this. The Elite accept the BCC's challenge, but only have 3 members, with Omega in singles action against Ospreay. Luckily, they have loads of friends because they're popular and cool. And
Did I
they
like that?
reveal
Oh my god, I was in a bad mood.
Eddie Kingston is their 4th man. Kingston admits that he doesn't like the Elite. None of them. But he hates Claudio more. He also says he wants to pick the final teammate, and then he pretends, I'll go into the ring later on, and pretend that this bit wasn't recorded elsewhere.
Yeah.
Because the guys can't stand to be within a mile of CM Punk.
I was initially thinking, oh no, Eddie, you've sold out. You've sold out somebody. Brought around with his reason just for hating Claudio more than liking them.
Yeah.
Good on Eddie.
Better than Hangman, who's
Sold his soul.
becoming one of the Bucks.
It would be funny if they just kept Eddie around for a bit and they're like just being like, yeah, it's us, the Elite, we're so great. And he's like, yo, this place sucks.
Yeah.
Adam Cole, actually, no, before this, there's a bit that we haven't put there.
Tom Bowler.
Tony Schiavone and RJ
Oh,
City
yes.
draw names. Are you ready? If you thought Raw Underground was the silliest thing to return, Battle Bowl 2023.
What?
Why? Battle Bowl stinks.
No, it's interesting.
Battle
Yeah.
Bowl is, if people don't know, an old WWE concept that they did for a bloody pay-per-view for a few years before people realized it was rubbish, where random people team up and occasionally you get a nice little thing, but like Cactus Jack and Vader teaming up, for example, when they were feuding. So I know there was stuff that happened. Or was it Abby and whatever? The point is, an entire night of this. Oh, okay, great. I'm not raving about this.
No, I
quite
think
like
it can
it, yeah.
work.
How?
AEW've got a big enough roster that they can find compelling situations all over the place.
Great.
Oh,
Oh, God, wait, if they have-
so depressed by this.
Punk and Nick Jackson.
Well, yeah, that would be. I mean, that
Oh
would be
my
class,
God!
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, now they've set
Actually, yeah,
themselves-
you know what? Yeah, I'll retract everything. I just
I
said.
hadn't have thought about that, but now you said it, they've got to do it, and if they don't,
Yeah.
that's a shame.
Ace Steel and Kenny Omega. There we go.
Ace Steel and the dog. Adam Cole comes out and talks about his draw with MJF. He admits that refusing extra time was the smart move, but it doesn't make MJF a great champion. Now he wants a rematch. MJF arrives and refuses Cole's challenge, saying that he had him beat when the time ran out anyway, which is good because Noighton.
Yeah.
Tony Schiavone interrupts and reveals that the pair have been drawn together in the Blind Eliminator Tag Team Tournament. Neither are very happy about this. They say, shut up, Schiavone, at the same time, because they both hate him for different reasons.
One of them because he's trying to steal his girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's legit.
Mr. Steal Your Wife. But their complaints get interrupted by a video from Tanahashi.
What are you doing
here?
over there?
He again challenges MJF at Forbidden Door. This time, Cole goads MJF into accepting. God, they try to cram a lot of different
lot
things into one segment, and it was a bit all over the place.
I think they managed to kind of bring it together at the end with Cole being the reason that he accepts the challenge, and then Cole goes
Yeah.
like, "Good job, partner." You know,
Yeah, that was a nice
like
ending
Flair.
line, but
We're partners.
yeah. I put Cole sounded like a baby that got told no and thinks if it cries loud enough, it'll change to a yes.
Why do you hate Adam Cole so much?
No, but they're like, well,
What a horrible
MJF,
sentence.
you said you'd give me a title shot if I beat you. I didn't beat you. Can I have a rematch anyway?
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man, have some dignity.
He nearly beat him. Or are you
Oh,
doing? Are you doing the
He
Dominic
can have nearly a
Toretto?
match then, can he?
Are you doing the Dom Toretto? You can win by this distance or that one. You still didn't.
Yeah. I don't know who that is, but I agree with what you just said.
From the first Fast and the Furious. When
Oof.
when Paul Walker
Talk about
goes,
old references.
when Paul Walker goes, I almost beat you in this street race we've had in our cars.
Yeah.
And then Vin Diesel goes, you beat me by that. It could have been that much or a mile. Yeah, I still won. I still beat you. That's the point, really.
That's a good bit from a good film franchise. Yes.
Is it a good film? Okay.
No, it's not. But that bit is.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I agree. And so Adam Cole going, oh, come on, give us a rematch. It's like, come on, man. You're supposed to be a proud fighting babyface. And well, then MJF's just so charismatic going, well, I would have beat you anyway. That's
Also,
funny.
you like MJF again, your former flame.
I don't want to.
When he's next to Adam Cole.
Well,
Interesting. Because one of them's got a dumpy.
I didn't want to say it, but yeah. Respectfully. Yeah, there we go.
I thought it was just classic pantomime stuff. Just, you'd see this is happening in the 70s. In a leisure centre in Blythe. You can see this happening in 2023 in a packed out arena in AEW. Just MJF playing the pantomime villain, getting good into a match he didn't want to have, but then realising he's having it anyway. I just thought it was a nice little segment.
The imagery there, I'm just thinking how bleak and depressing a 70s leisure centre in Blythe would be.
Oh, God.
Cigarette smoke.
I think no one had any positive perspectives there. It was all just, that's
The walls are brown.
Everything's brown.
Oh, what a terrible... The 70s must have been an awful time.
But yeah, this happens, and yeah, then it's like, we're teaming up. Oh, you got a title match. Also, blah, blah. I was like, all right, Christ. But MJF,
I thought it was fine. I think you're being needlessly harsh there, Maffew.
No, I think they try to cram
I
a lot of
stand with
stuff.
AEW.
I'm very happy for you,
Thank you.
TK.
There's a fly.
Trying to get the secrets.
There it is.
But then we move on. We learn that the brackets for the men's and women's Owen Hart tournaments, including CM Punk versus Satoshi Kojima, a Forbidden Door.
That's blatantly Punk going, I'm a fan of him. I'll wrestle him.
Yeah. Kenta said no. I'll have him.
Yeah, Kenna did say that.
And Athena versus Billy Starks on the pre-show.
Yeah, the Owen Hart's kicking off on Rampage, which is another reason to watch Rampage, but I don't think we will.
No, we don't.
Do you think that... Oh, no, that's not quite how it happened, was it? Do you remember that Punk story about how he rang Gabe Sapolsky and pretended that... Or was it Cornette? He rang whoever was the booker of...
It was Gabe.
Was it Gabe?
Yeah.
And he rang him pretending to be Homicide.
Oh, yeah, the match
Because
at 03. Final Battle 03, that's right.
Kojima versus
Yeah.
Homicide. Have you seen this?
No.
Punk's doing a shoe interview where he talks about how he rang Gabe Sapolsky from an unidentified number, pretending to be Homicide because he can do a Homicide impression, which is actually pretty good. And he's like, yeah, I cannot make the show. Kojima, I know I'm sorry, Gabe. And then he goes, it's just Punk, I'm just messing with you. But
he said it in the voice.
point is that
Yeah.
he's booked Homicide versus Kojima for this show, and he rings him pretending to be Homicide, and he says he can't make the show.
Well, we know what he's going to do on Sunday then.
Pretend he can't do
No,
it.
come out dressed as Homicide.
Oh, right, yeah.
I don't think CM Punk wants people looking at his old shoot interview clips right now.
No, that was,
What's happened?
And then
Oh,
Garcia...
God, it was...
Can it be repeated on the podcast?
Not really.
Let's move on.
It didn't paint Punk well, and it certainly didn't paint Cole Cabana well either.
Oh.
Yeah, Cabana looked like an arsehole.
Yes. Garcia and Zack
possibly
Sabre...
is one. Anyway,
Garcia and Zack Sabre Jr. team up to beat Orange Cassidy and Shibata after forcing a miscommunication between their opponents. After the match, it's announced that all four men will compete at Forbidden Door for the International Championship, and they all squabble over the title belt like pigeons fighting over a chip.
I saw the most amazing thing in Newcastle last week on Friday. I was just day drinking with a girlfriend, just sat in the big market, the pub that's next to Filthy Monk Nasties.
Yes.
Whatever
the
that's
market's
called.
been gentrified now. It's nice.
Yeah, so it's all right now. It's when it was 25 degrees here, we were sweating buggers. There's like the monument at the top of the big market. I don't know what it is, but
That
there was
thing.
Yeah, the thing.
the brown thing. There was pigeons everywhere all over that. And this lady came over, old lady, with a duffel bag, like a big sports gym bag, and it was just full of bird feed, and she was just going like that, just throwing the bird feed everywhere around this statue while the pigeons were flying down around her. I couldn't believe my eyes. She had a shopping bag there, but this massive gym bag just full of pigeon feed or bird feed. I've never seen the like of it before.
I would have been so scared. I've seen people do that on the green before.
I've never seen it anywhere.
Just fearless as all the birds come in.
Yeah, just Home Alone is the only place I've seen it.
Yeah.
And
Don't
now-
care about getting crapped on, which I would have been terrified
rabies.
of. Yeah, rabies.
Have you ever been to Lisa's Park to feed the ducks?
No.
Because they have the little cafe thing, and you can get duck feed, so you can go over and that's nice.
Never give ducks bread, kids.
Yeah, because it's specific the little seed things that they have. I don't know what it's called.
I went on a little walk in the.
Oh, they're cute, man.
The
That got me through lockdown.
I do like ducks.
The other week, I went for a walk, right, and round like Exhibition Park and Lees's Park and stuff, and I got to that lake in Lees's Park, and there was a man on his own, an older man, and he was feeding a swan, which I'd be quite scared of swans, but he was just fearless, and the swan liked him. He was feeding him it. and the swan was happy and chilled, and they were just both together in nature. And I thought, oh, that's lovely. And as I walked away, I conjured like a little backstory for myself, like, oh my God, he must be like a widower, and the swan's his only friend. And I don't know what I was doing, but I just made up this whole story in my head for this man. And I just hope he's doing all right, and the swan. And I hope they're happy together.
Swan
That's why nomination.
No.
Couldn't help it. The silence was there.
That famous opera.
Swan non. Keith Lardy interferes with Swan.
On Big Market, it's funny you say that. It's the only time I've seen a pigeon eat another pigeon.
Oh!
I did not know they did that. And I saw it and went,
Bloody hell.
God.
That is terrifying.
I know they're not fussy eaters, but marrow.
You know that creepy thing they know about crows court, where the crows have been observed in the wild, almost like holding a trial. Like there'll be two crows in the middle and a circle of crows around them.
Right.
And then all the other crows will peck the other two to death. It's terrifying.
A murder of crows.
Well, that's the name of a collection of crows.
That's where it comes
A
from.
murder in a murder of crows.
Yeah.
Wow, Jesus.
It's really sinister. Crows
Sounds
are
it.
evil, man.
Who knew?
And there's Sting portraying them as good people.
Vigilante.
Anyway,
Wrestling.
Maybe the two other crows were affiliated with the NWO.
Daniel Garcia continues to impress me massively with his little things in between the moves, like he did the old belly Rooney on the back of Orange Cassidy, then got up and did a little dance. Been a massive dick. Fantastic stuff. Orange Cassidy and Zack Sabre Jr. did some Strictly Come Dancing stuff here very quickly indeed, and I can't wait to see them do some more on Sunday. I like the double submission from Sabre Jr. and Garcia, where they were both doing moves to different body parts, but like going around the circle. It was wonderfully choreographed. A lot of Strictly Come Dancing there. I like the finish with Sabre just taking out Orange Cassidy. So after the Superman punch to his own partner.
Yep.
Good God.
What does this mean for the Fatal 4-Way?
Good little match.
It means Orange Cassidy's winning.
He wins all the time.
I put this match went 16:34, making it the longest Zack Sabre Jr. match in a while because he's been doing that 15-minute title defense thing.
Which has done wonders for my enjoyment of Zack Sabre Jr. matches because it's all the best bits of Zack Sabre Jr. without the wasting time. You know,
I get you. Yeah.
It's all killer, no filler, like Muhammad Ali.
Yay, thank you. In a backstage interview, Will Ospreay demands a personal security team at Forbidden Door because Canada is dangerous. Don Callis arrives and says he can sort that out for Ospreay because he's a self-hating Canadian who wonders what Don wants in return. Callis says he just wants to see a fair fight.
This felt a bit contrived. Why? What are they setting up here then?
Don screwing Kenny or something.
Yeah, but why?
Because he...
Carry on the feud that will happen after
But
Ospreay leaves.
when they had a class match at Wrestle Kingdom, just let them have another class one.
Who won the first one? Was it?
Omega.
Well, Ospreay's going to win.
Yeah, I
isn't
was
he?
gonna say,
Yeah, Ospreay's going to win, but
a rubber match.
surely you should beat him clean if Omega won the first one.
because
Clean. He's a heel.
This is a feud that will carry on after the Forbidden Door stuff. So yeah, I'm all right with this. I'm just going to carry on the
People
feud.
are worried that they're going to have the blow off at Wembley, but I don't think they'd do that.
That just comes from Meltzer, doesn't it? Meltzer thinks...
Then you can't trust him.
Meltzer thinks Ospreay's like Elton John, isn't he?
Yeah, Meltzer doesn't have any sort of concept.
Good Elton
of,
John,
like,
not modern day Elton
Yeah.
John.
Meltzer doesn't really have concept of
Meltzer
not
gives
knowing about wrestling.
Meltzer gives Ospreay's phone calls. He gives them every night 5 stars.
I don't think they'd do that because surely they'd want an all AEW match to headline their biggest overseas show.
Be Punk and Mudjaffa, wouldn't it?
Oh, maybe.
I think that's what will be the main event.
Punk and who?
Mudjaffa?
Marufuji. No, MJF.
Lowercase.
Legitimately, I'm like, wait, who's that?
A, B, curly cut, D, F, that, lowercase speak.
What'd you foot?
Zamba Bamba might get him.
Samba Bamba, Jeff, all your highlights.
I am Timmy Mallet.
But I reckon the big, they don't need like necessarily a big English hero in the main event if Jamie Hayter's all right to,
No, especially when we've got Pac right there.
and
has-
Pac. Well, he can be
Everyone's
involved.
going to spunk their load when he takes Orange Cassidy's title in an open challenge, aren't
Oh,
they?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd give him someone.
1, 2, 3. That'd be the noise. We
Uh,
get a video package saying it.
Sorry,
Stop.
well, 'cause surely everyone would have different projectile speeds. So it'd be like,
No,
oh no, sorry.
Some of them finished before the final bell. Just halfway through the match, Excalibur's like, a viscous white substance.
Oh no, it's raining.
Imagine the level of coordination required so everyone to finish in the same on the count of 3.
The streamers are too expensive, right? All right, lads, on 3.
What if there's a near fall and some people had passed it?
Oh, no. I thought it was 3, sorry.
We've all been there. No, anyway.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
You're right, Joel. I've just seen.
Joel's just typing up his CV.
Joel's kind of hugging himself for like security, like to protect himself.
Joel's thinking, could I do that and come out like synchronized? Chris Statlander beats Taya Valkyrie. Return the TV.
Taya Valkyria.
Oh, whatever.
The Forest Sprite.
Yeah. I was surprised this match just was blown off, and I hate using that
I
word.
just had a moment of clarity there where I was aware of myself shouting the Forest Sprite into the microphone. Some people have real jobs. I'm a grown man.
Oh, it'll be us soon.
Oh my God.
We'll be listening to people talk about Spath.
I know. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Exactly.
At the moment, though, we are the Spaff Commanders. So
Yeah.
it's good.
So, what was I saying? I was surprised that this match was blown off so early. I thought this would be the big match that they build up to at a bit different show or pay-per-view.
Yeah, because Taya had a grievance, didn't she?
Yeah.
Well, I weakened her for you.
It's the first proper feud we've had with the TBS thing that doesn't involve Jade. Like, ever.
Where's she been?
She said she's taking time off.
Yeah, she's on holiday.
yeah.
She deserves it.
Yeah, she's been like week after week doing, I'm Jade. So.
Gorgeous woman. Yeah.
But yeah, these two had a nice match, and the crowd were really into it, which I thought was nice.
Yeah, it made Taya sort of turn heel on the fly. I don't think she ended the match as a bona fide heel, but she was healing it up at certain points, which was nice to see. Always nice to see him get some time, even though they were back in there like, this is the women's match slot. Just before the main event segment.
Yeah.
And we learned that Statlander's finisher is called Wednesday Night Fever, so she simply cannot wrestle on Collision. Otherwise she'll never win.
No, that'll be it. She hits the move, but it never gets there.
Oh, I thought
It only ends the match on...
I thought you were saying that whole sentence was her finisher, like a Zack Sabre Jr. Like what was Zack's finisher called? Like hurrah, another year. Like the whole sentence that was Zack's finisher name.
Oh, God.
It was an album name, I think.
Yeah.
He also had Orienteering with Napalm Death.
Yeah.
That's a Stuart Lee bit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a bit pretentious, isn't he?
Zack.
Yeah.
But no, she can't win on not a Wednesday then. Okay.
Yeah, it would appear so.
Fair enough.
Because can Wednesday Night Fever work on a Saturday night and vice versa?
They should kick out of it then.
Yeah, but if she does it, she has to rename it the Saturday Night Fever, but then she has to pay royalties.
Okay. Yes.
Moving on.
Do you remember that game show? Suggs was the host. It was on like Channel 5 when we were kids. The Friday Night Fever, Saturday Night Fever.
It rings a bell with Suggs, like.
Suggs was the host from Madness, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
What was it like? Was it any good?
It was like Question of Sport, but for music. It was a bit of a laugh, but it was music based, I think. I remember not getting any of the jokes because I was too young. So it always seemed really adult in my head. I'm going to find it.
Nah, it's no memory there. Eddie Kingston heads to the ring to reveal his team's 5th member. He knows that Moxley is angry to see him on the opposite team, but Eddie reiterates how much he hates Claudio. Moxley
Night
joins...
Fever.
Just Night Fever.
Just Night
Okay.
Fever. It ran from 97 till 2002.
Fair enough. Moxley joins him in the ring and they have a heated exchange until Eddie reveals the 5th teammate is Ishii.
Hey, not Ibushi then.
No.
Not yet.
The BCC attack Kingston as Ishii heads out to try to make the save, but there's too many of them. So we get Ishii announced and he's immediately beaten down.
Yeah.
Danielson calls out Okada, who actually is there, and runs out to make the save. And he almost hits the Rainmaker on Bryan, who avoids it and stares Okada down from the ramp to end the show.
Ooh. Well, I'm excited for that match, very much so.
Yeah, I liked Eddie here. I'm wearing a t-shirt, lads, because I just had surgery and I've eaten a lot of ice cream, he says, coming
Yeah.
out here. It's like, yeah, fair play.
Oh, I want ice cream
But,
now. It's a hot day.
some McDonald's one with some of the coffee put in.
Ooh.
But then it was just like, yeah, they're cramming all this stuff in, just like they did last year for Forbidden Door, in fairness, of just like, oh, and Ishii's here, and Okada's here, and Captain New Japan's here, and all this in one segment. It's designed to get the hype up for Forbidden
It's
Door.
almost like the
I
show's
get
held
it.
in Cramlington. Because you crammed.
To pause there, just to let that sink in. What do you think, Ross?
I liked Eddie just reiterating that, he's got no issue with Moxley, but it's just because his hatred of Claudio is the reason he's tagging with the people that Moxley's feuding with. And yeah, that's my only thought, really. That's my main abiding thing I've taken away from the segment.
Eddie Kingston and Kevin Owens are like two sides of the same coin.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they're both like fourth wall breaking, aware of what's going on. Deadpool lads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, relatable, down to earth.
Yeah.
For the mean streets of Ontario, whatever.
Yeah.
Quebec.
No, Quebec, beg your pardon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good comparison. But yeah, Kingston's just great. Just like any other person having to do that type of promo would not quite work. But Kingston works perfect. Like, look, I like you. We're brothers and stuff like that. But I hate Claudio.
Maybe Hangman should grow a backbone and become sort of similar to Eddie.
Yeah.
When he's being friends with the people who treat him like dirt for ages. Oh.
Yeah. I think this was last year. Obviously, the build of Forbidden Door was bad, but it wasn't entirely their fault. There was all these injuries at bad times and stuff. But this year they've left the build late, but they've got it in there just in time, and I'm quite excited for the show. Actually, yeah,
plenty of stuff to be excited for.
it's actually a bigger card than last year, but it's got a high bar to live up to because last year, like pretty much every match delivered. Yeah, yes.
Wise words there from three wise men. Thank you very much for the week of wrestling.
Let's have a rummage in our mail bags.
Ooh, it's the mailbag. Hi, lads. Don't ask me why, but I was rewatching
mailbag.
Greatest Royal Rumble live stream with Sam, Jack, and Adam the other day.
Oh my god!
And a comment was read out from Owen Mawson, beg your pardon, asking for feedback on his editor application.
What?
Can you believe it?
It
No.
made me think how far you boys have come. Not just in terms of making
Look at
content.
Joel mocking Owen in the background.
Yeah, he's gonna get because Owen's part of the Naughty Boys group now down here, the
Oh,
editor
is he?
lads, and they're all gonna mock him. The other day, one of them mocked Owen for enjoying a lean. Andrew went, he loves a lean, Owen. He loves leaning on stuff.
Oh, actually leaning, you mean?
What's
Oh, right.
that
yeah.
about?
Taking the weight off
Do you
your
know
feet.
about
Yeah.
What does he mean? Joel just went, he likes to lean.
Yeah.
At first, I thought it
He's
was
a leaner, Joel
first I
laughed.
thought it
And he
was a
went,
reference-
ah, ha, 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 ha,
At
like
first,
that
I
off
thought it was a
camera.
reference to Owen's recent Instagram post, but he's not leaning on it. But where he's like, when you talk, it's a really sexy picture.
Yeah.
Ross pointed it out to me
he's
first.
grabbing that. He looks like a model. He does.
Oh,
He looks like a Giovanni Vinci with hair.
Oh,
They're gonna mock Owen for that now. Ooh, did you get the boys to read out your thing before you joined?
oh. Haha, you're good looking. Ha ha ha. My question is, have you ever gone back and rewatched anything, wrestling or otherwise, only to notice someone in the background / periphery that you know of now? Thanks,
Okay.
Thomas Rebka, aka Jack from North London.
Thanks, Jack from North London. Ooh,
Wait, Thomas Rebka.
he's a footballer.
Former West Ham stalwart.
He just went right to it. I thought it was his real name.
No, he's yeah. Thanks, Jack from North London. It's an interesting one. Me and Owen, in gaps between seasons on our Twitch streams, will go back and watch old Robot Wars episodes. And it's not so much that I've noticed something that I didn't when I was a kid. It's more just I now have a deeper appreciation for Craig Charles and how into it he was, especially compared to Jeremy Clarkson, who didn't want to be there. But also, I've got a new appreciation as well. I've noticed how awkward a lot of the backstage interviews are. Because as you alluded to before, and I'm scared of talking to any woman, so are all of these roboteers when they're talking to Philippa Forrester. And she's like, what's this about then? And they're like, oh, it's a wheelchair motor. Yeah. So that'll be my answer, I guess.
Oh, okay. So,
It's not quite the question, but
yeah. When we had Andrew in, am I right in saying when Andrew first came here, he was just doing stuff like what Joel's doing?
what do you mean? Well, he's an editor
Yeah. And then he became like,
on camera. Yeah.
right. That was always like interesting. Oh, hello. I thought I was going to stay behind there. And this is like, oh, you're doing well. Then it just became people going, oh, Andrew's nice. And commenting, yeah, he's nice. What's he really like? He says, no, he's really nice in real life. Sorry.
I really like when me and Ross, because we sort of ended up being presenters kind of like that, like just filling in and just, and I can't believe how much more accepting of Andrew people are than they were to me. I was really sad back then because they were, when people are a fan of a YouTube channel and then something happens to change the status quo, a new presenters in or whatever.
And it's always like,
Hate it. People hate it. And I'm not just saying it was just me, but I experienced that and I've always been very wary of it since. Whenever we introduce a new person on camera, I'm like, are they going to get pelters for just changing the status quo? Andrew came on board and I remember thinking, oh, if there's criticism, he's such a lovely little lad. He's going to be so bruised by this. And just wall to wall, everyone's just like, we love Andrew. And I was like, oh, fair enough. Yeah. So yeah, just amusing there on the whims of the internet.
thank you.
It's all right.
Ross?
I was watching The Office again all the way through with my girlfriend because she's never seen it
American.
before. American, yeah. All 9 seasons. And I didn't realize
I think
US.
she's from Ipswich.
Yeah. Not me mum either. I didn't realize that US comedian Andrew Santino has got a cameo in it, and I realized this time around when watching. At the end, when Andrew the Nard dog's on his boat, he's like the guy who's getting the boat ready before he sets sail with his brother, because they're having one last ride with the boat before they have to sell it because their parents broke up or something like that. And Andrew Santino's on there, and I quite like his podcast with Bobby Lee.
Oh, the Ginger Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whiskey Ginger. Well, that's his podcast by himself, but then Bad Friends.
Right. He's also in Lil Dicky's program, Dave. He plays Lil Dicky's friend.
I probably don't know him.
You'd know him by sight.
But I've sort of like, but yeah, there's loads of cameos like that in The Office.
Because he looks older then than he does now.
Oh.
I guess it's just because he's got longer hair and looks like a sailor.
That'll do it, yeah.
I've got one similar. You know Max and Paddy's Road to Nowhere?
Yes.
You know the episode where they get the dodgy TVs from the Irish bloke in the van? And they've got to steal a flat screen for him or something?
Yeah.
He's like this dodgy man who drives a lorry and goes like, all right, lads, I've got some flat screens for you.
Yeah. He's on the bad accent,
He's Mrs. Brown's Boys.
No.
Yeah,
Brendan thingy.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's him.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Which I've never watched. Just like to clarify for my street cred.
I've seen it.
Bad.
My
parents love
my
it.
mum loves it. I don't get it. Must be boomer humor, Maffew. Boomer humor.
That's for Jim Ross.
That's what I was like, beat me to it, yeah. I was trying to think, why the hell were we doing it? Yeah, I forget why I watched it, but Scary Movie 3 was brought up with me and my mates. I thought it was one on YouTube to see some like the best of highlights or whatever. I forgot Kevin Hart's in that when he was no one.
Yeah, he's the little sidekick rapper fella, isn't he?
Yeah, it's like, ha, Kevin Hart, ha. And you're like, nowadays it's like
What's
bigger than all
that
the
in?
cast. Scary Movie 3.
So you know 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Yes.
You know when Steve Carell's like colleague has an argument with a customer and then they both get quite gangster and they're like, no, this is smart tech. He's got to learn. He's got to learn today. The other guy's Kevin Hart. The customer the angry customer is Kevin Hart.
Oh, is that bit as well? Was it like Jonah Hill's trying to buy? It's like he's trying to buy something from an action, some nerd shop, and he's being awkward for like a scene.
I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, we're going deep now, aren't we? So we'll move on.
And did you know that CM Punk,
I know, I was like, geez, go on.
CM Punk was in John Cena's WrestleMania?
And Ken Kennedy was a copper.
You know the film Superbad? Great film.
Yeah.
You know the bit where they get picked up by the weird guy in the car who's like, you guys got MySpace? He's like a weird predatory sort of creepy older guy. I think he's the bloke from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Which bloke?
Yeah. Andy Samberg's best mate. Charles. He's Boyle. He's Charles Boyle.
Ah.
Yes. Right, anyway.
Thank you.
He plays a creep welder, the guy who plays Boyle.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Makes you worried about what he's like in real life.
Good afternoon, Maffew, Ross, Jack, and whoever's there filling in, and the people's favourite, Joel. Oh, the people's favourite, Joel.
The people's favourite.
That's bollock. That's not right, no.
No, we can't have this.
Last Friday, here we go. Sorry to change gears. Last Friday, my grandmother passed away.
Oh, sorry.
She lived a long life at 80 years. She told me a story many moons ago, when she was a child in 1950s-ish, that when she was in Woolworths, a man stepped on her foot. The man's wife told him to apologise to the little girl, and when he did, my grandmother recognised him. It was British wrestling legend Jackie Pallow.
Oh.
I'll not drag this out long. I imagine it's been a long podcast. Thanks. So my question, if you had to have a day out, maybe at the beach, or just a couple of drinks down the pub, which wrestler would you like to spend it with? You can't choose Pac. That's too easy. Ugh. Have a lovely weekend, lads. Been watching you for almost 8 years now. Christ. From former late 90s Manchester United defender, Danny Higginbotham, also known as Stuart from Bristol.
Thank you, Stuart from Bristol.
Stuart, thank you very much for the
And sorry
lovely
to hear that,
email there.
obviously,
Yeah,
as
because
well,
I'm very
Stuart.
sorry to hear about
Yeah.
your grandmother, but it sounds like she was a lovely person. If she has happy memories of stamping on Jackie Pallow's foot, that's a hell of a story to
Or
tell.
the other way around, aye.
Yeah.
Man's wife told me. No. Beg your pardon. It was done by Jackie Pallow. What a bastard. But thank you very much. I hope you're doing all right, Stuart.
Yeah, I hope you're doing right, Stuart. And thanks for the question.
Yes.
Who would you go for if you...
Eddie Kingston.
Oh, right, okay. There you go.
Right in there. Eddie, what do you think? And then just let him go.
I would rock up in Stone Island gear and take the place of Joe Coffey and the Gallus 3 and have a free day out as the two manly men whizzle wazzle unsuspecting muggles out of money while playing pool, and I'll just take the rewards for it. So yeah, I'll take Joe Coffey's place. He's missing at the minute.
If
Yeah,
he's,
that's right. Yeah.
if
He
he's-
comes back, he escapes from the thing, and he just sees you. He goes,
Unlucky Joe, I am now you.
prove it. What do you want to do right now?
Pint.
Oh, no, you're right. He's perfect.
I'd go for probably He doesn't. He doesn't drink now, obviously. But I'd socialize with John Moxley because whenever he's in a shoot interview situation or there's excerpts from his book that I've seen, I just find him very captivating. It's just how direct and honest he is. So I'd probably go Moxley.
I also recommend his book. And Moxley's a good shout.
I've not read it.
Obviously just have a lemonade or something.
Yeah.
I've been listening to his audio book, read by him.
Yeah, said, yeah.
Just sounds like he's obviously not sat there with a box of towels, but he's got that Kavorka about, like just sat there. But my dad was a big scary boy.
God.
Hi, lads. I last appeared in the mailbag just before Full Gear last year to say that due to the brought-out situation and the overall really disappointing product that AEW were putting out, I had fallen out of love with AEW and had cancelled my Fight subscription. Collision and the return of CM Punk this Saturday made me at least temporarily fork over the £7 for Fight again. And I must say that I was pleasantly surprised by a really solid show. However, coming out of it, I had one really nagging question that I thought only my 3 favourite diddlers could answer. 1. Why does Tony Khan hate Wardlow? Wardlow could and should have been a nailed-on superstar. Not that kind yet. What? After Double or Nothing 2022, but all momentum has been killed on multiple occasions since, and it begs a question, can Wardlow still reach a top level in AEW? Is he instead, turning the page, counting down the days until WWE come calling, or at this point, would they even call? Cheers for your thoughts, James. Dwarf Penguin on the Cultaholic FC streams. Up the £5
Penguin,
Ken.
up the faves.
Oh, thank you very much, James.
Lovely to hear from you, DP. I'm going to say... No. I'm going to say... I think someone like Wardlow can always come back because he's so physically impressive, but he can do crazy agile things as well. But this is my answer, I guess. With every passing failed push or misbooking step from AEW, WWE must be a more tempting prospect. But you're right, would they even... They've got loads of options, WWE. Would they even come calling?
Yeah.
I reckon they would, because he's massive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon he's got a shot. His size, his look.
Yeah.
His dog.
Oh, his dog. If he brings his dog.
Way aye.
Yeah.
Arez.
Yes. That's all I've got.
This podcast's dying today.
Yeah. No, that's all we've got. Dwarf Penguin, you've done the lovely thing of giving us your lovely thoughts, and we agree with all of them.
Yes.
So,
Thank you, Dwarf Penguin.
that's some nice questions, wasn't it? Thank you very much for sending us your thoughts, your queries, and just whatever's on your mind, to be honest with you. If you have any of those, please send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com.
Thank you to the People's Champion, Joel.
Everyone's favourite.
People's Champion, Joel. Wrist piss. Good afternoon, Maffew, Ross, and Jack.
Hello.
You may have noticed that.
I tried to say hello, then burped at the same time. And it went,
You may have noticed that WWE nearly held a King of the Ring tournament that now seems to have fallen by the wayside. As a huge fan of not only the King of the Ring tournament, but also wrestling tournaments as a whole, it got me to thinking, who would this year's King of the Ring? That's what it says. Who would this year's King of the Ring?
B.
Following that, I decided the decision was much too hard and thought it'd be far more enjoyable to listen to you three sat around the Cultaholic table to battle it out between you. Grr.
Here we go.
I have attached a PDF document, I already hate you, of a 32-man tournament and attached image below. Here we go. Ooh. Featuring Smackdown, Raw, and the odd NXT superstar. They're all odd on NXT. The bracket was randomized around about 10 different times, to make it more random, I guess, and has made some interesting matchups. Select who you'd like to win each match of the tournament. It is a standard single elimination system. With added intrigue, I'd like to create a scenario that whoever wins this King of the Ring tournament goes on to win a future mid-card shot, to which they will win. So choose carefully.
Okay.
Hope you enjoyed the idea. I always enjoyed diddling with you guys. Regards, Little Willy Turtle.
Thank
All
you.
that for that
Thank
name
you.
at the end.
Little Willy
Thank
Turtle.
you, Little Willy Turtle.
Well, glad to help you, Little Willy Turtle.
Right, let's smash
Cheers.
this in the face.
Right, round one. Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Roode.
Drew McIntyre.
Two lads who are not on the roster.
Drew McIntyre.
Drew.
Drew goes through.
Xavier Woods versus Tommaso Ciampa.
I'll go Ciampa because Woods has already won it.
Amen.
Yeah, good idea. Ciampa. The Miz versus Ortiz.
Ortiz.
OTs.
Omos versus Karrion Kross.
Probably Omos, lads. Just looking at the way the bracket shakes out, Omos.
Yeah, Omos. More a captivating match with Otis.
Yes.
Absolutely. Almost. Jimmy Uso versus Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle. I don't know if it makes sense for Jimmy to go through on his own.
James Uso.
Okay.
I'll pick James Russo as well. Yeah. I'll put James Russo there.
Oh, dear.
Vince's brother. Tyler versus Finn.
Having seen previously Tyler Bate in Super Strong Style 16, he does well in a tournament scenario. I'll go Tyler Bate.
I'll go Tyler for a bit something a little bit different.
Well, I'll pick Balor, but bollocks then. Bate it is. Braun versus Ricochet. Ooh, the feud reignited.
I think in the tournament, I think Braun's like your big bad man. Braun.
Because of who he's going to face in the next round.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Maffew.
Braun.
Ding dong.
Hello. Dom versus Jay Uso.
Dom.
Oh, yes. Okay, so we're going there. Wait, have we gone back up? Sorry. Thank you. AJ Styles versus Ilya Dragunov.
Dragunov just for something a bit different.
Yeah, Dragunov. Yeah. Have a star-making performance.
Oh, a star. T-S-A-R.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Star, mate.
Oh,
Very
star.
good.
Oh, yeah.
Look at you being cool. Ilya it is. Kofi versus JD McDowell. Google me.
I miss Kofi. I'm going Kofi.
Big cuff.
Big cough. Sami Zayn versus Nakamura.
Sammy, get revenge for that takeover match when Nakamura's debut.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Wholeheartedly.
Get him, Sammy. Montez Ford versus Rey Mysterio.
Tez.
Tez.
What we got? Kevin Owens versus Chad Gable.
That's the hardest one so far. You know what, Gable? Go on.
He's going to be my MVP of the early rounds is Chad Gable. So, yeah, Chad.
Gable. Solo versus Sheamus.
Probably Sheamus, you know. Bless you.
Just because it's against Gable, Solo.
I say Solo.
Sholo.
Shola Amiobi.
Johnny Gargano versus Big E.
Big E, I miss Big E, similar to the Kofi pick.
Yeah, Big E.
Big E.
Oh, it's my wet dream of the match in the next round, let me tell you.
LA Knight versus Bobby Lashley.
LA Knight.
LA, yeah.
Okay, so now we go up to the top. Drew versus Ciampa.
Ciampa.
Ooh.
Ciampa. Otis versus Omos.
Otis.
Otis.
It's like WrestleMania 3.
Otis
Steamboat and Savage. No, it's like Hogan and Andre, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, Otis it is. James Uso versus Tyler Bate.
Tyler Bate.
Tyler Bate.
Tyler Bate. Braun versus Dom.
Braun.
He gets his arse handed to him, but Dom
Okay, right.
Yeah.
escapes jail.
I'm with you, yeah, Dom beats him. Ilya versus Kofi.
I'll go Ilya.
Ilya with a gentleman's handshake at the end of the match.
Yeah.
Yes, won by Ziba. Sammy versus Tez.
Tez. We're building stars. Sammy's already a star.
Sam, Big Sami Zayn. I call him Sam Uso then. Sami Zayn.
I'll say Tez.
Oh.
Hey.
Gable versus Solo.
Gable.
Oh, okay. I thought
Gable.
I thought Solo would be a good guy for it, but no one. Big E versus LA Knight.
LA Knight.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
What imagine the promos before that match, though.
Yeah.
Could walk it out all out of the walls. Ciampa versus Ortiz.
Oh,
I think Ciampa makes more sense.
I'm going to Otis me.
Yeah, probably.
Otis it is.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Glad.
Good. Bate versus Dom.
Dom. If he's cheated this far, Dom.
Yeah, Dom.
Yeah, Dom.
Yeah, Dom somehow overcomes Braun and Bate. Ilya versus Tez.
Tez.
Ilya.
Ilya, yes.
Oh.
He's on Baziba. Gable versus LA Knight.
Gable. Oh, I'm surprised.
This is
Shocking this.
You got to think what happens at the end of the tournament. That's what mine.
Yeah.
I tried
is
to
this-
vote. I tried to vote tactically. Oh no! Now UKIP are in.
Like everyone. Stop it.
I didn't mean that. Jesus.
I know. Now, like everyone listening, we're at the semis. Otis versus Dom. Well, Pac hasn't won yet, so.
This is now time for Dom's run to end. I think Otis the Big Heroes win.
Dom.
Oh.
Dom's in the final for me.
Dom is the semis for
Oh,
me
my
as
dream
well.
of Otis versus Gable is over.
Sorry. No, can't do that. Ilya versus Gable.
Gable.
Gable is the hero to take down Dom
Yeah.
Gable.
to get that secondary title.
In the legendary final bracket
Sugar.
of the Little Willy Turtle King of the Ring tournament. Who is the Little Willy?
Gable.
Gable's got a little turtle willy.
And then he wins the bloody one of the mid-card belts. Yeah. Not the Gunter one, because I like Gunter's reign. He beats on Andre Theory? Austin Theory.
Gable is the winner. And I try to draw a crown, but it looks like a hedgehog.
What the hell is that?
Gable.
Can we get that up on the screen?
No.
This is Maffew's. Punch in, please, Joel. Just in there, at the side there. That is a crown.
Doesn't look good.
According to Maffew.
Oh, that's cool.
That is. It's got a tongue for some reason.
No, that's
Oh, right, that's the
arrows.
bracket.
It's just a weird looking duck.
A snake.
It's
tongue.
almost like, what's Roald Dahl's illustrator called? It's almost Quentin Blake-esque.
Yes.
Yes. That's what you were going for, I think.
Yes. Thank you, Little Willy Turtle.
Thanks,
If you're having a
Little
Reese's
Turtle.
Pieces or incredibly long tournament brackets, please don't hesitate to send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com.
It's Cultaholics.
What a lovely little podcast. And there's still just a little bit more to go. But before we get to the very end, shout outs to our magnificent producers, Chris Roth.
The mouth of the Routh. He's cowboy.
Rowies are bloody. You can't shut him up.
Reno 2200.
He's from the future.
He's
2200.
he's not. He's from the past. He's from WCW 2000. You can't stop that bald ponytail. Is that what you would ask for at the barbers? Can I have a bald ponytail?
Reno,
you mean Reno?
Yeah,
Oh,
Reno.
Come on.
But he's like future Reno. though.
Aye.
Yeah, okay.
Future Reno.
He's even bolder. Noah Anderson.
Anderson, two of every animal. Get on my ark and let's go. I think that's what Noah said. Let's go. We're going to catch some waves.
As the little microphone comes from the sky, talk to God directly. Thank you very much, lads.
What a stable.
Oh, wow. Well, the big question this week is, what is going to be the best match at AEW's Forbidden Door 2023?
All of them.
Oh, there we go. Well, bye.
See you later.
Here is the rundown, starring The Rock. Athena versus Billy Starks on the pre-show.
Yeah,
The Women's
I'm sure
Owen
he's
Hart
fine.
Cup
Isn't
tournament.
Billy Starks like 18 years old?
Oh, that's her. I
I
know.
think she's very promising, but obviously I think Athena will win.
She's a goddess of thunder and rock and roll.
Yeah.
I've heard that, yeah. Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship.
3 stars. 4 out of 10.
Until this week's episode of Dynamite, this would maybe have been my pick given their track record earlier this year. They had a really good match at Wrestle Kingdom. But I think the Callis thing has me worried there's going to be a slightly screwy element to the match.
Will that ruin your enjoyment of the match?
Maybe. Also, I think that... Oh, drop my chewing gum. They'll have a long way to go to top their first match, which managed to be so good because it was slightly restrained. I'm worried that in an AEW environment, they'll just get too excited and do all the stuff, and it'll dilute all the stuff.
That's fair enough, yeah. Danielson versus Okada.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Give it an hour. I dare you.
Yes, this will be
Yes,
the best
an
match
11,
of the
11 match card. That's what we need. Sonata versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship.
I mean, I'm not...
I think the crowd's going to play a big part in that one.
Yeah.
Yep,
I'm
definitely
not,
agree
I'm
with
not thrilled, but if Jungle Boy turns heel on Hook, then yes.
What, because he doesn't win, so we're going to attack Hook?
That's what was one of my pitches, yeah. Not the one Andrew cried at. That was a different
No,
one.
that was me crying at that idea. Mudjuf. No, I messed up.
Mudjafur.
Mudjafur.
At but curly cut do f e g h l m n o p qu.
You missed Ijika.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh,
Per
bollocks.
Ijika.
I give up.
MJF versus Tanahashi for the AEW World Championship.
Well, it's going to be interesting because obviously the story is MJF didn't want any of this jelly, and now he's got the jelly. So will he be fighting with Kavorka? Will he be running scared from Tanahashi's air guitar?
This match is pure T and A. MJF's got the A. Tanahashi's got the T.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. I think that it'll be fun, but I want it to be more of a sports entertaining match than a match.
That makes sense. I think MJF's just going to retain via DQ or something like that, yeah.
Or like sneaky.
Or Adam Cole will shoot, get involved, even though he's elsewhere on the card, apparently.
The Suzuki Gods, that's their names, who are undefeated, as Jericho reminded us, versus Sting, Darby Allin, and Goldberg.
Goldberg will win.
If it is Goldberg, Min. If it's Naito, nah. No, would you honestly?
To be fair,
it would be more banter if it was
Jeff
Goldberg.
Jeff Jarrett's been good on AEW, and I scoffed at that concept when it first became a thing. So Goldberg pinning Guevara.
No, pinning Jericho. Getting revenge on Jericho.
Yeah.
You had it coming.
But then we'll get a super serious feud between Goldberg and Jericho.
No.
No.
Forbidden Door's like like Jericho Cruz levels of non-canon. No, it's not. It really isn't. It does matter, doesn't it?
Blackpool Combat Club, which is Moxley.
Block party.
I couldn't even do that. Moxley, Anuda, and Claudio, the bastard, and Takeshita and Shota taking on Eddie Kingston, Ishii, and the Elite. Boo hiss. A 10-man tag team match.
It'll be big fun.
They all always good, aren't they?
Yeah.
Rip-roaring occasions, all the trumpets.
I hope it doesn't go really long and take away from later matches on the card.
I hope it does.
Okay.
CM Punk versus Kojima from Final Battle 03 for Ring
I
of
think
Honor.
it'll be quite all right.
It's not going to be match of the night, but it'll be a good affair all the same.
Yeah.
Two upstanding gentlemen.
There'll be a lot of this in the corner. A lot of that. Kojima loves a bit of that, doesn't he?
Wait, why is
Hope he doesn't chop
Kojima?
him in the face.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. He's chosen the wrong opponent here,
really
Punk.
has, like-
He's worried about chops.
why is Kojima flown over a lot? Like he's all right. He gets an all right. Like, that's him. But it's
know.
like he's
slowing down.
been slowing down for 10 years.
Yeah, I think maybe this feels like a Punk request, doesn't it? Like, I want to wrestle him.
Oh well, if Punk requests it, he gets what he wants.
I looked it up. Kojima's had one other AEW match. He lost to Moxley at
Yes.
All Out 2021,
Yeah.
which again was a bit out of nowhere. Yeah.
Oh well. Orange Cassidy versus Zack Sabre Jr. versus Shibata versus Daniel Garcia in a 4-way match for the AEW International Championship.
Strictly Come Dancing.
I'm gonna say sleeper hit.
Be really good.
Sleeper.
I'm looking forward to OC versus Zack Sabre. Tony Storm versus Willow Nightingale for the AEW Women's World Title.
Willow smashes her face in.
I worry about AEW Women's World Title matches. I've noticed a pattern where they kind of try and do too much down the stretch, and there's too many near falls and stuff. So I'm worried that that's going to happen.
I often feel they get overshadowed as well. Just
Yeah, and
crammed in.
yeah, not enough build.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But nothing against the two women in the match who were both very
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Adam Cole versus Tom Lawler, which apparently has been announced, which
I don't know.
That'll be match of the night. Yes, it'll be really good.
we can't even keep up with wrestling news doing a podcast.
I've watched, I think, like 1 or 2 Tom Lawler matches this year, and I've really enjoyed them both. I think he had a match with I think it was Zack Sabre Jr., and it was really good on a New Japan Strong show.
I hope he comes out to his MLW theme, which he goes, I will kill you.
Okay.
I don't want a proper theme or rock theme or anything like that. We're looking at that silly, cheesy theme.
Maybe he'll come out with Alvarez. Because he's his pal, isn't he?
No, if CM Punk in the building, he won't.
Oh, yeah.
Why is Tom-
I will kill you.
What were you going to say?
I don't even know.
Why is Tom Lawler...
Yeah, I don't. Why is this happening? What?
Should I have a Google? I'll have a Google.
Yeah, what's brought this around? What's happened?
It's New Japan. Wants a match.
I know that, but
I'm Cole, baby.
why this one in particular?
Why not?
I guess
you can say
why
that for a
not,
lot of the matches, in fairness, but...
Oh no, you got the top one's a tournament match. Then we've
you're
got
right,
those
actually.
two big dick swingers are going to go for the IWGP United States title.
He attacked him at the Rampage tapings. Lawler turned up and attacked Adam Cole at
Oh,
Rampage.
well.
It's all kicking off on Rampage now. We've
I
stopped.
need to bloody watch Rampage
Yeah.
now.
Non-canon Rampage. Being canon for a bit.
Sorry, everyone, that's a spoiler, but it's already on my
No,
computer, so yeah,
whatever. You don't watch Rampage. Don't
They
act like
might do
you're
though.
cool.
We apologise if we've just spoiled Rampage for you.
Nah, ha, ha.
This comes out for a few hours earlier.
We saved you an hour. We saved you an hour. Don't worry about it. 2 hours of Collision followed by this. You'll be all right. You'll live.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
it's going to be a good show.
Yeah.
Look, we've seen the viewing figures for AEW Rampage. Don't worry.
Oh. Carry on.
Oh, so best match then, Jack.
What was that last one? I'm going to go for It's for me. It's one of the top two, the big two singles matches, and just because of that weird Don Callis involvement, and I'm a bit scared, I'll go for Okada and Bryan. It's a bona fide dream match that for many years it looked like would never happen because Bryan retired and everything, and hopefully it's going to be really good.
Okay.
It's not the most exciting answer, is it? Just going for the one with Okada and Bryan in it, but you know.
But that's what it's there for.
Yeah.
What's going to be the best match? It'll be that one. But as a second pick, I would go for number 7 on the list there, the 10-man tag. I don't know why. I like the shooter, the loose cannon element of the piece.
Yeah. I was going to pick both of those choices, so I'll have to be contrary and pick the Suzuki Gods versus Goldberg.
what? Yeah.
Big Goldberg and old Goldberg in a Goldberg 6-man tag
I
match.
seem to remember that last year the Suzuki Gods' match was a sleeper hit and everyone loved
Yeah.
it. So it could well be that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
It's a good
Suzuki
card.
Gods.
It can't be Goldberg.
Not again, please.
It'll be nicer,
Sorry.
I reckon. But imagine if it was Goldberg.
It'd be funny if it was Goldberg.
Oh, it'd be so good.
Oh, dear.
Could be the previous Darren Young, maybe?
What?
I can't remember his New Japan name.
Darren Young.
Fred.
Rosser.
Yes, Fred Rosser.
Up the Rosses.
He's pretty intense now.
Savio Vega.
Bad Bunny.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're at the end of the podcast. AEW Forbidden Door looks great. And obviously, if you can't be asked to watch it, don't worry. We watch it for you.
It's Tubman out on his bike. Here he comes.
Come Dragon crowd. Yay! We all love this bit of the podcast.
Tubman
Yay!
and tent appears on the entrance and he bursts through it on his bike down the ring.
Rips through the tent.
Yeah.
It's like MVP's entrance back to the
Yeah.
Show how strong he is. The tent.
Oh, God. Nobody.
So, Jack, what have you got for us until next podcast?
Now, because I'm in London this weekend,
Bloody hell.
I am seeing the Chicago Cubs take on the St. Louis Cardinals. And if the Cubs don't win, I'm going to be fuming. Go Cubs.
Is that
It's a
baseball?
derby. It's a derby. It's baseball. I'm going to West Ham Stadium, the European champions West Ham. And I'm going to, no, I can't laugh. They won that competition. And I'm going to enjoy it, hopefully. And it's a lovely weekend. So I think just me and my girlfriend are just going to have some drinks in the sunshine.
The sunshine.
The sunshine.
Oh, look, well,
So
we have
Yeah,
a bloody lovely
So
time.
I'm not on What Happened At.
Oh, okay.
I believe, can I reveal this? It'll be Adam Pacitti taking my place. Yeah.
Look, we can spoil AEW Rampage. We can't spoil Cultaholic.
Can't spell What Happened At, no.
Don't be silly. What about yourself, Ross?
I just keep your eyes peeled for all the ordinary pay-per-view content that we do here at Cultaholic. The pictures are on the channel now. Go and watch that. There's live reactions while the show's going on, then what happened at and news and stuff. But no WTF this time because there's no storyline. So I'll just be going, he didn't quite nail that maneuver well without showing the footage. You can do that. I can't.
Yeah.
So what's the point
I
in
can do
doing
it for a
it?
few hours and I'll get taken down. And people are still somehow watching that. That's so weird. But no, I'm looking forward to those. And I believe will people be watching it live on
Yeah,
a Twitch stream?
Tom and Fraser, I believe.
Tom and Fraser, because Ross was asked, but he went no, because of the lack of All Japan, which is clearly the superior Japanese product.
No, I lost predictions in WrestleMania 38. I had to retire from that field after 5 long years.
Fair enough.
Andrew
My way.
is not a nice person. That's what we learned in those days. He's a horrible man. Hit me with a picture frame he did. And didn't even unhook the back bit, so it was a shoot hit.
Oh,
He thinks wrestling's real. It really hurt.
That's why he's so passionate. He thinks all this is real. It is real. It is real.
What
You know
have
else
you
is
got,
real.
Matthew?
Sword or not? No, that's not true. I've got New Botchmania. It should be out right now. Aha. And also, I finished reading Bret Hart's book.
wow, you've
Who
made it.
is the last person he fornicates with?
Himself?
It'll be his Italian wife, like his third wife or whoever, his
Yes.
second wife, yeah.
Is that his current wife or is it?
No, this was his second wife, I believe. Now he's with his third one, yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause
She was the woman with really bright eyes. I remember that she had big, bright blue eyes.
Oh.
Okay.
She's quite a lot younger than Brett. Anyway, he's like an old
Stop
polar
it.
bear.
Stop it. So I asked the stream, what do you want to read now? It's famous wrestling autobiography, and they voted for If I Did It by O.J. Simpson.
Absolutely brilliant.
I'll read that, pal.
Is,
Now, if I was going to commit a murder, here's exactly how I would do
and
it.
that on the cover of that book as well, the
Yeah.
word "if" is
Is
so
this
much
is so-
smaller than
yeah.
"I did it" as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
So wrestling legend O.J. Simpson.
Wow.
He's one of my favorite things about Twitter. because he's on there.
O.J.
And
Simpson.
he committed, he murdered people with knives around.
He did.
Allegedly.
He was acquitted, but if the glove
He
doesn't fit.
murdered- He did
Legally, we have to say
He bloody did it, right?
he allegedly did
And
it.
he goes on Twitter, he's like, hey, y'all, it's yours truly, O.J. Simpson. Here's my thoughts on the weather today.
Have you seen? I know that he's kind of not the public's favorite comedian at the minute either, but have you seen Dave Chappelle's stories about how the 3 or 4 times he's met O.J. Simpson?
When he's like at the gig he was at,
He's like,
doing jokes.
there he
about
is,
him.
the Jews. And he comes over and asks for a picture with him, and he goes, no, OJ, I can't take a picture with me.
Yeah. Yeah, fascinating person, to say the least. So, yeah, I can't wait to read that book. The hypothetical
It's
book
not
about
even-
how he did it.
I didn't
maybe.
realize until that big documentary came out about it. That's like really well made and like 5 hours long or whatever. But it's not just like some footballer murdering someone over here.
Right.
It's like George Best murdering. It's like one of the
gonna
best
say, yeah,
footballers
yeah.
murdering someone. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know why I picked George Best.
But yeah, one of those
one
like
of the most
those
gifted
one
one.
of those
Yeah.
athletes that everybody knows of a certain
Yeah,
age.
he was like massive.
like-
It wasn't just like some guy who also was a footballer.
Right.
No, it's crazy.
They need to get you reading Brian Alvarez's WCW book as Brian Alvarez. That's what needs to happen.
He
everybody.
Shockmaster came through a wall
I read that when I was.
like CM Punk will do to me at Forbidden Door.
I remember reading that when I was first getting back into wrestling, the WCW, and I remember really enjoying the bits about how crap certain gimmicks and storylines were. But it just there was a lot of like money talk and figures, and I was like, oh, I can't get that.
There's a lot of it that hasn't aged particularly well once you hear the other side of other people giving their perspective, because it all is all from, well, if we treat the Observer stuff as solid fact, and we all know that's not how wrestling or life is.
True.
Shut up, Maffew. Good advice. Thank you very much for joining us. Mailbag@cultaholic.com for your thoughts, queries, and everything else. And patreon.com/cultaholic for all your Hall of Fame needs. Ooh. This has been Jack. This has been Ross. This has been Magnificent Joel. This has been put up a Jack who doesn't really do anything now, but collects a paycheck. Now I'm going to point at this. What we're going to say this week. Nobody watches the end, really, do they? So we say nothing. Goldberg.
Goldberg.
Count of
Yeah.
three. 1, 2, 3.
Goldberg. Goldberg.
We're going to look so smart if he shows up. Goldberg. Tara.